Blackballed. Blackballed.
What is up, everybody? My name is James D. Fiore, and this is Casual Friday for January 6th, 2023. And here I go with the intro that I did not prepare because it's Casual Friday. I wanted to say something about 2023, actually, before I bring in my co-host and literally the man that does all the heavy lifting, because I'm staying true to the brand of being casual. 2023, I've written 2022 a bunch of times. I just typed it and corrected it. And it reminded me of something. In 1987, I was sitting in my room, fresh off of my grandfather's death news. And it was my birthday. And I was sitting, and I was looking, and I was having like a deep moment. I was a weird kid. I had like romance feelings when I was like 5, like crying, like, she doesn't love me. And I don't know where it came from. And I was sitting there, and I imagined where I would be in the year 2000, which in 1987 seemed like millions of miles away. It seemed like it would never come and all that. And I said out loud, because I'm a weirdo, as an 11-year-old, I said, how are you doing? And are you going to be okay? That's what I asked myself. The 11-year-old depressed kid asked the 23-year-old, or 22-year-old actually, other kid. Or yeah, I was still a kid. So then fast forward to New Year's 1999 to 2000. I'm in Whistler, and I had a bunch of ecstasy. I'll tell a longer version, the ecstasy part of this story on the show. But I had a bunch of ecstasy. I did it. I got separated from the people. I took the gondola up to the top of Whistler Mountain because I was staying with a snowboarder that lived in the residencies where snowboarding instructor lives. And then the gondola just stopped, so I had to walk down the mountain. And I was in like waist deep snow, probably very unsafe considering the amount of drugs I was on. And I was totally tripping, not tripping, I was rolling or whatever on MDMA. And I remembered that I had an answer to give. I heard the countdown like 10 minutes before that. And then I said out loud, yeah, you're all right. Really high though. And but it was still profound because I answered the 11-year-old me with the truth. And here to give me awkward glances because of that story is from the Dean Blundell Show and the Lens Report, Mr. Ryan Lindley. Hey man, welcome to Casual Fridays.
Hi. I like zoned out of that. What happened?
Hoster?
Were you bugging children or something? What was that all about?
Dude, it's a profound story about how the 11-year-old me asked a question to the universe to be retrieved in the year 2000 by 22-year-old me, which it was. And I answered it honestly. I don't know. Is that a thing? Is that like a Vignay of sorts? Like, what is that? Call and response? Schizophrenia? Is it something?
I don't know. I don't know what that would be. That does seem sort of profound, though, if that was to happen.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It was, you know what's troubling about it? I knew I was still like a loser. And so like I didn't want to drag it out for the 11-year-old me in case there's a dimension where that kid is watching. I just was like, I'm really high. But can I tell the ecstasy story? Because that's actually a better story.
Yeah, sure.
So I had like next to no money, which is shocking, as a 22-year-old. And I got a plane ticket to Whistler. I brought with me for 8 days total, $400, right? And I was staying in the...
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk wheezy. I mean, that can't be my talk music about anything. And now
about money.
Okay, so I have $400. And then I get there, and he was like, he didn't think I was going to come. So he was like this, dude, you can come here, you can stay here, you don't have to pay anything. It's great. I live right on the line. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And then when I got there, there were like 7 other people there in a 2-bedroom little place for all these snowboarders. Mm-hmm. And they were really cliquey, and I didn't bring a snowboard, and I had no plans to snowboard. I just wanted to like write and drink wine and meet
hang out. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I get that.
And they were like, from day one, then they were all like, you're not here to cut, which is like snowboarding. And I'm like,
Lines?
No, yeah, that's kind of, you want to joke, because you don't even want to joke about snowboarding in front of them because they'll give you that Children of the Corn stare, and you're like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
relax. And but they treat me like an outcast the whole time, and these Australian girls were particularly nasty to me. So one night, like they were just nasty, like, okay, buddy, whatever, I'm fucking loser, right, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so one night, it was New Year's Eve, and I went down and I met the I looked at the back of the restaurant, and there was a busboy, and I'm well versed enough to know that no matter where you are in the world, if you want drugs, you go to the back of the house of a restaurant, and that's where you will find the drug. So this busboy sitting there, and I'm like, hey man, how you doing? He's like, good. I'm like, I know, I'm that guy. Da-da-da. Do you know where I can get any? He's like, how many do you need? And I'm like, I don't know, 30. And he's like, yeah, okay. Comes back, gives me, it was actually 25, and he gave them to me for $10 a piece. So it was $250.
Yeah.
And
so now you're down to $1.50, right?
Yeah. But then I go back to the place where we're all staying at, and these people have been so nasty to me, and especially the Australians. And I don't know if you know anything about drug dealing and purchasing, but Australians pay top dollar for everything because of how long it takes to get to that shit, right?
And it's incredibly illegal over there, so they pay top dollar to get anything. So yeah,
they were talking about $60 hits of E, and I was like, holy shit, that's crazy. Wow. And then I came back to the thing, and everyone was dry. No one had anything. And the Australian girls were like, I heard you had something? And I'm like, yeah, I got some stuff, right? And they're like, can we buy 5? And I'm like, yeah, of course you can. That'll be $300. And they paid it.
How capitalist are you?
Oh no,
you're like the Galen. You're like the Galen Weston of fucking Snow Hills.
I even said to them, I'm like, guys, we're all on the same page here. I came here. I'm not a snowboarder. Odd man out. You guys made sure I never forgot that. You two were dizzy bitches towards me the whole fucking week, and you pay $60 on a regular basis anyway. So yeah, you don't want it, you can give it back. Like, that's fine.
That's hilarious.
And then other people wanted some, and I'm like, yeah, $20. just to be that guy.
I was up at Mount St. Louis once with a group of buddies, and they were all getting ready, and they're like, "Oh, you coming?" I'm like, "Outside." I said, have you guys not seen where we are? Like, this fucking chalet is incredible. The booze is amazing.
Where do they want to go?
There's out to ski, and I'm like, there's a fireplace here. I'm gonna go out in the fucking snow. Are you out of your mind?
Nighttime?
No, like this was like a weekend deal.
Oh, okay,
right?
okay. Sorry.
I'm like, yeah, no, you won't find me anywhere between my room and this bar right here. Yeah. The only time you'll find me outside is when I'm traveling between the two. So.
Yeah, you might find a trace of Chianti on the bunny trail, but that's it.
Possibly.
Yeah,
As if I got lost or I slipped on my way back to one or the other.
Yeah.
I'm not an outside winter guy. I cannot. I just can't do outside in the winter. Like where you live is a fucking nightmare to me, just so you know. Well, remember we did those remember we were doing those bits?
Oh, by the way, first of all, wait. Thanks, man. Okay, go on.
Remember when we did those bits last winter? We were making fun of Kevin J. Johnson, and we did those videos. And I was doing mine. I did mine from inside the car, and then you did yours from outside. So you actually went on a walk outside. I got cold watching it, just watching you do your video. It's like, fuck that.
Yeah, it's weird weather here, actually, because it's like, first of all, there's a lot less snow now than when we were a kid everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, I listened to one segment on the Doom that you were on in the last 2 weeks sometime, talking about how we've been completely emasculated when it comes to snow. Like our media is like snowpocalypse 2022, and it's just like 4 centimeters.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. But at the same time, I think my point was more to the fact of if somebody says anything about the weather now, anywhere on social media, you say, oh, wow, really got a lot of snow. Somebody from some other part of the country, which is in a totally different weather system, climate. Oh, it's not bad. You should see what it does here at my house. Every time it's like it's a fucking competition, like your dick. It's a dick wagging contest of how much snow you get in your driveway. Like fucking calm down.
And at the end of that comment, they're like, global warming.
Yeah. Yeah. Just stupidity. I've never seen, it's just a weird, and it's a weird flex. It's a weird reflex, I think, is more like it. People don't even realize that they're sounding like absolute fucking idiots when they do it. Oh, I got more. Do you do that in the summer when it rains? Like if like somebody gets like, oh, they're calling for 5 millimeters of rain here. Yeah, well, they're gonna call for 10 in my house. They're gonna get 10 millimeters of rain. Like, what do you do? It's precipitation. Who gives a fuck?
Why
Like,
is this?
Why do
man
people
like
do
a-
this?
Why is this man a failed radio personality? I just couldn't get the job. That's what he sounds like. You sound like a guy struggling doing a radio ad. Do it again. Can you say Samsung has it for $5.95? I just want to hear.
Samsung has it for $5.95.
Or you could be the new guy that calls out the product and the price is right. You know?
Oh, Roddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember he was the one that called people down.
Yeah, he was
James DeFiore, come on down. That guy.
He could have easily transitioned into WWF manager.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Bobby the Brain Heenan's mentor or some shit. You know?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who was what's his name? Macho Man Randy Savage's. Who was his guy? Remember?
Oh, the lovely
Mean
Diane.
Gene? Was it Mean Gene?
Mean
Was
Gene
that Rick?
Okerlund was the announcer.
I thought Mean Gene was
No, I can
Randy
see him
Savage's
though.
guy.
I can see him. So there's Bobby the Brain Heenan.
He looks
And
like the My Pillow guy almost from the 80s.
Bobby the guy with the megaphone.
No, he had like
Jimmy Hart.
I don't fucking care. I don't know. I never followed wrestling. I just remember the pictures.
Where's fucking Karima, for Christ's sakes?
I know. We need the WWF encyclopedia.
We really do. I watched it when I was a kid, and then it was almost like overnight. I was embarrassed that I watched it.
Yeah. Isn't it
I think it was
funny?
when sex started happening.
I had those remember when they used to make the action figures, the rubber ones that were made out of like hard like hockey ball rubber.
Yes.
And they were like this tall. I used to have a ton of those because I thought I liked wrestling until I was like 9, and I was like, oh, these are dumb. Like this is really dumb. Like this is all just dumb. It's fake. It's dumb.
Well, the
And it
first
was
time I
right-
remember seeing a fake kick, I was like, why don't they at least stop doing that particular fake thing since it looks ridiculous? And the punches that were like, I don't know, like, they were bad.
When did it happen? When what's his name? Hulk Hogan. When was it that somebody wrapped his head along the buckle and he got cut? And it was like front page fucking news that a wrestler was bleeding in real life.
Wasn't that George the Animal Steel?
Was it? I thought it was
Remember
Hulk
he used
Hogan.
to
He
eat
got cut.
the top turnbuckle?
Do you remember that though? Like, remember somebody got cut, and it's like somebody got like a minor skin abrasion, and it actually made the front page of every fucking newspaper in North
Dude,
America.
knowing wrestling, it was probably a fake cut. And they just, you know what I mean? Like,
it's like wrestling jumped the shark right about at that point. I think.
But then it got
for
more
me as a
popular.
kid,
that's
which
the
is
weird thing.
weird. I don't get like I understand suspend disbelief, right? And I'll tell you, you know what? It's different from TV than it is in person. I went to that fucking thing in Alberta. I went to Edmonton, and I went to
Did you just call Edmonton the thing in Alberta?
Yeah, the monster. We call it the Monster Dome, the one that Jimmy wrestles in. That little league of.
You just put the Ed in Edmonton.
The I can't remember the Carnival of Chaos or whatever. Jimmy, Jimmy from Cruise.
Oh right. Yeah.
So Jimmy's a wrestler, right? So my the Saturday night that I was there, or it was Friday. It was like the first day I was there. Army Chris was like, "All right, we're waiting on Jimmy. We're gonna go and watch this thing." I'm like, "We're going to watch this fucking wrestling?" I'm like, "Absolutely, I'm totally in." Even though I don't give a shit, I said, "As long as they got booze, I'm happy." And they did. They had like cheap like beers and coolers, so I was good. And I went. Yeah. And you're laughing the first 15 minutes. I'm laughing at it, right? Because it is so cheese. But then all of a sudden, it's like this wave of enthusiasm just kind of envelops the crowd. Like we went there with the main intention of just like goofing on people and getting interviews to bring back and cut up and have fun with and make fun of these people. I loved every person that I interacted with in that day because they were so happy. There was kids there. They were like families were there. Jimmy puts on a fucking great show. So that I get. Like it was really funny to watch. Like it was, if you can take it for the entertainment value that it is, it's great. But the people that are just diehard hardcore, I don't understand them. Other than the lack of sex.
There's a spectrum of that, right? Like Karima would be like actually Cream is probably a little bit on the campy side.
Yeah.
And we like she's just so nice that you just would never hold that against her. Even though if you hated somebody and they were at that same level on the spectrum, you might use that to make fun of that other guy.
Yeah.
Like we're all kind of hypocrites like that, right? For
Yeah.
the people that we like, you know.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I associated it with girls. I did. I honestly did. I remember being at a birthday party or something. I don't remember where we were, like, I don't know, an after school event at a parent's house and whatever. And someone was watching wrestling and the girls were just like bored, looking at the guys, rolling their eyes, looking at their watches and shit.
Yeah.
And I was a people person, like I was a people watcher when I was young. And I immediately was just like, they're not sexy at all. Even though I'm 11. I'm 11 but I'm shaving. When you're old enough to shave, you're old enough to say things like that, I think.
Yeah,
you know,
I think so.
Yeah, and it was I had the same feeling with video games. I never wanted to play video games in front of a girl because I felt like the more I played video games in front of a girl, the smaller my penis became. Like it was just in their minds, right? Like,
it's like a switch turns on. I no longer have a desire to watch men in unitards. I'd rather look at the girl that's sitting here. Yeah, that makes sense. I understand. And so if you pivoted, then, you know, hey, good for you. No judgment on what you liked as a kid. But some people just couldn't find the way to pivot out of that. And I do not understand adults that.
Well, they're addicts. It's a fucking addiction, man. Video games
must be. No. I'm talking about. I'm not video games. I'm talking about wrestling.
Oh, wrestling. Oh, it's a fantasy role-playing soap opera for men. Really, for the most part. I don't know their demographics. I'm assuming Kareem is in a 20% pile or something, but I could be wrong about that.
What's wrong with North American politics? Like a grown-up. That's what that is, isn't it?
It's funny how it's funny how the mega audience and the WWE audience are so fucking similar. And I guarantee you it's like a 90% Trump voting base.
Yeah, the Venn diagram. It doesn't, it's just a circle.
Yeah. Because the whole fake part of wrestling was something that wrestling companies, like wrestling was big in like Montreal in like the 50s and stuff. But it always captured the next young generation who probably at the beginning of watching wrestling still, or just about not to, but still believed in things like Santa. You know what I mean? So, and no one talked about it being fake.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think the wrestling companies were kind of like profiting off of the ignorance of these children who don't understand what a real kick looks like. Right.
And I'll go as far as to say when UFC, and maybe it was because of that disdain for the entire ideology behind just two people hitting each other, fake or not. It was just like from that age of reason when I figured it out. Yeah. I never got into UFC either, even though that is pretty real shit. And it's like or boxing. I was never a huge boxing guy. Like I have no desire to watch two people kick the shit out of each other. I just don't.
Well, boxing is actually punching, Ryan.
Whatever. Boxing, fuck, whatever. I don't care. Like I don't find or like actual professional sports in general. Like I'll go. Like I like football. Don't get me wrong. I'll go to a Jays game. Sure, I'll enjoy myself. I understand the game. I'm not a rabid fan. I'm not a sports guy, but I don't understand the need in some people like that just are total fucking sports donkeys. I don't get them. I don't understand them at all.
I don't understand that either. Like I used to feel guilty for being a daily like I would look up daily how the Raptors and the Canadians were doing, how the Montreal Canadiens and Toronto Raptors were doing. And that was sort of like that was my sports. And you know, and I had friends though that would like watch like literally like 8 NFL games over a weekend. And I'm just like, I don't understand that. That was weird. I did like boxing when I was younger though. Because we saw Tyson in his prime. At least I did when I was.
Same here.
Yeah. And that was like you knew that you were watching something that was going to be a one-off. That he was going to be the greatest and worst. Like he was just so dominant. His matches were like the only ones where at the beginning when the referee's being like, all right, don't hit below the belt, like the guy is like, okay, I'm supposed to look tough right now. And his face was like, like you could tell he was afraid. And then Tyson, what was the first like 18 fights or something like that? I'm going to butcher this stat, but it was like, was the average length was like 97 seconds or something like it was.
I wouldn't contest it with you. I think you're probably pretty close because it was, he wiped the floor. But again, it's a guy getting into a prescribed zone with another guy just to fucking hit each other until one of them doesn't hit the other one anymore.
It's therapeutic for the people watching, right?
How?
It's a release. I don't know. It's psychological. It's a release, but also the victory is an endorphin release because you just feel it's like a contact high. Yeah. But to me, the most important thing about those fights is when they hug, because then you have your vignette and then you have your reconciliation where you don't have to walk away thinking that the only message was violence. I like that. I do.
For fuck's sake.
Battle rap is like that too now. Like when they're done, if it was a ferocious battle, like I've said things in battle raps that I'm to this day, I'm like, I think a little bit,
like nobody punched me in the fucking mouth.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. At the end, you can say anything, literally anything.
Yeah.
What did I say? If you're gonna tell a joke, if you're gonna something about my age, if you're gonna tell jokes, then you probably have to face it, because I've been doing this shit since you were nothing but a glint in the eyes of your mother's rapist. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Yeah. And
wow.
You know what I mean?
Like, shit.
I know. And even when I said it, I was like, some of the women here are going to fucking hate me for saying that. But then you realize that they're part of the culture and they're like, dude, that rapist line was killer.
Yeah. Yeah. You murdered him. Yeah. And I get it. So that, I get it. And it's true. I'm not knocking people that are fans. I have lots of friends that are huge fans of this stuff. I'm not. I just don't understand the allure myself. I just don't.
We're still on
I'd
wrestling.
rather.
Is this wrestling?
Yeah, wrestling, boxing, UFC.
Oh, right.
I'd rather watch the rap battle, because that's a battle of intellect, right? That's a battle of smarts. It's a battle of wit.
Oh, yeah.
It's a battle of
sure.
You know what I mean? Like that. That's more. It's not as primitive. It's a little more, I guess, developed than watching two people just kick the shit out of each other. I just don't get it.
Well,
I want to see that. I live in Hamilton. Do you know how many places I can go right now and watch it live in front of me and not pay for it?
And you know how many of those places are probably bathhouses? You could totally have a good time. You could bring
endless. I could kill two birds with one stone. You're right.
Well, listen, UFC. I actually like watching George St. Pierre. I thought, and I actually appreciate grappling.
Yeah.
Although I'm kind of a freak, so I'm always sort of like wondering if you had like a really big penis and you were grappling in UFC, just to fuck with the other guy, could you flex it when it's on his hip? No, so you can feel the penis pulse, and you're like, see who's homophobic and who isn't, and all
let
that
it fall out of the side of the unitard, like let it like just kind of like oops, have a little slip, like a wardrobe malfunction. Yeah.
Speaking of Paul
wardrobe
Atkinson
malfunction.
Yeah, how you doing, Paul?
Jesus Christ, man.
I would like you to share your admiration and thankfulness to Ryan and myself for really kind of cementing the brand that Penis and Paul Atkinson go together. Because we have done a lot of work on this file, and I think you owe us a debt of gratitude.
Yeah, and you can lose the civics thing, you can lose the blue jacket shit, and move on to the cock now. It's that's kind of what we've set you up for.
Paul, are you single?
You're welcome.
Well, yeah.
Are you single?
I have a couple of lady friends that I spend quality time with.
I bet you they're gorgeous, and they approached you at a bar. I bet you that both those things are true.
I bet you they know each other too.
Yeah, I bet you they're sisters.
Well, Ginger,
Marianne, those aren't real people, Paul.
A couple Ginger ladies that like to spend quality time.
Mrs. Huxtable.
Mrs. Huxtable would.
She was my favorite because I love older women. And when I was young and I was watching the Cosby Show, I was like, I thought that Lisa Bonet was obviously pretty and stuff, but I was like, she looked like the lighting on the Cosby Show didn't flatter her skin tone, because I know she wasn't that light. And
she's not. Yeah.
But Mrs. Huxtable used to toss these looks to Cliff. And it was like, I'll see you later in the bedroom, honey, kind of thing. And then you'd watch her walk up the stairs with her pantsuit, and it was just like,
and you'd see him mixing a drink.
Well,
Yeah,
and then of course, what I mean, not
his
then,
soul fighting to get out of his body. Yeah.
but now, what pops into my head when I watch that is like Bobby Brown by Frank Zappa. Do you know the song Bobby Brown by Frank Zappa?
No, I know the artist Bobby Brown by Whitney Houston.
No,
I know
but
Frank Zappa.
So Frank Zappa wrote a song in the 70s called Bobby Brown. Hey there, people, I'm Bobby Brown. They say I'm the cutest boy in town. My car is...
no King Kong. Meaner than the
junkyard dog.
That's Jim Croce.
That's bad.
My car is fast. My teeth are shiny. I tell all the girls that they can kiss my hiney. Well, here I am at a famous school. I'm dressing sharp and I'm acting cool. Got a cheerleader here, wants to help with my paper. Maybe let her do all the work and maybe later I'll rape her. Oh God, I'm so fantastic.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you for
Frank
providing
Zappa.
us our clip. Go ahead.
Frank Zappa. Frank Zappa. So it's like, when you talk about Bill Cosby and Mrs. Huxtable, I just think Bobby Brown, because we all know the rapist that America's dad turned out to be, that we didn't know about for decades.
Do you know how fucked up it is? Like, I love, I don't actually believe any of this or whatever, but it's fun to pretend that we are living in a computer stimulation.
stimulation.
I'm still on the UFC thing. Computer simulation. And because the idea that that Bill Cosby, with the brand that he was, not only was he a horrible man, but probably one of the most prolific serial rapists in American history.
And he's going back on tour, apparently. He's thinking about going back on tour right now.
Maybe he's trying to break his own record. I don't know. Like what's, what is it? It's so it's almost sad. It's not sad because I can't feel sympathy for him, but he's like, the only people that love me are out there, where everyone hates me, or I could stay in my mansion after giving a shitty sentence because of a technicality. Like, you're already
Bill
the luckiest
Cosby.
rapist ever. Just fucking stay home, Bill.
Yeah. Don't ever leave your house again. Fade off into oblivion like you should, because you're a raping piece of human garbage.
I was talking to somebody at work today about punishments that criminals should get and shouldn't get. And she is not. It's funny how we all lean towards fascism when we hate the rapist or the Nazi or the whatever.
Well, true.
So she was like, she wants to exile them to an island, like the pedophiles and child killers and like the worst of the worst. And I'm like, well, what would happen if a news drone went there and found like one group was torturing the other group and eating them alive and all this stuff was happening? And she's like, well, that's why they're on the island, because that's their. And I'm like, what about their human rights? Well, why would they have human rights
on that island? Why would you have that? I would say I would go one step further and say HBO could buy the rights to those drones, and I'd probably fucking subscribe to that.
Yeah, you should be able to sniper them from drones.
Yes.
If you guys have watched
paper bullet.
What's the series on HBO with Zendaya? It's won a couple of Emmys. It's really well done, but shit,
Zendaya? What did you say?
Yeah, Zendaya. She's got a show on HBO.
Zendaya. Why does that sound familiar?
Is that the young little drummer?
No, Zendaya. She plays Peter Parker's love interest in the latest Spider-Man films.
Oh, I don't know.
They're an actual couple in real life.
Jebediah. Zendaya. I wonder.
No.
I don't like what they're doing in Spider-Man.
She's stunningly beautiful. I think she's an incredible performer. But if you watch the series, it's troublesome. I don't want to get into the nitty gritty.
No, you have to now. Fuck that. It's Blackballed. There's no rules. You got to tell me now, guys. Cover your ears. You're gonna get spoiled for this show. I already forget the title of. But there's no doing that on Blackballed. You can't do that. You can't be like.
The show is one big trigger warning. So
thank you. Lazy Sunday with Wade and No. It's called Euphoria. In the show, there are all these high school kids that are living in a small town that are all fucked up.
Racist.
For want of a better term. And no. That's not really the thing. But one of the main characters of the show is the guy who used to be on Grey's Anatomy called McSteamy. I can't remember what the actor's name is. Mark something or another. Anyway, in
what
this
was your last
show,
name? Stevia?
McSteamy. He was called McSteamy on McSteamy
Dreamy,
on-
wasn't McDreamy?
There was McDreamy and
That's like
McSteamy.
McDonald's trying to take
my
over the
God.
hot dog business in Montreal.
The ladies might know who I'm talking about.
It's McDonald's in
Anyway.
Cleveland.
This guy plays the patriarch of this wealthy family that owns damn near everything in the town. And in this series Euphoria, and he is very closeted. He likes trans. He likes trans. Period. So in Mark Sloan is the name of the actor. Thank you, Ree. And in one of the first episodes, he ends up in a hotel room with a 15-year-old trans woman,
He's dead, no matter what happens.
and has the character lives, but it's like, why?
Not the
why-
trans one, the person with them. You're just like, as
No,
soon as
they're
you
all
step into
alive.
that room, your whole life's over. Like,
Zendaya. I'm sorry, Elaine Zendaya, and the character rapes this trans performer. Now, the trans performer, I think, was 16 at the time that this was filmed, 16 or 17, and is an actual trans actor. So if you watch the show, I'm like, this is fucked. Who's
How did
writing
we get
this?
here? Where did we-
This is perverted, weird, fucked up shit.
Well, it's just like if you actually read a Stephen King novel, it's mostly child porn.
what?
Yeah. Have you ever read it? Have you ever read the actual book?
Yeah, I don't remember
No,
any
Stephen King,
sex
the size
scenes
of
in
his
that.
books really intimidates me. It's like seeing a bunch of Paul penises on the shelf. I can't.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, no. It's a lot of that is just kids having sex in the, and I've said, because Ashley's the huge
don't-
fan, and
I don't remember the sex scenes in that book.
oh yeah.
I read it
Are you
twice. I don't
sure?
Remember the
Ryan?
girl? Yeah, well, I'm very sure.
You used to put your penis in hotel ice things. So
Yeah. Yeah,
Sure-
that's
are
got
you sure,
nothing to
buddy?
do with this. Yeah. No, this is this. I'm telling you, read a fucking Stephen King
like,
novel.
is he known for that? Because I don't remember any of this stuff.
I don't
Yeah,
remember
it's-
any of that at all. I've read many of his novels.
What was the girl's name in it?
I don't remember. I read.
Do you not
the first time I
remember
read it
her
was
having
like,
sex with the boys in the book?
Well, if she had sex with someone in the book, you wouldn't remember her name.
I thought they were adults when they had sex.
No,
When you're a kid,
dear.
when you're a kid, when you're a kid.
No, dear.
Oh, they were
The-
children at the time.
Yeah.
See, I don't remember that. It's a long time since I read it. So
Yeah.
this is news to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But wait,
so
hold on a second, though.
this is what I mean. So like,
what if
but-
you like writers write what they know, right? And when I was 12,
Which
I
is
always
why
had to say my
Euphoria
age
freaks
first.
me out.
When I was
That's her name.
12, I had sex with a girl that was my age, right? When I was 12.
Yeah.
And it was awkward as hell. And to be honest, I thought she was a little bit kind of hoey. Like if she was doing things, I was just like, I don't even know that this even exists. So obviously she had more experience than I did. But like,
12.
you know, am I allowed to retell that? I'm not going to do it. But
No.
would I
Don't.
be allowed? Would I be allowed? Like, how would you describe it even?
Yeah, but why? But this is the thing. Like, why? I don't ever find a reason to rehash those because I'm the same as you. It's probably in around the same age range. I've never found a reason to actually have to rehash those stories anywhere, especially in a screenplay, or you know what I mean.
Look,
it just shows. I think it shows a
I think
predisposition.
this is the perfect quote. Can we all move on? We've dealt with this and don't want to think back.
Yeah, well, then you should tune out. Tune out. That's fine. Just don't watch the show. That's
I
fine.
mean, I'm pretty sure I'm still god of this world, whatever the fuck.
yeah, you
case
are,
this
you
is
are,
in
you are,
Sorry,
you
guys,
are.
but
It's your show,
because I
we're
want
just
to
My
know-
hosts.
oh my god! Can I tell you guys something? Can I tell you something?
Wait, because I do
You're
have
gonna
a
love
story.
this.
It's not. It wasn't just a one-liner, and it will be quick. Of where I had sex when I was 12. That story. Years later, I guess it would be like 20 something years later. I'm living in Curtis, and I go out for drinks with the 12-year-old girl when I was 12 years old. That we both lost our virginity. We were both virgins, right? Well, at least she said she was. I don't think she was. She didn't move like
Whatever.
Anyways, so but she has to drop off her kid at her parents' place, and I'm like, okay. So she invites me in. We go downstairs, and I'm kind of playing with this kid, and then I look at this person, and I was like, didn't we used to come here and visit? But I thought it was your grandparents' house, and she was like, oh, my parents bought it from them, and because at that moment I realized I wasn't just there; I was sitting on the same floor, on the same spot that we had sex with the offspring of the person I lost my virginity to, who is standing right over there, which I thought was both meaningless and really kind of meaningful all at the same time.
That's very
I don't know what it
meta,
meant,
right?
But it was
That's
it
what
was
they say,
odd.
meta.
Whoever has the opportunity to revisit the place where they got rid of their hymen or their virginity, right?
Got rid of like it was in the garage taking up space. I got rid of that thing.
It's in every drawer, it seems. It's just everywhere.
Every time I throw it away, it comes back.
Yeah.
I no what I was gonna say is, and you guys are hosts of shows here on the network, and I'm the same. Don't you love it when people in the comments try to direct your show?
Fuck you.
My favorite
across the memory bow.
No. My favorite is when people are talking. Like Lachlan's the best instigator of this. It's my favorite. So when somebody's telling a story, and you know how Lachlan's like the Kool-Aid, like the Kool-Aid.
Well, hold on, because I think
quick story, right? He'll do that, but my favorite is when everybody just starts yelling, and they're actually angry.
Yeah.
Shut up. Stop talking. Let them speak. It's like they're advocating for the person. Meanwhile, nobody. Lachlan doesn't read it. It's my favorite thing in the world.
Just to let the commentators know, when you make comments like that, actually, I don't know because I don't look at the comments. So.
Bullshit.
It's too distracting for me. I don't know how you guys do it. Like I'll glance once in a while, but I won't.
Once in a while.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I've done this before, and I didn't like it.
Oh, yeah, I don't like that either.
No, I don't care for that either. I find that's distracting so anybody watching, I find that's distracting for them because if they want to, they have the chat over
they're
on
doing
the right,
that anyway. They're not listening to us. They don't ever, we'll say something, okay? This is the best part. We'll get onto a topic and talk about things. And this is what we've all noticed. And then the chat, it's its own thing. It does its own thing. Mm-hmm. It's like you plant a seed in the chat and it grows its own vines somewhere else. We'll pivot off onto another, like we have our, like the Dean Blundell shows. We have points. We try to hit those points, right?
Yeah.
So we'll pivot. We'll find pivot points to segue into something else. We'll be 10 minutes into the next topic. And if you do glance over, you're reading something about somebody's experience with what we were just talking about. So it's like, that's what I love about it. I love that community thing that goes on in the side there. And then they'll tune back in if they like, they'll zone back in like, oh, what are they talking about now? And then they just start again. It's like an evolving, ever living, breathing entity on the side of the screen. It's my favorite.
I still don't fully understand the wine taco thing. I don't understand what it means. Like, how do you say that?
Somebody explained it in that Christmas Zoom call that we were all on. It's something to do with
trolls that were in.
Yeah,
and it's like,
I know we put a T-shirt out. That's all I knew about.
Is it like code because it's so random and doesn't really mean that? But
I think it's got. Yeah, I think it's got something to do with like it's like if somebody's being a douchebag, they just don't have enough wine and tacos in their life.
There you go.
And
troll food. That's what
I thought it was
says.
like the hieroglyphical representation of the exchange between men and women.
Taco coffee.
Wine for taco.
Well, there's the taco coffee and wine taco. So taco wine.
It must be fucking exhausting in that head of yours, James.
It's very much so. There's a lot of heavy lifting. You'd be surprised.
Taco cat spelled backwards is still taco cat.
Rise to vote, sir. Is rise to vote, sir, backwards.
Rise to vote. So funny.
Sir.
Yeah, so
hey, there's a woman. Hold on, guys, there's a woman.
Shh, there's a girl here, guys.
There's a girl.
Guys,
hey,
there's a girl here.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, Catherine.
Hi.
How you doing?
Hi there.
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, but it's funnier when you hold it like that.
Yeah.
You don't need to hold it. You should be fine.
You don't have to.
It's like when
I don't know what to do.
It's like
I
when
want
you
to do
turn.
this properly. Can I do this properly? Hello, Kathleen. How are you? Please
Hi, I'm
introduce
good.
yourself so that we know more than just the name that I never look at on the chat.
I know. It's because they don't stop.
I'm good.
Where are you? Where are you situated? What part of the country are you in?
I heard living room. It looks like Paul.
I'm in Toronto. There's a bit of a delay.
Yeah, there's always going to be a bit of a delay. That's the latency
With this
thing.
panel.
Wait a minute. Do I go on YouTube? Maybe I'll turn
No.
that off.
No.
Yeah, turn the
Turn off
YouTube
everything
off. That's
except for-
probably
yeah,
you're
turn the
probably
YouTube
listening to
off.
YouTube.
Okay, that's what it is.
Also,
Now,
do you
can
get louder when you're drunk? And if so, can you belt back some whiskey or anything to just project more? into the
Oh, I
voice?
can. I can belt back whiskey.
You can
But I'm not
really?
gonna.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Can you
Wow,
hear
she's
now?
both. She both can do it and go fuck yourself. I like that.
Kathleen, are you one of those people that when you're driving and you're trying to see a street name, like when you don't know where you
Oh,
are,
I have to turn the
you
music
turn the
down.
music down?
Have to-
Yeah.
yeah.
Or if you're outside a window and somebody's on the other side and you're talking, but you still whisper when you're trying to mouth something to
I
them.
don't know why. I don't know why
Yeah.
I do that.
Well,
It's
you
bizarre.
it's the whole holding up the microphone
Well,
thing. It's
you
the
know
same
what?
thing.
I'm starting a YouTube channel, and I have to do
Oh.
that when I do my little thing to talk because I don't have all the equipment yet. But everybody,
What's your YouTube channel about?
About?
Well, I like to paint. I have
Oh, nice.
paintings in the back, and I like to wander. So I want to start making a channel where I'm wandering in the cities I go to, or just around Toronto, and I make paintings. And
That's
then you
cool.
can go
They have a
buy
lot of
them.
people that do that on Queen.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
They do. Like they do. They yeah. No. Not a lot actually. But no. I love. I think
That's
it's
cool.
interesting how many great artists in the United States in the modern art world were found as like buskers or even homeless
Oh,
people.
yeah.
I'm not.
Mhm.
obviously-
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Like Norman
Yeah.
more so and all those guys. I would just.
But I like that idea. The nomadic journey of
Yeah.
Kathleen the painter. I like that.
Yeah, like the whole, get the inspiration, then you make it happen, right?
You have a
Nobody's done that yet.
left arm sleeve, do you, Kathleen?
I do. I have one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are you a
Very
bodybuilder?
cool.
No,
You have great arms.
I have really. I used to
You
do
got guns.
CrossFit. I used to eat meat and listen to.
I used to do
Kathleen, are you
CrossFit.
single? I'm not asking like in that weird way. I'm just wondering if you're single.
Already, like not
No,
even
no, that's not-
4 minutes.
listen.
She's here.
If I preamble by saying it's not about that, that means it's not about that. Not that ignore me. I live in a forest in Killaloe. I'm sure you're millions of miles away. I'm just wondering if you're single.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what
If
a
a
predator
man were
would
to
say.
date you and you liked him
Here
and
we
everything
go.
like that, and then one day he was just like, just once, can you carry me to bed? I'm just wondering if you would be like, okay, with just the carry.
I don't think now because of my back. After 25 years of being a nurse, it's been really difficult.
That's You've done enough carrying at that point. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've
So I
got
don't
your.
carry any man.
You know what? That man would probably be
Metaphorically
like
or
5'6".
physically.
That man would probably be like 5'6". If that man was truly a man, when you were like, no, I don't think so, then he'd
I
be
like
like,
short
all
guys,
right,
though.
and then he would just
James.
throw you over fireman style, and you'd be like, oh my god, I can't believe he did that.
I don't think he could do that. I don't.
That's why it would be impressive. That's all I'm saying.
It would be, yeah.
I'm gonna shut up.
Anyways, I wanted to come in and say hi because I missed the Christmas Zoom and I'm on the.
Oh,
with
it was
all my
fun.
buddies.
That
I
was a
know, I
lot of
heard it
fun.
was great. I heard it
Yeah,
was
we had a great time.
fun.
Well, thank you for joining us. Like,
Yes, guys. Yes, that was a little bit of an awkward pause, but that's fine.
Just waiting for you. I was just waiting
No.
for like a request for a phone number or some sort of another
Listen,
inappropriate. You want to talk about her knees?
Here's my problem. It's Casual Friday. I don't have a filter. I fucking mean every word, and that's just the way it is.
That's okay.
Well,
Sorry. You can mean
there
all the
is
words.
there is sincerity in everything James says this evening. So that's
Bullshit. And there is.
he
Listen,
is sincere.
You guys are funny.
it's a problem because I was telling Ryan off air that when I was on Dean Blundell, I was an angry James. When I'm on Blackballed, I'm a very level James. And then here, I'm just like I feel like my parents went away for the weekend and the keg of beer
You're
and
high
cocaine
school
just
James.
arrived, and I'm
So you're high school, James.
No, I never even did hard drugs until I was like early 20s. I'm probably more like in my late 20s and early 30s, James. like that,
Okay.
but without the fun drugs and the alcohol.
Do you ever think about the world around you of how many Jameses we have to deal with? Is there any empathy there?
It's one. It's just that when you're only one dimensional, you can't catch the rest of them properly, and so you get all worked up. I
So
don't
it's our
know.
problem.
Lot of
Gotcha.
How do you mean though, Ryan? How do you mean?
Well, you just explained to us the 3 different Jameses that show up here.
No. That's more of an evolution, not a simultaneous James convention. I
So
was
it's not
angry
like
guy
Sybil.
so I went from angry guy and Dean Blundell to level, and I'm still level Blackballed guy, but I need a release. right? I need
That's
a
Friday
the
night.
rub and
Fridays,
tug of
yes.
podcasting vibes in a sense because I want to release, right? And
Okay.
this is my release. I'm sorry, but that's a
No,
spot on analogy. To be honest with you,
Bruh, it's okay.
it's a spot on something, all right. Jesus,
It's all right.
So everybody take a deep breath, a deep
someone's got to take
cleansing
over. For a
breath.
second. I'm not going to.
We're just going to draw
Gone
the
through
oxygen into our lungs, hold it for 3 seconds, and then
That's fucking great.
Yeah. Thanks.
So anyway,
Thank-
Kathleen, what's when does the YouTube channel start?
I started it already.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Give yourself a
it's-
plug. What's it called?
It's called Kathleen's World. I don't know
All
what
right.
to call it, honestly. My Instagram is Kathleen's World too, and everything seems to tie together that way.
So you're bringing your world to the different places.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would be Kathleen's worlds, right?
Yeah, well, it's my world. It's what I do. I just hang out and wander and paint and save lives and troll Jordan Peterson.
Jesus,
Troll.
it's like hero work. You
Troll
just
Jordan
throw some
Peterson.
save lives in there, like it's like I go camping,
Yeah.
once in a while.
My
That's good,
my
you're
friends
humble.
actually have a really awesome camping YouTube channel as well. They just started, so that was kind of my inspiration. Beauty and the Backcountry.
Very cool.
Awesome.
That is very cool.
Right, next time, clear the plugs, okay? I'm just kidding.
I know. Well, I had to come on and do that. Yeah.
Well,
And
I'm
then
glad.
I also just wanted to say I was blocked twice this week, or twice the last month
How
by
is
who?
Lachlan?
by
Yeah.
JP.
By who?
JP.
You absolute son of a
Jordo.
bitch.
You son of a
Jordan
bitch.
Peterson, really?
Yeah, twice. Got blocked.
See,
People are out
this is
there
what
trying so hard.
How do
I
you
don't
double?
understand
How do you get double blocked?
I don't know. I had a couple of accounts.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Wow,
'cause
you're
I
going
had-
hard, eh?
Well, I started this a while back because, like I said, I did CrossFit and I kind of was in that kind of, not really in that realm, but once everything hit the fan, I was like, wow, what the hell are these people doing? And he was kind of like his daughter and all that shit was in there. So I was like, I don't like these people and
Yeah.
they're being really mean to people and they're really awful. And I just, yeah.
His daughter
doing
was.
part.
We found out was involved with that Andrew Tate.
Yeah, I know. I
Like
saw
that's
pictures.
small
Like as
world.
one of his working girls?
No, I don't know. I think it
I
was
think they
like
were
a meeting
dating.
or something. I don't even
Yeah.
know if they were dating. They were like meeting up or something when they were over in, in that benzo coma. So I really don't understand that whole thing, but it's just sus. I mean,
I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know what the thing? Can I just say because I don't? I think Jordan Peterson has one of the most interesting periods of time as a famous person
Mhm.
from then to now. Because from when he first came out, and depending on how you feel about the fact that he didn't want to be told that he had to use words that he didn't think were real words or whatever.
Mhm.
However, like you are on that position, it's not like the most crazy thing ever. Like his
Right,
compelled
right.
speech arguments have been made for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
But then people immediately were like, he's this, he's that. And so I was sitting there as an observer, not a fan or
Mhm.
anything like that, but as an observer and a guy who interviewed him in 2017 that, I'm like, they're making a caricature out of him. There were all these examples of like them labeling something really awful when it really wasn't.
Yeah.
But then something happened, and I don't know if it was the drugs or the fame or whatever.
Yeah,
But
it
then
started
he
getting
just
weird.
slowly morphed into the caricature that they said he was at the beginning when he wasn't that caricature.
Yeah,
And I just find that really crazy. Like
it
it's
got really crazy. I don't understand what
What I-
happened,
what
but
I
it
th-
hasn't stopped.
I talked about it on the show today, and I said it's weird. It's almost like he's very binary when it comes to conversation. He doesn't
He'd
find
be
nuance.
so mad that
in-
you used that word.
I know, right? I didn't say he's non-binary. I said he's binary.
Binary.
He's
It's only
he's
binary.
but he's stuck in
Yeah,
that loop, and
Yeah.
there's no nuance, which is like when you hear that he's an intellectual, you're absolutely correct, but I think there's some sort of a weird arrested development that's going on, and I don't know if it's shtick or if it's mental illness
think it's
or
a
if it's
combination.
actually a block inside of him where that nuance of that discussion where he makes a point. He makes a point about compelled speech. I totally understand his point. I may not agree with some of them when it comes to the hate speech, but I do understand where he's coming from on some of the things that he said. Now, it's so definitive, points, period, end, no more discussion. This is how it is. and I'm gonna act as crazy as I fucking can to compel you to think that's the way it's supposed to be, and now mix in the religious shit and everything else. It's just a weird mix.
If he wasn't famous and did that exact sort of life cycle transformation, it would have been just called red pilled.
Right.
He's just he's just finally given into the red pill. Basically what's happened.
Yeah.
And his life turned into like a weird spectacle.
Yeah.
Like he's got like a Don Cherry suit on with like Elon Musk all over the tie, and I'm just like
weird.
I don't know.
Elon.
I don't know if you got a chance
Same
to see the show this morning, but Douglas really tore into him.
I know. I saw the tweet on this afternoon. I missed the show this morning. I ended up waking up and they're doing renovations a couple doors up or floors up, and I was like,
that's 2 shows you've missed.
What's that?
That's 2 shows I've heard you talk about missing.
I know.
Like
They're all available on
I
YouTube.
did rewatch the DBS show though, and I heard Ryan talk about.
There you go. See, that's all that matters.
I'm
it's
all
fine.
up to
Thank
date
you.
now. Oh, and Ryan, another thing, I quit my job too. I heard you quit your job.
Good for you.
the job is the nurse?
Yeah.
So you're not even saving lives anymore?
No, not right now. I'm
Oh, dude.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
we're just kidding.
Dude.
He's just kidding.
These are all
He's being a
jokes.
dick.
No, I'm still gonna work. I just
Being a
I'm taking
dick, you-
some time
You're
off.
just trying to find another place
That
to
was
do
a
it. I
dick
get that.
move.
Absolutely. Good
It
for
was
you.
funny. Good timing.
What's where were you in hospital? Were you in long-term care?
Yeah, I see.
Eloquent.
ICU? Oh wow, eh?
Wow.
Yeah, that was probably pretty tough for the last couple of years for
Oh,
sure.
yeah, I'm
Holy
messing
shit.
up. I'm not the same person I was a couple years ago.
No,
No,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
think
guess-
anybody in that.
I don't think
prison-
anybody is. In
No,
that
No.
Anybody that's had to deal with anything in an
long-term
acute
care,
setting.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah. I totally agree. So good for you. I'm proud of you. Good for you. Find something that makes you happy.
Thank you for
amazing.
your service.
Thank
And
you. And
if you're actually going to go out like globetrotting to go and find inspiration to paint, you know
Yes.
whose show you should be on is Marianne Iveson's.
Yes.
Oh, Marianne, I love
You should be
Marianne.
on Let's Take This Outside and talk about your podcast and get some
Oh,
get
that
some
would
wheels
be
on
really
this thing.
fun.
If you want, we'll set that up for you. Yeah,
That would
absolutely.
be really cool. Yes.
That's great.
Yes, let me
Marianne is an
check out and
awesome
look at it.
person.
Yeah,
She's
I watched the show and
so
she's
cool.
so cool.
This is far too nice of a segment for me to be in it.
Oh, there
James is over there.
it is there.
No, I feel like I've not, I feel like both that I've said too much and nothing at all.
Oh, look, Ashley, thank you. It's really
There it is.
bad, but I don't care. Like, that's one thing. I don't care anymore what people think. As long as I'm not
Good.
being a jerk,
That means you're
Good.
doing the thing you
Right.
want to do.
I'm
Yep.
doing
Yep.
something I like. So the focus isn't great and the volume isn't great, and I have to hold my little microphone.
I wanted to say the carry to bed thing because I think it's funny and true.
That was pretty funny.
I had a girlfriend once. I nicknamed her K2 because she was like 6 feet tall, and I used to just for fun just run and into her arms and she would catch me.
Oh, I always wanted to be a Sarah Connor kind of person, with the gun.
Yeah.
Terminator.
You've got a
It's
bit of a
always
Linda
funny.
Hamilton look to you.
Yes, and I'd be a
Little
guy
bit,
hugging
yeah.
her leg on the VHS cover.
Yeah. Wow. Nice.
Awesome. That's awesome. Just
Nice.
don't be on my leg. Just don't be.
I would never even think of it. Have you been to Germany? It's
Took
crazy.
a weird turn.
Have you
I
been to
haven't.
Germany?
Not yet.
Okay. Can you talk amongst yourself while I go outside and have a joint for some reason?
Yeah,
Maybe it
go
will
ahead.
calm me down.
Go. We can do that. We can do that.
Okay.
So
I
Kathleen,
don't like leaving the empty chair. I find that to be annoying. So
It's fine. It's fine. It's good.
There we go.
Ryan's under control. I can babble forever. And Kathleen, tell us. So, what was it that brought you into art, like painting? Is this something? Is it a passion you've always had, or is this a new thing, or like what? Where did
It's
this come
new.
from?
It's
new. Okay.
Yeah, I moved to Toronto in 2016, and I needed some art for my walls.
Okay. And
now I have
where
too
did you
much.
come from? Where
I
you
came
could
from
be?
Sault Ste. Marie, up north.
Oh, okay. The Sioux.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, Group of 7 territory. I didn't know who they were. I really
What?
didn't until I moved down here. Yeah, no, seriously. So I was walking around and I'd see these pictures and I thought, oh, I have have wall space. I want to have some art. So my friend had some canvas and some paint. She's like, come on over, we'll do this. And so I did a painting that turned out really good. And I didn't stop, and I haven't stopped, and I have a ton, and I have to start selling them. I have a website now, and I'm going to start.
Fantastic.
So yeah, I got to work at it. It's hard, you get imposter syndrome, right?
Oh, look, I've dealt with that my entire life.
Yeah.
And it's never going to end. And it's like, I know there are things I can do that I'm pretty good at, but I'm still always going to feel like, no, I shouldn't. Nobody.
Oh, for sure.
I shouldn't. The imposter syndrome thing is terrible, and
it'll paralyze you.
Well, it's a
like
symptom of anxiety, right?
Yeah.
Is what it is. So one of my favorite paintings is Canada's Mona Lisa, the Jack Pine by Tom Thompson.
Yeah.
I have it hanging above my bed.
Nice.
And I look at it all the time because it's like, it's an impressionism piece, but it's not an impressionism piece, but it's this. If you don't know what it is, that's fine. I don't expect you to know what it is. But for anybody who's watching or listening, if you don't know who Tom Thompson is, look him up. He was basically the honorary member of the Group of Seven because he died before they ever got together. He's never been found. Nobody ever knew what happened to him. He just disappeared. Right. And the Jack Pine is quite frankly Canada's Mona Lisa. And what is it a painting of? A tree in Algonquin Park,
I know.
overlooking a lake.
It's the best.
It's like, it's the most Canadian thing I can think of.
Yeah.
Now, if we had a beaver, some maple syrup, and a Mountie, it would be like the trifecta, right?
Right.
But it's a painting that every time I look at it, and I paid a lot of money for the print. I got the best quality I could, and I said I want one life size because I go to the National Gallery a couple of times a year for work, ironically enough. And every time I'm in there for work, I'm like, do you mind if I run over and take it? They're go. They're like, go.
Yeah,
and I will just stand there at the Tom Thompson Jack Pine and just drink it in.
Well, that's what art is. You got to be in front of it. I don't know, the NFT stuff, all that. I want to get off the screen. Like the screen time thing that's why I want to do the YouTube thing. It's a little more.
What do you
fun.
paint, Kathleen? What are you painting?
Let's see. I have all kinds of.
Can you take us for a bit of a tour?
Let's go for a tour.
Yeah, please.
Oh, this is fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Here, I got a little. You can't see very good. I have really bad light in here.
Oh no, but you did that.
My friends and I were out for. There's New York. I'm going to turn a light on when I get to it.
Holy shit! You got some skill. No, that's skill. You've got talent.
Oh, I have lots of them. Like that's Massey Hall. I don't know.
Holy shit!
See it. Massey Hall.
That's really cool.
You have. Oh my goodness! You have you've had this thing inside of you for your whole life, and it just only came out in the last.
In 2017, there's a new one. I got to fix. This is just tape. See, this is part of my YouTube channel. I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to make this, and you're going to watch me walk around and get the picture, and then make a painting.
Holy shit!
That's
Look,
really
I studied
cool.
art.
I like it.
I studied art in high school. I'm a.
This isn't about you. This is about Kathleen.
No.
Are you selling your things, or
what I'm trying to say is I'm a very good sketch artist, but I'm not. I've been doing it for 40 plus years. I don't have the talent you have.
Oh, thank you.
You are born with it. You are an incredible artist.
I love everybody. I see all this.
I'm like, I cannot do that. And I studied and I went to school and I know all the things and I'm a very good sketch artist. I have skill, but I don't have your skill. Not even close.
Thank you very much. That's sweet.
That is incredible.
Yeah, it's taken up my entire, like I literally, and since I quit my job, I need to sell some art so I can live for a few months.
How are we buying your art, Kathleen?
Well, I'm going to have my website a little bit more finessed. Right now, I just have a few things on it because the problem is I need to have images of these pieces and I need to get a proper camera and do that. I have the lighting and everything and the time, right? So I've been working a lot and it's kind of, I was hoping that I'd be able to get it started last year, but it wasn't the case.
You realize if you took pictures with your cell phone and put them,
it's not the same though.
But listen,
no, just listen.
If you did that, the community here that supports the hell out of everybody in the community here would totally not care and buy your paintings. So I would suggest you just get on it.
I know.
Because I would hang, like, I've got blank spaces in my wall that needs some things. I would totally take some art from
I will
fans of the show.
definitely keep you guys posted.
Yeah, let us know for sure. We'll totally plug it.
It's the plan for 2023, and it's just, it's just
good
cool.
for you. That's
So-
really cool. That is really cool.
Hey,
You have a
you guys
gift,
are
and you
awesome.
need to share it with the world.
Oh, you guys are great. I love you guys. I love this whole little group.
Yeah, but it's a great community, isn't it?
It is really. It really is. For online,
it's,
I've never met any of you in person, but I feel like I know you guys. So it's
Well,
Yeah, we're hermits, mostly. The Dean Blundell show guys are all hermits. We,
No,
we don't socialize with
Perfect.
anybody.
I'm not.
I'm the
I'm
same.
not at all.
I'm that way.
Yeah.
I'm a hermit as well. So
Yeah.
I'm right in
That's it's a definitely a unique crowd for people that come for dick jokes and then just become friends, and that's kind of where it started, and here we are now, right? So
there. Right?
yeah, it's quite the community. That
I had to tap out early today. You guys got way too deep into the fecal stuff that I'm like out. I'm out.
There's always
I'm out.
poop with Locke, eh? He's talking
Yeah.
always talking about poop.
And I can't do it. I can't do it. You know, when I was much younger, I used to
fucking
babysit a
internet's
lot of
huge,
children.
man.
I know, but I used to babysit a lot of children, and I used to change a lot of diapers. And then there was a turning point in my life where I'm like,
Yeah.
I think after a man turns 34, 35, it's like, that's it. Nope. Like, nope. Nope.
Not good.
Dick jokes are the glue that keeps us together.
You're dealing with a bunch of, and a lot of people did gravitate towards the show during the pandemic, which brought along a lot of healthcare workers and teachers. So they're used to the poop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's nothing really that grosses me out. Actually, I'm more grossed out by situations that happen out, like paramedics. I could never do that job. They're amazing. Like,
The
in
amount
a
of
real life
things
situation is too
that man, what's his name? Hopper? Remember the paramedic?
Oh, Brad Hopper, yeah.
Brad Hopper. The amount of things that man has pulled out of bums is extraordinary. Like we were going to do a whole segment.
We did have it on Dean's show.
Hairspray.
Every
we
time he
talked
would
about-
always come. Yeah, he would always
Yeah.
come with one for the end of of his appearance.
Yeah,
All kinds of
Locke
things.
did a whole thing about the 20 top 10 things people had pulled out of their butts in a year or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I find
It was
most
the
interesting?
it was the 18 magic markers.
Oh my God.
That's the part. That's a perfect example. Okay, I won't be too graphic. I hope. But like, I don't understand the whole pleasure side of putting things in your bum. I never have. The idea of it makes me feel uncomfortable. You know, they stopped taking temperatures like that for a reason. I thought because that's where poo comes from. So, but I know it exists. But I've totally avoided it. I could never imagine myself though being like so enamored by it that I'm at the 16th magic marker and I'm like, yeah, 3 more.
Let's see if we can get 2 more.
How many more? Yeah, and my question was, you know how they always snap together, top to bottom? Like, was it that way?
Can I get
Like,
them out? Can I get them out that way?
Was it 2 groups of 9? Was it?
Where does it go?
Well, it goes up and up and up.
That's
and,
really magic marker. I mean,
and eventually it can
maybe
just
that's
poke
how
right through, and then that's when you die. So that's why you need to get it out.
Yeah,
there
we all.
should be a porn star whose name is 19 magic markers.
Are you guys familiar
And a
with
couple
Mr.
of Sharpies.
Hands? Do you know the story about Mr. Hands?
Oh no.
I'm
no.
sure you do.
I bet you do.
Of course I do. Of course I do. Mr. Hands was a engineer who worked for Boeing Aerospace. And Mr. Hands had a thing for horses. And you can find the video on the internet where he used
Just
to go
making
to a
it hot.
farm where horses used to do things. And at one point, one horse did too much to him and killed him.
What?
Because it was a
No.
Wait,
Oh, yeah,
I was
the-
tuning out the whole thing. A horse had penetrated a human being? To death?
full hilt. Full hilt.
What
That's my
a
favorite.
stud.
Yeah, no kidding.
No.
So they're like, oh, that's not good. You can hear the guys in the video. Well, that's not good. So then they rushed him to the hospital and he died. Yeah, he
It's
died.
illegal, isn't it? Like,
Oh, completely illegal. Totally. Yeah. Mr. Hands. Look up Mr. Hands. You can find it online if you want to.
I don't need to.
That's a good idea for a new capital punishment idea, though, for rapists. You know, in the fascist world that we've constructed.
Well, we could send it to that island,
You're
right?
sentenced to the stable.
We can
Yeah,
send a bunch
that's
of
right.
Randy horses to the island.
Yeah, that's it. Where's Randy? Oh, he's in stable condition. Oh, did anyone call his family?
Wow.
Stable condition.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
And JM's got it right. There is a full documentary, and I've seen the
Oh,
documentary. And
I'm
they're
good. I'm good.
And they give you the warning. They're like, we're about to show you this scene. And I watched it and went, okay, that's enough internet today.
No.
Why did you watch it?
For years.
You knew what it was. Why did you watch it?
Because
What
I
the fuck
didn't.
was wrong with you, Paul?
You know what? It's one of those things like, oh, look, there's a train wreck. No, there isn't. Oh, yeah, there is. Oh,
That's not a train
shit.
wreck. You know what that is? That's someone slowly being pulled apart by a machine. That eventually, the guy's like, and then he just splits apart. That's what that is. And I don't know many people that'd be like, wow.
But it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. It was like, hey, what's that guy doing there? He just, oh, shit. It was like a really fast thing. It like took 2 seconds, and I'm like, oh, he dead. He dead.
Oh, that horse must be married. 2 seconds? Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you see some weird, look, if you can think of something, it's on the internet.
It's true.
Yeah, I
There's
I
no
avoided the
original thought
internet.
anymore. There's something out there for everybody.
The first video I ever saw on the internet, the very
Nice way
first
to
one,
put it.
the very first one ever on the internet was a guy shooting a hot dog out of his bum into a bun, and then the other guy ate it. And I was like, I'm out. I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
doing
that's
this.
too much.
No.
That's too much. Yeah.
No. So I avoid
See,
gross
now
things.
I'm hooked. I'm going to look because that's that sounds
Oh,
like
no.
something we need to put on the air actually live.
No.
This is why I'm
That-
happy
I would
that-
I would bet it. I would bet on it. I would start some sort of a gambling thing to see if
Yeah, Ree's
This is
got
why
it
we
right.
lose. This is why we're going to lose as a people.
Rotten.com was awful.
Rotten.com was
From the
terrible.
beginning of like the
Oh my
internet.
I remember
Guys, can I give you a little tip?
Get all
It's
the
called
dead celebrities.
rotten.com. It's called rotten.com. Just don't go there.
Yeah,
Just don't go there.
that's where I saw the police photo of Chris Farley.
Yeah,
They had photos of the crime
Saw that.
scene of Chris Farley with his
Yeah.
vomitous face. And, yeah. Where the hooker said, oh, I didn't think he was dead.
Why am I laughing at that? That's
Do you
terrible.
guys
I
ever
shouldn't laugh.
wonder if you're on some sort of grainy, weird site about weird, or is it just me?
No, that's just you.
I had sex on a rooftop once, and with my ex Kelly, and we're still friends. And right when we were done, all we hear is like, because we were like surrounded by condos, and neither of us were like, hey, 300 people can see us right now, and all we heard out of the darkness was, woo.
Yeah.
And I looked at her and I'm like, oh, we're probably going to be on the internet.
They're building
make it
condos
better?
right next to me, so I'm pretty much.
I was kind of hoping they would have said woo halfway through so we could feel the excitement.
Okay. So it wasn't during, it was after, it was post.
It was
post-
right after the money shot, which
Yeah.
wasn't shielded by anything because it was, sorry.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Oh, it's I get it.
Yeah. But we got a woo. So we did pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
Everybody's seen me naked already.
That's
so
before
I
there
don't
was
care.
that was obviously before there was a Yelp and a Google reviews. So that was your Google review.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
got,
Oh my
you
gosh.
got at least a 4-star out of
And then
a.
Chris Sky people came in and ruined it.
Maybe that's how they named Yelp. Somebody yelped for you.
Yeah.
Yelp. Woo.
That's funny though.
You know,
'cause
I
that-
was thinking about going to that restaurant, but somebody had sex on the rooftop the other night, so
It was a
and
Denny's.
for once it wasn't
Whatever.
you and your beautiful harem.
It was a Waffle House.
By the way, you put the hair in harem with that beer.
Find yourself a what was that thing I read this week? Find yourself a partner that will turn your Waffle House into a waffle home. And if you're having sex on the rooftop, that's what you're gonna get out of that.
Guys, sex on the rooftop is pretty good. It's not bad because you're outdoors. It's outdoorsy, right?
I was one of my first long-term. The first time we actually had sex was outside, in between two apartment buildings, and somebody was
that's
actually
really
making coffee. No, it was like a grassy part though. It was nice. Grassy equals classy. Okay. And there was like a kitchen window, and this was like late. It was like after a bar night. It was fucking nuts. It was crazy. And I remember the kitchen light coming on, and we had not gotten there yet. So we're like, whatever. They're not looking out here. They're making coffee.
I love it. He says we haven't gotten there yet. Anyways, go on.
We hadn't.
No, I know, but
I think she's still waiting.
what a great time to bring her in.
So,
Hey,
Ladies and gentlemen. No, that's not my wife, you dickhead.
Oh, I thought I was
no,
you were talking about having sex with a different than your wife just now.
Oh, yeah.
many years ago.
Yeah, we actually had sex before we got married with other people.
Well,
And we're
that
okay with
happens.
it.
Welcome to 2023.
Look at James froze. He actually froze.
I don't really. Is that a thing?
That's going to happen. Once I said the words out loud that Elon Musk the greatest internet I've ever had, I've had shit like that happen.
Really?
Yeah. See, you
really
badmouth Starlink.
Yeah.
So
It is good.
I
was paying a lot.
I was off. I took a rare Friday night off at the club I was DJing at, and a young lady was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "Good." She goes,
Are we going to get the
have some
whole
fun."
transcript of the conversation, or just the meat of the
Just part of
potatoes
it. Just
story?
part of it. Let's go
Hi,
have
I
some
said
fun.
hi. She said hello, and then I said, "How are you?" And she said, "Fine."
Can you use a different pace and cadence than the afternoon jazz show guy?
Dude, it's my
It's a little
fucking
bit-
voice.
Some
If
jazz
you can't
music.
handle it,
Music.
if you can't handle my voice, that's your issue, not mine. So we venture off to Hogsback Falls Park. I don't know if anybody knows where that is in Ottawa, but it's an outdoor park. There's waterfalls there. There's Mooney's Bay Park is right to the left. Anyway, so we're sitting there.
Do they have a
and-
statue of the hog that came back, or is it just
ExperienceOttawa.com.
Well,
hogs back? Hogs back. Hogs
she
back.
just pushes me down on
Hog's
my
gone.
back and immediately strips my pants off. And
Well, obviously.
Was this park named
Yeah,
after
from the
her?
cafeteria, of course.
well, just sits upon my chest with her back to me, facing my member, and looks at it
Of Parliament?
and says to me, "I think I want to fuck it." I'm like, "Is it
That's
did
odd,
it
eh?
for me?
Horse
Because you
parked
know how
around the
weird
corner?
that is.
There was
Like,
no horse parked around the corner at this moment. No?
It's like, what about me? Am I? No. It was just I want that, not me. And so I'm like, oh, so I'm merely a sex object to women. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do that sometimes. We feel like it.
You know what? I was 27 or 28 at the time. I was fine with it.
Did they name the park after her, or
Oh. Oh. Wow. Hogs back. Hey, Christine.
No, not at all. Not at all.
it sure sounds like?
No, it was
Classy
named
lady.
that long before she was even born.
You know what's funny about that story is that I thought it was kind of hot that she sort of was objectifying you. Like I
Completely
just,
objectifying.
I kind of
me.
like that.
I was just it was just a member for her to satisfy herself with.
Yeah.
I didn't even matter.
No,
matter.
but I mean, what's wrong with that? Like,
She never went to Consumers Distributing and heard of Hitachi.
I wasn't complaining, dude. I was
No,
telling
but
you a
it makes-
story.
you know what's? But no, what I was going to say though is that that's the kind of thing that a woman could do to me when I was younger, and I'd just be like in love with her. You know?
That's my
Can you
wife.
call it just one more time? She's like, why are you following me?
Well, no. So here's the thing. I was going somewhere with this, and where I'm going with this is that.
Oh, we're not done.
No.
Nice.
Is that as one gets older, it's like, look, if you just want that from me, be upfront with me about it. Don't wine me, dine me, pretend to, like me if that's all you want. If that's all you
like
want,
a piece of meat.
well, I have feelings. I am a human being. I have a heart. I have a soul.
It's Casual Friday, not Feelings Friday. Jesus Christ. By the way, Paul, you are right about one thing. The facet that you are totally 100% correct about is the truthiness, right? I find when you don't talk about the truthiness, it goes a lot better than when you try to explain the truthiness to the person that you're with. I'm not saying you did that. I'm just saying, because when I had a really bad breakup and became somewhat of a man whore, I realized something, and that is complete and utter indifference is like a fucking aphrodisiac to women.
Oh, yeah.
Not asshole. Just like I used to go to this one bar and read and drink a bottle of wine and literally not talk to anybody. This one girl once walked up and she asked if she could have the chair, and I didn't even look up at her. I'm like, I don't care, and she took the chair. And then she came back. She's like, I brought your chair back, and I'm like, cool. I didn't look at her, and it wasn't because I was being mean to her. I just was in my own world.
You just don't
I
care.
slept with her that night. There is a weird cat and mouse game that you play with women when you're not trying to play the cat and mouse game with women, and you're just not being a dog.
Is that a
and you're
thing,
just like, I don't
Kathleen?
care.
Is that a thing? Can you speak for the group?
You're not on the prowl. You're not on the prowl, right? So that's
Yeah.
so. If I interrupt for a sec there, Kathleen, I apologize, but it's like you guys were giving me shit about, well, all these 20-year-old girls coming up and talking to you, and you're always talking about. I'm like, because I don't give a shit. I don't care. They're 20 years old. I have no interest in them. Not because I don't, no interest in them from a sexual standpoint. You want to have a conversation with me? Let's have a conversation. You're kind of sexy. Let's go home. No, you're a child.
Good for you.
Like, you're a child. You're a child. This is not going to ever happen.
Just tell
so
them you're
for
gay
me,
and skip all the awkwardness. Just tell them I'm gay.
But I can't. I'm incapable of lying. I can't lie. I don't know how to do it.
All right.
Irish Catholic guilt, dude.
Yeah.
Can't lie.
God's not real. You'll be okay. I promise.
Whenever
You're okay.
someone says I'm not capable of lying, I'm like, you just fucking lied.
You just did it.
Just lied right now.
You just did it.
I'll give you a chance to retract.
I want
and
Kathleen to
clarify.
answer my question. Was what James said true? Does indifference actually serve as a bit of a turn on to some women?
At the beginning.
Yeah, not saying like you're married 15 years and the wife says, "Honey, they're about to shut the hydro off," and he's like, "Whatever." That's not the indifference we're talking. Like
That's
we
not
don't
what I
expect
mean.
that to turn people on. I mean, in the beginning, is the indifference a thing? If it's played right.
Can I interject 1 second? Because
Can I just get her to answer the fucking question? There's the two of you. Jesus fucking Christ.
That's all I'm saying. Not being interested. That is really kind of what like indifference seems snotty almost. And I just sort of mean, wow, that guy's not even looking at me in a way that suggests that he's interested.
And James,
They
that's
are
what I was
interested in those
saying.
guys.
That's what I was saying.
Oh,
I
good,
was
Paul, back to
completely
you.
agreeing.
Yeah. Let's step on this question until we can't even see it anymore. No, I'm just kidding. Kathleen, did you agree with me?
Well, I'm really not one to answer this question.
Thanks, Kathleen. Fuck. I did all this legwork to get you here.
It's not something that I can answer right now. Maybe I try to put my.
Is there a boyfriend off screen? Is that why?
No, I am just not. You see, women get older,
Yeah.
I
So
know,
I
I
mean,
love it.
I'm talking like we're obviously
and we
we're
don't
all
really give
we're,
a shit.
yeah we're all traveling back. We're all traveling back in
But when we
time
go
here with
back in
these.
time,
Yeah.
Aloofness. That's what it is.
aloofness. I mean,
Yes.
everybody has hormones then, like
Yeah.
back then.
Yeah.
So I really
Not
don't
really an
know.
answer.
Depends on
I'm
the
sorry,
person.
Kathleen. I just checked with the judges and they reject the answer.
You want a yes or no answer?
No, I went in the general sense. In my experience, I don't need an answer because I just think it's true for some women, not a small amount, that if a guy is kind of aloof around her, and she kind of notices him and notices that he doesn't notice her back,
Yeah.
the cat and mouse game almost becomes inverted at that point, and they
Oh, for
almost
sure.
don't even realize that they end up chasing the attention that they're not getting, and then they get it.
And then they get it. And then they don't anymore, and then they get pissed off. Sometimes.
No,
Yeah.
well, not
Depending
these
on what
not this
they're-
particular crop I'm referring to. But
Okay.
yeah.
So then yeah, sure. Like if it's a cat and mouse chase game, that's fine. But if there's
But that's where the honesty comes in, because when we go home.
girl, yay.
Hi, Christy.
Yeah. I
timing on
figure
that.
I bring you some backup. Christy O'Hare joins us.
Thank you.
We'd love to have another woman on the panel that could, to add to the
Christy, last week you were wearing a choker thing. This time you have like this vampire gown on. It's Interesting. I like your wardrobe.
And the
No,
alfalfa
I'm in
thing
my.
going on.
I thought there were frills happening.
Got the alfalfa thing happening too. That's really cute. That's neat.
I wasn't gonna come on. I'm in my PJs. I got no bra on, but you guys started talking about sex.
You can stay as long as you like, Christy.
So you got to understand that every man. I'm the oldest guy in the panel. I'm 54 years old, and when you say I have no bra on, we turn into 14-year-old boys instantly, and we get excited because all we think is boobies, boobies.
Boys are so funny.
We're stupid. We're stupid people.
Speak for yourself, Paul.
I was never a boob guy.
I was always
really
a bum
wasn't.
guy.
I was a bum
rapper.
guy.
Doesn't
Yeah.
make sense. Yeah.
I was a butt guy. I was never a
but
boob guy.
But if a woman
You have a
shows
big
her
butt.
boobies, are you not going to get excited?
If she calls them boobies, I'd be pretty concerned for what's happening.
I'd
Okay,
be like,
her
I'd be like, this
breasts.
seems like an Arrested Development thing.
If she said, check out my boobies, I'd be like, check out my wee-wee. You know? Like,
Look at my weeno.
yeah. But every time Dean says wiener in that
Fuck
context,
you
up
guys,
in
you're
air, I get
fucking
a
weird.
little bit like, wiener.
Well, but it works in that context because we're making fun of somebody, right? So wiener works there. But when you say wiener in a sexual sense or boobies, it doesn't. It totally takes the fire out of it, right?
I'm not saying it in a sexual sense, though. When I say boobies, it's just like, it's. What was it? A friend of mine sent me a video the other day. She goes, "Your man is having a rough day. He's come home. He's depressed. Show him the boobies.
No. Can I
He's
just say
sad.
something?
Show him the
And
boobies."
Kathleen and Christy, I hope you don't, like, for the reason of being on air, pretend that you don't agree with us, because I know this is true. Women are the least offended at the word tits than any other group, I think. That's what they call them with each other. That's what they make you call them when you're in bed with them. Like, this is... No, I will not take this prolonged staring thing. This is true. I know this is true. But they would never admit it, so it's impossible to...
No,
Kathleen, do you not admit
whatever word for boobs, tits, breasts, whatever, they're all mammogram things on your fucking rib cage. I usually say
Mammiogram
chesticles.
things. I like chesticles. I've always
Right on my
laughed at that
mammogram
one.
Yeah, right there on my mammogram thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of a mouthful. You know?
I prefer
Well, I have had
breast.
mammioplasty, so it was stuck in my head.
It's true. All right. We're going to cycle more people in. Kathleen, will you feel dejected if I...
No, not at all.
No?
Because
Do you have another plug? Is there another...
And no, I'm...
Let me,
I'm trying to
We can have 10 people on screen at one time.
I don't want to
Did you
do
know
that this week.
Thanks,
Okay,
Paul.
okay, just-
Thanks, producer Paul.
We'll let you know when penises and beautiful women are coming up in the conversation again, and you can come back in. Okay?
I'm trying to find that link that Ashley had dropped earlier to share it again. But yeah, make sure you check out Kathleen's YouTube page. Let's all go and subscribe to that and
Hell yeah.
and give her some support because I can't wait to see what comes from that. And I'm not kidding. We have walls. We have walls in our house that are bare.
Oh, well, then you need some big art,
Yeah.
like big pieces.
Like go. I don't know if I can do this, but like if you could see our staircase, like the way our staircase works in our house, we have this crazy like 25-foot wall on the one side, which you could literally get one of those big obnoxious weirdo paintings.
Really cool.
But we were thinking about like actually like scattering
that
stuff
would be
around
great.
it. So yeah, no, absolutely. Make sure you keep us posted because I'd be
I will
totally
definitely. I'll
totally down.
Definitely. Thank
It
you
was
so
great to
much,
see
guys.
you. Thanks for
Good
coming.
to meet you
Thank
all.
you, Kathleen.
Thanks.
Take care.
Cool. Just
Tomorrow I'm going to wake up, and there's going to be like, did you see the way James spoke?
Can't
Dude.
wait.
Have you seen Kathleen's like banner on her YouTube page? It's beautiful. Like if you look at the top banner on her YouTube page, it's gorgeous.
No, we just learned
It's
about
like-
it, and we've been on the show the entire time.
Well, I just pulled it up.
Are you trying to butter up Kathleen off air because in case she sees this, so
No.
that you're planting a landmine of love? Is that what's happening?
Is that what
Not
this
at
is? Is this
all.
a showering of love from Polly?
Good God, man!
Do you like the way we chip away at your personal brand? I'm just kidding.
Welcome to Casual Friday, Paul.
Yeah, you guys just gonna punch me in the balls nonstop, right? You know what? It's okay.
If we can get past
Bring it
that,
on.
Pass that hog. What was that?
I still
Hogs?
have not seen it.
Hog's back.
Whoa, Christy, Jesus Christ. Hold on, guys. Christy, can you say that again? Show it
But
to
I
me, you
still have not
motherfucker.
seen it.
You don't want to see it. It's very scary.
I
frightening.
can DM one to you if you give me your Twitter.
Don't.
I,
This
Yeah,
is
I'm
weird.
just
This just got weird.
I'll send you a dick pic, baby.
This just got weird.
I'll
It's
trade
not-
you a boudoir picture for a boudoir picture.
It's okay, done, because
Jesus.
it's not a dick pic.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
literally my
on.
photographer friend said, let's try and do a modern day Michelangelo. It was supposed to be like a Michelangelo's statue of David photo. So that's what it is. It's just me standing there posing, nothing else. It's not, I'm not aroused. It's nothing like that. So
No, I've done the artsy black and white naked.
and that's what it is. It's a
video
black and white
pictures.
photo too.
Yeah, I'm sure it's hard as hell. Are you erect or soft? What? It's an honest question, isn't it?
Limp, dude. It's a
So
nude.
are you a what?
It's not porn. It's a nude.
Okay, no offense, but a floppy, soft penis probably doesn't look as good as an erect
It's the
one. I'm just saying.
dopiest thing in the
The
world.
phallic symbol made it in history for a reason, not the floppy willow tree statues or
It's
whatever.
the
if they even exist.
dopiest looking thing in the world. It's the goofiest thing on the planet is a penis.
No one's
It is.
going snuffleupagus. It's just fucking hot.
Ooh.
You know?
Ree, could you help these people out because you have the photo? So do whatever the fuck you want. I don't even care. I'm gonna get a drink. I gotta get a beer. I'm
All right.
stage,
Yeah, that'll
so I'll be
solve
right
all your
back.
problems, Paul.
That'll keep it limp for his nudes and his artistic photos.
I feel like we're hazing Paul.
Oh, he's a good sport.
No,
He
I know,
knows
I know.
we're just fucking with him. As intriguing as the penis talk is constantly, we are literally changing his brand from Blue Jacket Civic Screaming Guy to the guy that sends dick pics to people. From
Yeah,
the
I thought I
network.
was that guy, and then
Well, it was
I'm gonna taste
Bonzi
my
for a
fucking
bit.
throne.
Now then it was you. You kind of slid in, and then he upped
Who
your
slid in?
ante, or he put it up your
Who slid-
ante. I don't know.
What? What are you talking? Are you talking to yourself?
And
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
hosting a show by myself here.
No, I didn't know what you. I couldn't follow any of that. I was like, I didn't know who you're talking to, me or Christy.
I was
slid
talking to
one
you.
in. What is that? Who is saying that?
No, I said he slid into your spot by upping the ante with the
Oh, that
massive
yeah,
penis
that
picture.
whole fictitious thing about me sending dick pics. Sometimes I do funny things though. Like for example,
It's not a dick pic. It's art.
That's right.
the Leaning Tower of Pisa was just really the depiction of a guy who masturbated too much with one hand. That's all. It's a little crooked.
Officer, it's
Well,
art.
that's how you know which is their dominant hand.
Detective, I promise it's just art.
Yeah. What's with the trench coat? Shut up. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder what if the end game for society's cancel culture thing or whatever you want to call it, even if you agree with it, will be that we'll start getting our like virtual reality sexuality programs that we personalize for ourselves hacked, and you'll get blackmailed for these fantasies, and then eventually the thing that will occur after a period of time will be that since everyone is equally susceptible, almost pretty much everyone, that no one cares, no one tries to do that, and so that's what I think is, and I kind of hope that happens.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it's
Mutual
You know,
destruction.
it's just weird that we have to be like ashamed for the things in our brain, the imagination things in our brain that like help us get to, you know, the promised land or whatever. Right. And it's just odd that it's like that. HR will be in touch, Ryan and James. Oh, I'm sure they will. They put the touch in touch. You know?
they do. It's a personal touch.
It's true. Actually, that's going to be Chris. So Chris is going to get in touch with us and be like, dope show, dude. Dope show.
Yeah, well, Rookie should actually hop in. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's up to. Maybe I'll send him a DM.
Okay.
Well, he's being a dad lately, so maybe his,
He's doing well. He's doing really well. We get
You know
we
what?
get little updates every once in a while, and he brings the boy on, and
I'm so
it's
happy for him.
such a cool thing.
Yeah.
He's a great dad already. He's going to make
you
such a
can
good
tell.
dad.
You can tell that
yeah.
there's certain people that have certain dispositions that you're just like, that guy's going to be a great dad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Rookie's that guy.
It's a given. It's a given. Like you just when you talk to him, yep, that's the guy.
Yep.
That's the guy.
Do you finger gun like that as a rule? Bop or whatever you did.
I was like pointing. It was not a finger gun. It was a point.
But you did a sound effect like a
I
bop.
was like, that's the guy.
Yeah.
You know where that's from? That is from Buddy Rich. That guy. That's my guy.
Really?
You don't know who Buddy Rich is, do you?
He's a blues guy, isn't he? Something like that.
Yeah.
Buddy Rich was the greatest drummer that ever lived. He's been dead for a long time.
It's very subjective.
Rest in peace.
No, look up Buddy Rich drum solos. You will go, oh my Jesus H. Christ. Neil Peart would go, Buddy Rich is the guy. Gene Krupa would go, Buddy Rich is the guy. And Gene Krupa was one of the greatest drummers that ever lived. Buddy Rich was a freak of nature.
But
Nobody
he
could
was
play
no
like
Ringo
him.
Starr, Paul.
Well, you know what? The thing about Ringo Starr is
He's actually
He
respected
was-
by other drummers.
he is an incredibly respected drummer because he has perfect timing, number one. And number two, he's incredibly inventive and creative as a drummer. Was he wasn't about flash or speed or anything like that, but the stuff he did was incredibly creative. And his timing, he's a human metronome. So yeah, Ringo Starr is a good drummer.
My favorite quote was from John Lennon when they were being interviewed about the band, and they said, "Is Ringo Starr the greatest drummer in the world?" And John Lennon said, "He's not even the greatest drummer in the Beatles."
Oh my God,
That was not John Lennon who said that.
was
Actually,
it?
That's from a comedy bit.
Oh, I thought that was John Lennon that said that.
No, John Lennon never said that. It's
Thanks
from,
for ruining
it. Sorry, but we got to strive. You know me, I'm all about the facts and accuracy.
This fact check is brought to you by Dick Pic. Dick Pic. Dick Pic.
Fuck you!
That was good, guys. I like that. That was good. That was funny. You got me. My mouth was open. No, it's
Okay, wait, hold on. The dick pic made you want to open your mouth involuntarily? What was that?
Do you not
Kind of
remember Eddie
skullfuckery is
Murphy?
this, Paul?
Eddie Murphy.
The fart game.
I farted. No, you didn't. Yes, I did.
Fart game.
Exactly. Yeah, you did. You got me. My mouth was open. You don't remember that?
I
Eddie
just
Murphy?
hate fart jokes so
okay.
much. Yeah, I really do.
He blocks them out even when they're from fantastic seasoned legend comedians.
Just by saying the word fart, a human being's attractiveness level goes down like 30% in that moment, at least.
Here's the weird part. So my father is completely in agreement with you. That word freaks him out. He hates it. My dad's 82, and he's like, I don't like that word at all. You know what else freaks him out? When you refer to children as kids, he goes, goats are kids, children are children. I'm like, maybe not bring that up at family gatherings.
When you smell a fart, you're inhaling shit molecules. So I just think it's probably not a good.
No argument. No argument.
It's quite descriptive for a guy that doesn't want to talk about it.
So
I'm
let's go
trying to
back.
convince others not to.
Let's circle back to Ringo Starr.
The greater good.
And,
Speaking
and
of
how,
farts.
and how that John Lennon never said that. It was a comedian who said that in 1979, and it was attributed to John Lennon, but it was not John Lennon who ever said that. And the truth be told is Ringo Starr is one of the most respected drummers in music by actual drummers who will go, the guy's timing was perfect. He was super creative. He was incredibly inventive. And if you don't know who Buddy Rich is, look him up.
They said the
Yeah.
same thing about the Casio keyboard. So, you know.
Yeah, which is how Paul McCartney, who is a brilliant musician, a great songwriter, who wrote the worst Christmas song in history, Simply Having a Wonderful Christmas Time. Do, 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 do. You know the song, it's the worst Christmas song ever.
Yeah.
I don't think it's
not good.
terrible.
Yeah.
It's a
kitschy.
Beatle, for Christ's
I know,
sake.
but it's kitschy. But yeah, but you listen to Wings,
Yeah, but they wrote some great stuff, man. And
they
that
wrote
is
a
not
great song.
They had a couple of good albums.
Okay.
Live and Let Die is a brilliant song.
Yeah.
It is.
Yep.
It's
By
a
Bon
brilliant
Jovi?
song.
Live and let die. Remember? No. What?
Christy, could you
Why
please
is it
come here to
always- can I
smack
just,
James
like,
for that
no,
one?
No, listen
Was
to
it-
me for 1 second. I think that you guys have to stop doing the fucking 3-second pause. Someone's got to fill that air, okay? I can't fucking just like sit here and say things that aren't totally uncomfortable, be made to feel totally uncomfortable. This is not what Casual Fridays is all about, God damn it.
Oh, okay.
Bullshit.
My favorite Beatles. My favorite Beatles song is "Benefit of Mr. Kite."
Sorry, say that again.
Which-
You kind of broke up.
Yeah.
Benefit for Mr. Kite.
The Benefit for Mr. Kite.
What fucking
No one
record
knows
is
that
off
song,
of?
and I love that
Wow,
song.
that was strong.
Is that
acid.
why you
was
love
good.
it though? Is because nobody knows it? Are you being a hipster about the Beatles here?
Is that off Rubber
no,
Soul?
if people who've seen the musical Across the Universe, they know what it is. But
I've seen them. I've seen
when-
that, but I don't remember that song. Which record is that
it's
on?
when they're singing in Yellow Submarine.
I don't remember that song at all.
That was another Ringo Starr fucking masterpiece, wasn't
If
it?
you didn't know the song, it was probably George Harrison because I think they were afraid of him. I think John Lennon and Paul McCartney were afraid that his songwriting would surpass them if they gave him as much clout at the beginning. I really do.
You know
Harrison
what?
Ford.
I think there's some truth to that, James, because if you guys have watched the 9-hour special, the series that was
I
on
did.
like about
Yeah.
Get Back.
yeah,
It was great.
it was.
It was
Oh my
awesome.
goodness gracious!
Yeah.
I watched that. And I'm
Hey,
like,
watch your language.
Yeah, more swearing, please. Yeah.
I watched it, and all I was thinking was like, how weird is it that I can sit here and watch the Beatles write an entire album?
While eating Chinese food.
It was,
And,
I
slowly
mean,
hating John Lennon more and
oh yeah,
And
yeah,
more.
more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, what a
And-
douchebag that guy was.
And
Seriously.
Yoko, if you didn't hate Yoko, watch Get Back. You'll be on board.
and how poorly they treated both. Well, Ringo was treated the worst, and it turns out he's like the nicest guy in the world.
He's going to outlive them all too, though. It's going to
Oh
be great.
fuck yeah, yeah. Yeah.
He's going to play the
Hey.
drums at the last funeral. Like
Peace
Now-
and love. Peace and love.
All that being said,
Ringo Starr
Paul
did the best
McCartney.
in Caveman.
Yeah, I remember that Caveman, 1981, I think it was.
what is that a movie?
Love that
Yeah,
movie. Yeah. Awesome movie.
Wow, that must have been hilarious in 1981. A movie
I
about
need-
Caveman.
Need a drink.
Well, when the scene in Love Actually, when he goes, Ringo married a Bond girl, it's because the woman he stars with in Caveman, Barbara Bach, was in a Bond film.
Is she
and
Pussy
he married
Galore?
her. No, that was Honor
That's
Black.
the only one I know. Because when I was young and I found out that name existed, it was right around when I was 12, 13, right? So lots of sexy stuff was happening in James E. Land, right? At that time. And I was like shocked. I was like, what kind of amazing loophole is this where we can just say Pussy Galore and it's okay? And I was just like, there's a glitch. Before the Matrix, so I didn't say glitch in the Matrix, but like, you know what I mean? Like didn't follow the rules. And I loved that about it. And then as I got older, I was like, why would they ever name a character that anyways? It just sounds like
Well, and
see a
so
madam at least, because then it would make sense.
what a lot of people fail to recognize is that the character of Pussy Galore, portrayed by Honor Blackman in the film, the character in the novel is a lesbian.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And all of the pilots that fly the planes, they're all women. They're all lesbians as well. But they couldn't really
Are
put
you
that in a
suggesting
film
a-
in the
A
1960s.
stereotype between pilots and lesbians? Is that what you're suggesting here on Blackballed? Is this breaking news? I didn't know
No,
this.
not at all.
Okay, I'm just saying.
It's
What was
just
it
you
the
couldn't
joke? Who said the joke the other
could put
day
it in a
when
film in the 1960s.
someone said a joke the other day that there was there's like, look, it's just a lot of these women happen to be film editors and they happen to be lesbians. I was like, I didn't know that was a thing. The only stereotype I ever knew was softball, was women's softball.
Well, so forget about the women's softball thing, but the previous comment, there's a lot of truth to that, but that's not the situation with Pussy Galore and her flying troupe. That was literally how it was written in the novel.
Yeah.
But in the 1960s, you couldn't have that in a film. My goodness, who would go to see it? Because, oh, that's terrible. That's terrible that there's like homosexuality in real fucking life.
Well, they used to. Hollywood must have been a really weird place back then, because it wasn't too long ago when Sidney Poitier, I think it was, kissed a white woman in a film, and it was like 1971 or something like that. And it was just like this big thing. Like it was such a different place back then.
Oh,
and this incrementalism. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an expert in the evolution of a society or whatever. But I don't know if that's the right call or not. I was always like against like governments shielding us in order to protect us from us panicking,
agreed.
like the UFO rule or whatever.
Yeah,
I never agreed with that. But yeah.
Well, look, my favorite line ever delivered in a film to this day, and I've never seen anything to surpass it, is Sidney Poitier in the Heat of the Night. What do they call you back home, boy? They call me Mr. Tibbs. It's like the balls out. Fuck you. You will address me as Mr.
Yeah.
Because he was a detective from New York City who was in the South. Have you ever seen the film? In the Heat of the Night?
Is that the one where they're handcuffed together?
No. This is a Norman Jewison
This is
film.
what I'm talking about. Time out. I just asked a simple question. You're like, no, for fuck's sakes, loser.
No, I'm not shitting on you. I'm not shitting on you at all. Dude, it's like, you're thinking of the film from the 90s with...
I obviously do not know the title of the film I'm talking about, but I remember Sidney Poitier being handcuffed to a white guy. That's all I remember.
Yeah, but that's not this film.
Okay. Thanks.
That's not this film. This film takes place
Next
in the
time you
South.
can just go like this. No. And anyways, I don't know.
It takes place in
Okay,
the
I
South.
had
from the
75
60s.
milligrams, and then I smoked 2 joints, and so I'm like extraordinarily high. I'm like, when is this weed buzz going to go down a little bit? And it's not going down. So I just wanted to bring everybody up to speed on that. Can you guys talk amongst yourself for a moment while I go and get a Red Bull, which apparently is going to add to the fun?
Go knock yourself out. So, Christy, how the hell are you?
I am exhausted.
Oh, yeah. And why is that?
I had a work function last night. The owner of the company I work at is Ukrainian. So he does this thing. He does like a Ukrainian Christmas for all our customers. So we have handmade pierogies, cabbage rolls made from all the wonderful ladies at a Ukrainian church. And we have people in open bar. And so I was schmoozing all night last night.
You're in Edmonton, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the largest Ukrainian community in the country, is it not?
I think it's second. I think there's a couple that beat it.
It's very large either way.
No, there's a huge Ukrainian population here for sure. And if not in Edmonton, the surrounding areas like Vegreville and yeah.
Well, and you know, with the current situation, I'm sure there's reason to pay attention to celebrate or give a reason to celebrate. I'm fifth generation white guy Canadian, right? So, and I have family members in Edmonton who are third generation Canadian, Ukrainian Canadian. So my take on it is like, tell me what to do. Like literally tell me what to do. How do I behave? What can I do to make the situation better? And that's a sincere statement on my part. What can I do to make things better? How can I help? And please don't ask me for a lot of money because I don't have any.
No, I do the same thing because I'm actually second generation Irish. So our usual traditions, well, basically they're just drinking. So
Yeah. Well, fifth generation Irish over here is what I'm in. I'll tell you this now. So, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, most people guess there's actually an apostrophe in my name.
Oh, really?
So
Yeah.
most
Well,
people
it's
guess.
not in that. It's not. Well, it's tough to do it online because the computer language is like, no, you can't be far from that. Yeah.
No,
can't have
like
it.
even so for online banking, because the apostrophe has to be there legally, but nothing recognizes it. It's like, oh, $, hashtag, backslash, like all these other characters other than, you know, an apostrophe.
Complete. You can put that in, but don't put the apostrophe. Who the fuck wrote this shit?
But my favorite is when I spell out my last name and I say there O apostrophe. I've had people put a comma.
I thought you were going to say they wrote apostrophe.
No, they put a comma. Like,
There's
no,
tremendous
up here.
difference. Yeah, commas down there, apostrophes up here, right there. Just put it right there, please. Thank you. Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah, and no one pronounces my last name right either. Even in my own family, I only have one family member that actually says our last name the traditional way.
So, please enlighten us.
What everybody says, or what everybody in our family says, is O'Hare, but it's actually O'Hare.
Okay, I get that. I get O'Hare. So that's somebody who lived in Newfoundland for a number of years, myself. O'Hare? Oh, yeah, totally. Large ton of G's by. Look at it is. O'Hare. Christy O'Hare. Yeah. I tell you this now. So, we're out the other day taking some cod. We didn't catch a fucking thing. Not a thing. But we got back to the house, had a couple of beers, sang a song, danced a jig. It was a good time.
That was the most stereotypical Irish I've ever heard in my life.
Except it was Newfoundland. That's a Newfoundland accent. Yeah. Well, if you go to Cork, Ireland, it sounds like South Newfoundland. So like St. John's, Argentia, Placentia, that area of the country, that area of the island, sounds very, very, very similar. So much so that a number of years ago, I went into this office and I met with the president of the office. I'm like, I'm here to adjust your video equipment and set up this and that and the other thing. And she goes, oh yeah, I did. And she went on for 5 minutes and I go, are you from Argentia or Placentia or St. John's? She goes, I'm from Cork. I went, yep. Like, honest to goodness, like that accent is completely interchangeable with that part of Newfoundland and that part of Ireland.
European Finn, you're on the air.
We're waiting for you.
Maybe not.
There you go.
This is my favorite delay. My favorite delay is Finn. It's my favorite. There he goes. Yeah.
Where is European Finn?
That would be, I believe it's JB in the comments. Whoever shows up as J, is it JB or J something? JM. Sorry, JM in the comments. I'm thinking of JB. Sorry, I'm high and drunk, and this is working out very well.
Nice.
Yeah, having a good
What are you
day.
drinking?
I'll give you 3 guesses.
Whiskey? No, you drank a bottle of wine. So
Yeah, I was drinking wine earlier. That was just some leftovers from Christmas. I didn't want to go bad. And
well, you can't look. You can't pour it down the drain. You have to consume it. Otherwise,
it's a sin.
The person who made that is going to cry at the fact that you poured it out.
Yeah,
you got to drink it.
Yeah, some migrant worker in Niagara Falls would be very, very upset with the fact that I didn't finish his bottle of Wayne Gretzky Baco Noir.
Smack
It's
it in
actually
your
really
face for laughing.
That's actually really good wine, by the way, guys. Baco Noir by the Wayne Gretzky one.
It actually is. I've had it.
He makes a good whiskey too, by the way. Wayne Gretzky 99 whiskey is fucking awesome.
I've not
Yeah,
tried
I bought
it
that
yet.
whiskey for you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. You did. I had it once before. We had a house party and somebody brought it as like a gift, and they're like, "Oh, here." And anytime anybody brings booze to something we're hosting, I always immediately crack it and put it out for everybody because that's what you do, right? So in this sense, I'm like, I'm going to put it out for everybody, but I'm going to take a shot of this myself because I hadn't tried it at that point. And it was delicious. It was really good. But then we were all so drunk by the end of the night, we were using it to do picklebacks. You guys ever done picklebacks?
Nope.
No, you tried to make me do one, but I was stuck on the beer that night.
Yeah. So I made Locke do one actually that weekend when I was in Edmonton. So a pickleback is something that comes from a bar in New York, I believe, is New York City is where it was actually originated. And what you do is you take, and I don't care, like, and this is a great trick to have. If you go to like a stag and doe or a wedding where, you know, somebody think, oh, let's go do some shots. And you get there and all it is well shots like rye, rum, and vodka, right? So if that happens to you and they say, all we got is pick the whiskey, and I don't care, oh, it burns, it won't. There's something that happens with pickle juice and whiskey. And what you do is you shoot the whiskey and then you shoot the pickle juice like right after. And it cancels out any sort of like crazy burn that people complain about when it comes to straight whiskey, which you shouldn't be shooting anyway, right? But you get drunk.
Yeah.
But if you want a really good flavor combo, dill pickle juice and whiskey, absolutely fucking phenomenal.
So I'm not a whiskey snob because
it's like when somebody
says
says I'm not racist. But this is what this is going to be.
Oh, trust me, we know with that beard you're a vodka guy. Don't worry about it. We know.
No, I'm not a vodka guy. I prefer whiskey.
I'm just kidding. You have a Russian beard, as far as I'm concerned.
I can't afford good whiskey, so if somebody buys me one, I'll happily sip it. But the thing is even if I have cheap whiskey, I don't want to shoot it.
Well, if you're at a wedding and somebody's saying, let's go do shots at a wedding that has like a banquet style buffet bar and all they're serving is Wisers and fucking Alberta fucking vodka, you know what I mean?
Royal.
Yeah. Well, you'd be lucky if you got the Crown Royal, right?
Crown Royal is actually a nice sipping whiskey.
I feel like some of these alcohols, like whiskey, for example, is like cigarettes in that no one enjoys the first cigarette, you know? Like nobody. And I don't know about you guys, but the first time I ever put whiskey in my mouth, I was like, I'm spitting this out. This is disgusting. This is gross.
It's true. You're absolutely right. It's an acquired taste, right? And you have to
kind of like the first time you had semen in your mouth.
It was my own, so it doesn't even matter.
It was a freak accident. 1 in a million shot. 1 in a million.
No. Christy, we're talking about. Never mind. I didn't
Jesus
do it this
Christ.
Time. Wait, I did half of it.
No, I've been trying. I'm trying to get my favorite whiskey out to Ryan, but you still haven't given me an address that I can send it to. It doesn't have to be your personal address, just a PO box. Anything.
No, I don't have a PO box. I thought I don't care. I
just reply to the dick pic with that. Oh wait, you're talking right. Sorry.
Yeah, no. Where's? I thought you were giving that to Army Chris. Isn't he bringing it?
No, he said he can't.
Oh.
Do you guys think a condom company should sponsor a hot dog eating contest?
Yeah.
Yes.
Me too.
Yeah, I didn't even think about it. I just said yes because I think so. That sounds right.
That's not a thought that ever occurred to me before.
Try this again.
Cross-pollination advertising,
Sure.
Let's try this again. European Finn, you're on the air.
Hold on, let me just get my trigger on the hang-up thing. If I suspect either a bit or a slow talker. Okay, go.
Finn.
European Finn, this is James from Blackballed. You have 5 seconds to respond or I hang up.
So is European Finn in Finland? I'm guessing.
I don't know if that. I don't know.
There was a blackout in a baseball park in like the 80s or something, and the announcer goes like this: "There is a man in center field, and only he knows who he is."
That was during the World Series, and
was it Milwaukee?
It wasn't.
No, because it was the World Series.
It was in San Francisco. They had a massive earthquake, and coincidentally, the night that earthquake happened during that World Series, 4 Non-Blondes was in the studio recording What's Going On.
What were their names? Oh, that was the name of the band. Right. That was the name of the band that made that song? 4 Young Blondes? I did not.
4 Non-Blondes.
4 Non-Blondes.
Oh, well, isn't every blonde a non-blonde? Once you get past like your teenage years, isn't blonde hair really a thing of the past? Really?
No.
What's the name of that song again?
What's going on? What's up, actually? What's up?
I always said it was what happened.
25 years and our life is still Trying
Worst
to get
casual
that
Fridays
great
ever.
big hill.
Yeah. I'm getting high and drunk at the same time. So
Yeah. It's funny. The show does better when there's millions of people here than when there's just 4 people here. And Christy, shut up.
talk too much.
Yeah.
She doesn't
You
talk
know what?
enough. That's the problem.
I do love Kathleen being here tonight and telling us about her art because that shit's awesome, dude.
She has an arc? What are you talking
She's
about?
a gifted artist. Okay, she's trying. A European Fin, I say she. I don't know if European Fin is a male or a female. I can do this, I believe, trying better audio. Okay.
So let me guess, Paul, you opted for the fair sex just in case.
I don't know.
Ryan,
People.
Ryan said she's trying to come in. So
I did not say anything.
Yeah, you did earlier, like much earlier.
She just messaged and said that it's supposed to work now. European Fin, you're on the air. What would you like to say about the topic of Paul's penis? Go.
Dude.
What? Look, she has nothing to say.
I don't think it's a chick. I think it's a guy.
No, I think it's a guy.
Yeah,
today's world,
Finn's been
guys-
on. Finn's been on with.
You guys that
I
like
don't
Paul's
even
dick.
care.
A lot of people-
Just-
Finn's
some
been
guys
on.
like that.
Finn's been on with us in the past.
No, he hasn't. He was there. He's always there when I leave, and I'm starting to get a little bit worried that it's Jimmy P or something.
Maybe it's you.
It's
Yeah,
Wouldn't
me. I have too much
James
going on
P.
already.
White?
Impersonating Saucy Sea Witch, so I don't know.
yeah. Well, we all know that you are Saucy Sea Witch, according to
True.
Lachlan. When that's not true, because Ree is in the chat right now.
Yeah. There is a weird thing happening right now that I want to kind of just look at really quickly.
It's natural,
is-
James. It happens to
you
all
guys-
boys.
Have you guys ever looked at podcast rankings, whether it's your show or other people's show? And
No,
and
I don't even know where to
how-
find them.
and how rephonic and how drastic everything changes like overnight. And I found out that it's a payola scam. If you pay for an account with Rephonic, the official podcast ranking site, you'll get ranked higher.
Of course. Of course.
Like that'd be like a radio station going, "Hey, Universal Records, if you pay us money, we'll play your artist singles more."
They
How
did
about
that.
It's like that's
Throughout the
illegal.
entire 70s, they did that.
I know.
Well,
Vinyl was
the
such a great show, by the way. Every time I think of Vinyl, I'm wondering why they didn't do another season. But yeah,
God, that was such a great show.
yeah, it made me want to do cocaine so bad. Like it really did. Like,
Well, the best part of it was the authenticity that it took place. I mean, like literally, I had a friend of mine who was a recording engineer and a tour manager for a lot of bands, and he toured with the Aerosmith in the 70s. And he told me some stories, and I'm watching this show, and I called him up, and he's not in the best of health these days, but I called him up and I said, yeah, so I watched this, and he goes, that's exactly what it was. That is exactly how it was. Like, dude, that was my life for like decades. I'm like, holy crap, really? Like, he was, nope, no lie. That's what it was. And one of his greatest stories ever was when he was touring with Aerosmith in the late 70s, pre-Aerosmith becoming the Aerosmith we all know them to be today. And he says, it's near the end of a tour, and it's like a Saturday night or something like this, and we're at some place in Connecticut. And I go, what? He goes, I'll call it Mr. Zog's Rock Palace. He goes, I don't fucking remember the name of it. It's not important. But what's important is what took place. I'm like, okay,
Hey, I don't
cool.
care how the baby was made. Tell if it was a boy or a girl.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
best is the story about how the baby was made.
I
It's
know,
like,
Jesus Christ.
So,
never mention
so,
that again. Why are you mentioning the retelling of the story? Go.
so
was
he's
right.
like,
Why is your podcast 8 hours long, James?
Because Paul was on it again, and we wanted it to match the length
And I-
of his penis. Now go
and
on.
I can talk. So he says, I'm behind the booth, and the owner of the club comes up to me and says, dude, it's too loud. You got to turn it down. He goes, fuck you. He's like, it's a Friday night. It's the end of the tour. Fuck you. I'm playing it. I got my system. Exactly. So he goes, I need you to turn it. And he's like holding this. Turn it down. It's too loud, too loud. He goes, fuck you. I'm playing it. The band's on stage. Screw you. Next thing he knows, he says, I look up on stage and I see the guy standing there and he pulls out a 44 Magnum and he points it at me and I'm like, what the
Fucking Phil Spector, right?
What the hell? And he turns and he fires it into Joe Perry, his main amp. He not into Joe Perry.
You paused again. You did that pause thing we were complaining about earlier. You said he fired it into Joe Perry.
His amp.
It's like, are we talking about the horse again? Was the horse's name Joe Perry? No,
He cracks off 3 rounds into his main amplifier stack, and Joe's like, and keeps playing. Then he turns and points at me, and he says, "Do this." So he's like, "Yeah." All of a sudden, I'm gonna turn it down.
That's
it's
bullshit.
too loud. I'm just.
There's no way that happened.
I've been masturbating to pornography for the past 6 to 8 hours. There is nothing in life more meaningful than pornography and masturbation.
You know what? The funny thing is that you clipped all that together, and that really spoke to me when I used to do a lot of drugs. It really did. I have a line in a song. I pop some ecstasy and masturbate for 17 hours. Fuck, I share too much, giving y'all all the power, right?
17 hours?
No, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but I would have noticeable tendinitis when I was done. Like it was, I mean, if you did a lot of hard drugs, like I would go to my own parties, my own events. And if I did a lot of hard drugs and it was just like I wasn't hooking up with anybody or whatever, I would leave at like 12, be home to have a good session in before I went to bed. Like, really, it was some drugs affect people like that. Like the drugs, you know, it makes people virile or it makes people lovey or it makes people annoying. It made me frisky, guys. I don't care. Fuck
So
it.
did
I'm
you
not the
end
only
up
one.
with bursitis in your shoulder too?
It's how I learned how to be an
Tennis
ambidextrous. It's how I learned how to be ambidextrous. I honestly figured that if you use one thing for doing one thing your whole life, that body part is going to get fucked. You got to spread that shit
if
to
you're
the other side a little bit.
ambidextrous, then it's straight then, right? It's not hanging off to one side or the other.
No,
You're
because
using
my
both hands,
puberty
right?
was
So-
vigorous, so it does a little bit to the one. Just saying. What? Just being honest.
It's like the leaning tower
Oh
of
my
Di Fiore.
goodness gracious.
Yeah, that's right. Leaning Tower of
That's how you
Paisan.
find out what his dominant hand is when you see it.
That's right.
Oh, you'll see the back of it, honey.
That's how FBI profiling started, I think, actually.
That was the clip from Family Guy when what's his name, the next door neighbor, Giddy. He
Do that again.
Giddy.
That is,
When they
that
introduced
sounds like
him to
his
the
uncle who
internet,
had boundary issues. That was.
giggity. When they
I don't know
introduced
where
him to the
this
internet,
impediment came from.
well, they're like, hey, where you been for the last 3 weeks? I've been at home watching TV on the internet, doing some internet stuff.
That's when he finds out there's porn on the internet. That
Exactly.
is hilarious. His one bicep is like this big. And
He
his other
turns
bicep-
around and his left arm is like gigantic. You mean there's
He didn't know
pornography
there
on
was
the
porn on
internet?
the internet. Yeah.
You didn't know? What? They have pornography on the internet?
That's funny.
Well, it was like
the
Avenue
internet
Q.
is only porn.
The internet is really, really great for porn.
I'm looking at the comments, which is why I'm not saying anything because I normally don't. But I wanted to see something.
Now you're stuck in there, eh?
No,
I get it.
can't find the comment I was looking for because the stupid scroll thing they give you is like a millimeter, and it's like just takes a long time. You know.
Is that your concentration face?
Get a.
Yeah, I guess
Do you have
so.
a wheel? Don't you have a wheelie mouse, or are you on a laptop?
Oh, I'm on a laptop. I just wanted to
Okay.
say one thing to read. That's all.
No, Josh, you're on the air. It's the same person, just with a different name now. I think that
Okay.
I'm almost
here's
thinking this is a
the
troll.
I will cancel Casual Fridays, and it'll be all your fault, Joshua.
No, you can't do this. We love this shit, man.
Okay, guys,
Casual
let me
Fridays is
say no
awesome.
Safari, no phones, no tablets. That's a general rule of thumb for this podcast software. So if you are on Safari, if you are, hold on, Christy's changing her wardrobe. Go ahead. What? I was trying to be polite, assholes. Just kidding. No, but you know, if you have Safari, it's never going to work. If you have phones, yeah, sometimes maybe. Tablets, hardly ever. Like a computer and a Chrome browser is really a good way to go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Restream, for making our options limited.
Yeah.
Really, yeah.
Yeah. They've been telling us that they've been working on that issue for 2 years now.
Yeah.
Then
I don't
they're
understand
like,
why
we have it in
Restream doesn't.
embed code. We have an embed code for you.
Yeah. Why
That'll
don't
be an
they?
extra $20 a month?
Yes. Why don't they have? My question is, and it's a big company that we deal with for this, and we pay good money for the services that we procure from them. Why don't they have an app? Why is there no Restream app? How have they not made an app for mobile phones for people that do vlogging? Or it makes no sense to me.
No, I don't know. Also, Christy, you
Be
just
easier.
drank a beer without a bra on, and I'm sorry to say you're not the first woman to do that on the show. Tammy Roberts was, so I just wanted to.
Well,
Yeah.
I was trying to be the first, obviously.
Tammy Roberts?
Yeah, she's really mad at me still, eh? Like super mad at me still.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, she's
the
mad
wrong
at me still because I joked that because I thought she was advocating for Jeremy McKenzie not being a reporter.
Yeah.
And she was denying it while advocating for him. And so I was like, I think you might be in love with Jeremy McKenzie. Like, I was just joking.
I remember.
We live in a Huffington Post universe right now where everyone's just like, oh my God. But she is still mad at me. She still is like on other threads that I can't see because she blocked me.
Yeah, she blocked all of us, I think. Anybody from the network, the main players from the network, we can no longer see anything.
It was a total example of the odd time that Dean's rigorous, and I'm being sarcastic, screening process for contributors.
Oh my God.
Might go awry.
Mark Slapinski, what?
Or but it was worth it
Ryan,
for the LOLs.
Ryan Emgren, what?
Yeah. Ryan Emgren was a weird one. I didn't even know about the rumors or anything. I had no idea that there were rumors. And I don't know what to believe anymore.
I don't know if anything's ever came of that either. So I don't know if that was a hit job or what it was. But yeah, but there was an actual like official college.
No, that was an orgasm joke. He came.
Yeah, I know.
Come on,
that was all sorts of weird.
Generous to your host.
Yeah, so I don't know. We just kind of we cut bait with that one real fast though, because it's like holy shit. Every time we turn around, look at that lawyer, that convoy lawyer, that James Bowie guy. Look what happened with that.
I don't know.
All
of these people don't seem real to me. They seem like holodeck characters. You know,
that's what I said too.
Like
I always
imagined them.
Yeah.
You know? Captain? Can we have the beard match the elbow patches?
I think it's funny when you hear somebody like, I can't believe they're. It's like you can't believe somebody on the internet wasn't something you thought they were. Shocking.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Yeah. There's people put too much stock into their. What do they call it? Parasocial relationships? Is that what it's called?
I hate that word. That's become the new metric. You know?
Yeah, but is that what it is? It is. It I guess literally it would be though, wouldn't it?
I don't understand the para part, but like, are they saying that you only
parallel
in the digital?
It's parallel. It's socially parallel. So you have your real social life where you actually walk out and talk to your fucking neighbor in the driveway, or to a bar and you have a beer or a pint at the pub with some buddies. That's a social life. A parasocial life would be the parallel to that, which is the other side of things, which would be the virtual, I guess.
Oh, Japanese.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm not being funny. I'm not being stereotypical. They are like concerned about Japanese young people because they spend an inordinate amount of time online and a minuscule amount face to face with other human beings.
Yeah, with
the birth rate has gone way down. The getting married rate or whatever has gone way down. And
the virtual reality is a thing. It's a big thing. And I thought it'd be great for COVID. You're right. But now that, people are ignoring COVID, like, we do, go out and actually see people. Go have a pint in a pub. Go sing karaoke if you never have in your life. Do something stupid. Get off the internet. It's not real life.
Human interaction.
Yeah.
I need that human interaction.
Yeah. Human interactions is super important. Like it's not like all of those things that you guys paused awkwardly at tonight would have just nailed it in person.
Yeah.
Telling you.
No, you're right. And that's even when you're doing things like this, there's still that you lose the nuance of conversation and yeah, it became a very integral part of keeping us sane during when we were under quasi lockdown, whatever you want to call it.
Tyranny.
You had tyranny. That's right. I'm sorry. That's right. Forgot regime.
Don't
tyranny.
fucking start with that shit.
I've never told a lie. I'm incapable of it. Fuck off. I'm so mad at you for that.
Yeah. So
no, I'm talking about do not fucking say the shit that made those people come and shit in my neighborhood.
Trudeau must go. Saturdays for freedom.
Yeah.
Wow, George St. Pierre's really let himself go.
No, but so it bailed us out in an emergency, right? Like, so you had your social media to rely on, which I do think had benefits in the beginning until it became a polluted cesspool.
Intentionally crafted to become.
Love you too, Michelle.
A cesspool. Yeah.
Right. So now people, I think, became reliant on it, and it's because they just like the lazy factor of this. And I'll tell you right now, it happened to Ashley and I tonight. It's a good thing though. She got her bivalent booster today. So she's not feeling good. That's why she's not here tonight. But we had plans to go out.
24 hours.
Thanks, doctor. We had plans to go out tonight and do something. We were actually going to go out like human beings because I'm unemployed, so I don't have to worry about being anywhere tomorrow. We were going to go out and do something fun. And
where were you going to go?
We're just going to go to a pub, just go have some drinks. Yeah, we're going to go hook up with Ashley's brother just to say
This
hey
village?
and have a thing. No, just a place in Hamilton Mountain. Okay. And we were going to do that. And all of a sudden, I said to myself today, I don't want to do that at all. I want to stay in my track pants. I want to go on the Dean Blundell. I was on my track pants on the Dean Blundell show today, and I'm in my track pants now doing this show. And
wait, there's a no track pants rule on Blackballed.
I stopped myself at some point in that
you
conversation.
You don't have a bra on, so I have to be careful with what I say, including you don't have a bra on. But
I don't. Yeah, no, I'm not wearing one at all.
I do, surprisingly. So
yeah. So I said I had to stop myself and went, careful with how quick you decided not to go out tonight, because you're going to become that fucking weirdo that's like a hermit behind a keyboard thinking that's a real social life, because it's not.
That can happen easily if you're not careful.
This is not a social life. Like this is this is a nice accoutrement to an existence. I'll give it that. And if everybody treated it that way, it would never become what it is. But people think Facebook is real life. They think that's reality. They think those friends are real friends. People put stock into numbers of friends on Facebook. They put stock into numbers of followers on Twitter. Like, they just do this because they think it matters. And none of this matters. Like, none of it fucking matters.
That's like my
that
post on
chemical.
Facebook
Sorry, Christy. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it's like my post on Facebook today was a picture of me from last night at my work thing in professional Christy in professional clothes with actual makeup on and my hair done.
You were definitely wearing a bra in that picture.
I was. Yes, you made a comment about my pendant.
I was looking at a pendant. It was very nice. It was right between where the bra.
The chain,
boobies?
The chain is, the chain is a little
Right
too
in the
long,
boobies,
and
James?
the pendant sits right in my cleavage, and
Yeah. No, I said
kind of like a.
I think I said something like, I can't see the pendant in all caps or something like, or no, I swear I was looking at the pendant.
I'm only looking at the pendant.
Yeah. And some guy tried to pop in the joke, and he said something like, I still don't see a pendant, James. And I'm just like, it's at the foot of the mountains right there. Like, you know where it is. It's right on the
stop
ground.
it.
That's just like that's just professional Christy, right? Like when my customers who have only ever seen professional Christy, they do not recognize me when they see me out and about in the world, because I'm usually in a ball
I thought
cap,
you looked like a pro.
no makeup on.
I'm kidding. Totally.
No, it's context, right? It's all contextual when it comes to that. It's like my line of work during my day job, I will bump into people occasionally in a social environment when it was not planned. They're like, Paul? I'm like, yes, hi, how you doing? They're like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I'm DJing a party.
Here goes again, James.
You know?
Yeah, I'm just like,
We get the whole transcript.
Where did this?
No,
Where
I
did
had
this
that happen
little
at
sidebar
work.
come from? Go ahead, Christy.
So
I'll give you a timeout,
at the
okay? Just for
tattoo
a couple minutes.
I was at the tattoo convention. I was actually getting a leg piece done. I was lying there for 7 hours to get my whole thigh done. And one of my customers walked by as I'm like, my pants are up to my ass as I'm lying out for the world to see. And I'm like, hey, and he looked like, it's Christy. I'm like, no, it's Christy from Mr. Plywood. Oh.
You're giving him Mr. Plywood. That was the problem.
Christy, can I see the tattoo? What? There you go.
Uh-oh.
Oh, nice. Well done. Does it go like, I don't want to see the rest of it, but does it go all the way up, like between your, like on your spine, the tail is there or something? Like how does it work?
No,
is that the whole thing?
Is there any taint involvement?
No, from my knee to the bottom of my ass.
I couldn't tell if that was a dragon. What was that though? What kind of thing was it?
It was killer whales.
Oh.
What's the significance of the killer whales?
So the mountain is actually my favorite mountain in BC. It's Mount Robson. And then there's 2 killer whales over here.
What's the whales about? It's just because you like whales?
Yeah, because when I told my tattoo artist I wanted Mount Robson and I wanted killer whales at the bottom, she's like, there's no ocean at Mount Robson. I'm like, yeah, but in my world, there's killer whales at the lake at Mount Robson. Wow.
And then she slowly backed away and was like,
yeah.
That's just marker on her leg. Yeah. She's actually just waiting for the nurse to come for night rounds for meds right now.
What are you doing? It's a beluga. I'm fucking nervous. This chick is little nuts.
No, I have.
Some people talk about the tattoo getting experience. As some people talk about it's just so painful. Oh my God, but I like doing it because I like the final design. Some people like the pain in the process.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if you're one of those people who like the pain inside the process.
No, I like the pain, except for the only time I really really struggled with the pain is through scar tissue. That fucking hurts.
Okay, but you like the pain. Why? What about it do you like?
Well, it's not painful for me. It's like a massage. It's
really?
Like the way I explain it to people is if you have that hurt so good. I don't know. That's the only way I can think of explaining it.
No.
Can you use a lyric from a song not quite as cheesy as "It's so good"? You know,
it does. It hurts so good. And you come out with a prize.
Is that John Cougar Menstrual Cramp? I'd sing that. Was that who that was?
First of all, John Cougar Mellencamp, it should be a woman singing those lyrics, I believe. But second of all, unless he's talking about feelings, which would also be weird,
no judgment here. No judgment.
I just judged, okay? I just fucking judged. Why would you say that right on the tail of me judging?
No judgment.
That was Morris Albert.
Between us, Ryan.
You want to hurt so good, you go for it.
Can I say something?
John Cougar.
I want to say something.
It's your show. Say whatever you want.
No, I'm going to say because I think it's so stark compared to last week and the week before that I should say, and I'm not saying it for any like deep talk. It's not like that at all. I had 2 panic attacks this week, and one of them lasted for like 5 hours because it was middle of the night. I was by myself, and I've learned something that is weird. Is like when I used to take ecstasy, I noticed when I was older, the hangover for ecstasy doubled. It went from like a day to like 2 days. And the panic attack hangover is weird because it manifests in whatever the fuck this has been tonight, where I kind of never ever think to myself, yeah, pull it together. I just don't. I just don't think that way. And when I do think that, I'm like, no. I've been quiet
against yourself for that. Week.
Yeah. So I think this is just like, but I feel good. And which is why I get annoyed at the pauses because I want you to feel good too. I really do.
Well,
that analyzing face that Paul has on right now, that, it's driving me crazy. That professorial voice of yours and Ryan's deliberately awkward pauses because he knows it bugs me. And
you absolute son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's right,
dude.
Voice in my head. That's right.
I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
You guys heard that, right?
Yeah. No. Look, I get panic attacks all the fucking time. And they're horrible. They're terrible. They literally freeze you in your tracks. which is why I do the ASMR stuff. I'm not going to do it now, of course, because you'll just
I recently spent 2 weeks on the streets dressed in a full-body lobster suit to attract young men.
That would work.
That was a clip from Paul's last ASMR. It was great. I fucking loved it.
No, that's not.
That wasn't it?
I would ever. No.
I just shit myself.com. I have a diaper on, obviously, but I'm very frustrated. I'm out of brain power for the day. Bye-bye.
It was a weird way to close the show, but
I was saying off air to you, Ryan, how I actually typically don't like when people do that mashup thing to get famous people to say different things.
yeah.
Because I find it makes us a little bit of hypocrites, because when they do it to someone we like, we're like, what a bunch of fucking assholes on the right.
I love it.
Such assholes.
I love it when anybody does it to anybody and makes them say something funny. I don't care what it is. I'm 12 years old when it comes to cutting up audio.
Dude.
It's my favorite. Audiobooks, by the way, that are read by the author are my favorite things in the world, because you can get anybody to say anything with an audiobook. So if they, like Jerry Seinfeld's got an audiobook, you can make him say the most dirty, horrible, disgusting things for a guy that never swears.
Yeah.
Anything like that.
But he didn't have a 16-year-old girlfriend who probably said a lot of naughty things to her, right? He probably did.
James, completely agree. It was like, I won't say the N-word with a hard R. I won't say the N-word at all. I'm like, you're a fucking pedophile, dude.
Who are you talking about?
Who are you talking about?
Jerry Seinfeld. His
That took
girlfriend
a
was
left turn to
16.
QAnon territory, and I thought you were talking about Tom Hanks for a second. Like,
What the hell happened here?
No, because Jerry Seinfeld was like, I won't.
Paul, sometimes you guys get just like the kids need a second time out. Oh, Michelle, how you
Michelle,
doing?
you're on the air.
Hello. Oh,
Hold on, Paul. That was rude of me. That was rude of me. I'm not going to let you finish the story, but that was rude of me. Go ahead, Michelle. How are you?
Thank you.
Please stop talking about hard R's and pedophiles.
Michelle.
How's Michelle?
Wonderful to see you.
Friday. I'm good. I'm very.
Can you do me a favor and somehow make yourself louder?
Try.
You have a set of headphones, maybe? Are you on a cell phone?
I'm not. Yeah,
Are you on a Mac product that is running Safari?
Usually her
But I was
her
on-
mic sounds amazing.
Yeah, we're gonna take you out just for now until you get that figured out. Something with that's the problem we have when people use Safari with Restream, and they don't have. And I'm not going to get into the technical aspect of it, but if you go to your audio settings in Restream, if you're ever a guest on the show, I want you to write this down. Go to audio settings.
Wait,
Go to
you
the
don't have to write anything down. This is the
Go to
fucking
the little-
podcast. You don't have to write shit down.
go to the little gear, and anything that comes up in the audio thing, like echo cancellation, noise, blah, 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 shut everything off. Shut it all the fuck off, and then come back in as a guest, and you won't have the audio problems that everybody seems to have. They're plagued by on the show.
And to the other people that might join us tonight, I am going to be super quick with putting you off if I hear any pause in the audio. I just have no patience for it. And the majority of my audience is they listen, they don't watch. So for them, it's like even more weird, right? Like they don't even know what's going on.
Yeah, for an audio version of this podcast, that is.
Don't take it
definitely weird.
personally. You just fucked up. Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna get theme songed or something. Something's gonna happen to you.
Dude, you know how frustrating it is for me to interview ex-cult members, many of which were like churning butter and shit like a year ago, that don't have the wherewithal about tech stuff. Like we have had more issues with them, but now they got it, right? Like now it's all fine.
Yep.
But when it's like, I had a writer, I won't say who it is, and I told him the whole thing about, listen, tablets basically out of the question, phones, Safari never. But he's like, I have a laptop, it'll be fine. And then I get him on, and he's not just on a tablet. He's trying to walk around with an iPad on a beach.
Mm-hmm.
I know who you're talking about.
I know. And I'm like, and I literally cut the interview, I think, at 18 minutes, which is short for me. And, and I get mad. I can control my anger pretty well now, like, except when I become episodic and panic attacky, because mine is accompanied by anger, not like fright or whatever. It is still like, I'm able to not be angry at the situations that used to make me angry when it has nothing to do with my wife, that is. But like when it comes to when it has to do with that, I just I get cold sweats immediately. Like when my guest, if it's a big name, small name, doesn't matter. And immediately when I can tell his audio is just like half in, half out, I'm like, I need to stop this. Sometimes I just want to make that the podcast. Can we talk about audio, everybody?
I know, right?
No, I get it.
Can we have like an
frustrated
infomercial?
when I'm listening.
What's
Yeah,
that?
no, I
Chrissy?
get frustrated. I get frustrated listening to that. I usually turn the podcast off because I find the audio very annoying.
Well, your audio
Yeah.
right now is annoying to me because it's very away in the corner or something. That's right. I
There's
call
a
it
bit of
annoying.
an echo.
On
Yeah,
myself.
so you have headphones in, but you're not using the microphone in your headphones, are you?
No, it's because the mic is too far away.
No, the mic that's hanging on your earbud.
No,
Right
I'm
there,
not
the
using
green
that.
thing. Isn't that a mic or is that a volume thing?
It would be a mic, but she's trying to use her good mic, and it doesn't work when you use those mics like that.
I use this mic in earbuds.
Because you sound like this when you're on the mic like that, and you're sitting away
Yeah.
from it. So it doesn't work.
Do you have a pylon that you can speak into?
Do you have a paper
Jeez.
towel roll that you can maybe get from the kitchen?
Can a relative die so you can be in grief and it gives you the right baritone to be a suitable guest on the show?
Do you have any pets we can kill while you're on the show to get you to
Holy
sound
huck,
better?
dude.
Michelle, you're back.
I've just instantly, so that may be in
Doing it
the
again.
mix.
No.
Oh, you're cutting out.
Doing it
good.
again.
Sorry. I love you, Michelle.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about how every time I kick you off, it's because like, we love you, but the audio sucks and it's going to suck for you more than anyone. Because when you watch the playback, you're going to be really embarrassed that I let you continue to talk. I'm no
Yeah,
longer
'cause
letting
it's-
bad audio on the podcast. The enemy is bad audio, not the people who have it. I just want to make that clear. Okay. Next.
Understood.
Who's on the air now?
Oh, man.
I'm
Such a
I'm
welcoming environment.
I'm
Next
going to
caller.
bid you adieu. I'm going to say good evening, bonsoir, good night.
Okay.
Take care.
Let's talk
Watch how
about-
long this
think
takes.
hold on. Think about that whole statement about you're not capable of lying again. And then when you come back next week, let's talk a little bit, okay? Fucking first human in history is incapable of lying. Fuck off. That is-
It's an Irish Catholic guilt thing, is what it is.
Is
If I
Douglas
lie,
around?
I feel
Can we
terrible
replace
about
you
it.
with Douglas? Is that
Where's
possible?
Douglas?
Can you message
sent
Douglas?
him. I did. I sent him the thing earlier. I don't know where he is. So you know.
Send him my dick pic. And then maybe he'll like, no, this one.
Why
Yeah.
would I do that?
That's
Because
a dick
it's
pic.
funny. What the
You can
fuck?
do that. I'm not going to do that.
Michelle's trying to get in again. Michelle, if you're listening, let me tell you something. You will get ejected so fucking fast if I hear any break in your audio. Okay? I'm just being thoughtful and
Bring
honest.
Michelle in before I leave. I want to bring Michelle in before I leave, just so I can say hello and good night.
Oh, you're telling me what to do.
You already. Oh yeah, here we go. Producer
Okay, Paul.
Paul's here.
I was gonna ask Paul what kind of beer he was drinking.
Doesn't matter. He fucking tried to be the producer. I told him. I told him already. Okay.
Hi, Michelle. You're on the air.
I'm afraid to.
It's just as.
Michelle, Christy, look out, you two.
Good
Sorry,
night.
that's a Bill Maher line. That's actually a Bill Maher line. Sorry.
So, Rick, you
I
can't.
don't know what's going on, Michelle. I don't know what happened from the last time you were on.
Yeah.
On the
What?
show.
It ruins every podcast, bad audio. You remember
It
the
does.
time that you guys interviewed that whatever musician and every single mom and their dad and everyone was like
Rain
trying to-
Maida. It was Rain
Yeah.
Maida. And then
Oh.
it also happened with
His name's
the
the
first-
person.
the first time we had Gordy Johnson on from Big Sugar.
That
it happened
sucked.
with that one.
Yeah.
And Rob Wells. We didn't even get Rob Wells from Trailer Park Boys on, which was a real fucking shame. We had him in the green room for about 20 minutes trying to get his audio fixed. And that was the first time Dean ever got really mad at Lachlan and I, which was really funny. Because
Why,
there's
you guys
poor,
were cracking jokes and he's trying
Well,
to figure it out.
poor Rob Wells is trying to get it all figured out. And here's us. We're like, grab a fork and put it over your head.
Yeah.
And just hold it there and maybe go near the window. And Dean's like, shut the fuck up. Like, we
Is
should
this
have
on
recorded
there or
it.
off air?
This was off the air.
Oh, okay.
Rob never made it to the show that day. We never brought him on because we felt so bad. We didn't want him to look like an asshole. He was promoting a movie, right? Like his that new movie they had put out, that Vandits. And yeah, I was
Yeah.
pissed.
Yeah, you
Michelle,
can't.
it
You
would be
can't.
your VPN. I saw her in the comments. It would be your VPN.
Oh, yeah, that would do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Restream is so fucking picky. It's so finicky with everything that you do. Like I was literally right before we came on the air, I was talking with Brenton, Kids on the Escalator.
Yep. Love Brenton. It's awesome.
Saying like his messages to me were literally just like, is anybody else having fucking problems? Like, he was so bad. He's such a nice guy. He's not usually somebody that gets frustrated. He was mad tonight.
Yeah, well, I was mad once.
No, please go
I
ahead.
defer to you, Christy. No, go ahead. You
I
show
just
me your
say him
side.
and I-
You have now paid the bounty to be deferred to. Go ahead. Ryan, you're
No, I was
next
gonna
if you want to
say-
show me your side.
Brenton
Or
and
track
I
pants.
just share long COVID tricks with each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he
Oh.
was on inhalers for he still is, I think, for
Yeah,
his
he's on-
long COVID problems.
Yeah.
I wonder if
he's
there's a
on
guy out there
COVID.
named COVID who is now like a stud because he's known as long COVID.
Who has long Brenton problems?
Well,
Like in a
24
parallel universe?
26 months of long COVID is not cool.
Mm-mm-mm. Sorry.
Is this a Popeyes commercial?
Move along, short bus. Long COVID be coming to town. That's right.
24 would scare me. Just
That's
saying.
better. Whatever your microphone is doing now. Don't move.
I lean
Keep your hand here.
forward.
Keep your
Because
hand there.
she leaned forward.
Yeah. Stay leaning forward and tilt the laptop down a little bit. Sorry. Can you guys tell I was the youngest and I had two older sisters? Did that ever shine through? Yes, the porn music when I started talking about my sisters was a great call, Ryan. That was awesome.
She was moving her camera like you asked her to, and you had to keep fucking
you
talking.
totally missed it.
Jesus
You know what,
Christ.
guys? I'm aloof towards the breast shot. Just to let you know. No, I'm not. Do it again. Do it again. Just kidding.
I'm going to watch this as soon as we log off.
Yeah.
This time I'm going to pay attention.
I have a fun show next week, by the way. It was confirmed today. Actually, it's not next week. Jesus Christ. It's what day is it today? Friday?
This is
Friday.
No, it's casual Friday. That's right. Monday, we have. I want to get the names because it was funny because
Did you clear this plug with
Efforts
anybody?
for Family, the Bill Burr animation, has I don't know, 20 writers. Not for every episode, but there's been that many that have contributed to the show. And
Well, Bill Burr's a comedic genius then.
well, it's just I think a lot of these things are written conversationally. And so I think the writing room becomes almost recorded, like the meeting, the creative session itself.
Yeah, I think so too.
But he's coming on with Emily Towers. Sounds like a porn name. I'm sorry, Emily.
It does.
Tiffany Towers. That's why. And I dated her sister or cousin. And it wasn't me. It was Adam. Holy fuck. Did you just see what I just did? Holy shit. I didn't date
It's
her.
like Kevin. Where's Kevin Bacon in that?
I don't know. 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
And okay, Emily Towers, Joe Heslinger, and a guy named Henry that he didn't give me the last name for some reason. And
Some guy.
And Michael Price is the F is for Family, I think, head writer, and he's also written for The Simpsons for 20 years. And speaking of aloof, we're messaging, and he says,
It's a great
I'm
show,
also
by
gonna
the
ask
way.
Bill if he wants to come on, but he's pretty busy, so I'm not sure or whatever. And I was like, yeah, either way, because I wanted to be aloof. Meanwhile, I'm just like, that would be fucking awesome. I just want to be, yeah. I'll suck your dick, Michael. I'll do it. Just give me Bill Burr on the show. Because it was just Bill Burr's amazing. I think, and it's these kinds of projects that they will make an exception and go on the little show
Mhm.
when it's a passion project, which F is for Family was certainly his
But
passion.
it was so
I
good.
don't know why they canceled it.
I don't know either because I actually enjoyed it. It was, one of those animations that I like Family Guy. Don't get me wrong. I do like The Simpsons, but any other sort of animation just kind of always now steers towards that weird anime shit that who gives a fuck about. I don't care. But F is for Family and stuff like that. Or what was that one about with that puberty monster? Did you guys see that one?
Oh, mouth, wide mouth.
Wide Mouth. Is that what it's called? Or
Awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Tell me
no, I
about
think
it.
it's wide
Give me
mouth.
the elevator summary.
so it's imagine if you were able at 14 years old to write a TV show about what you were going through in your life.
Ooh, like Gordon
That's kind of
Corman.
what they actually did, and it was so good. It's such Big Mouth. That's it. Yeah, Big Mouth. It was such a good show, and it's got like the puberty monster. It's like this weird sassy black lady that's absolutely just totally fucking like an absolute bitch. But she's like when any of the girls on the show get their period, that period monster just follows them around and shit. Like it's a puberty
you
monster or
watch the-
period monster. I can't remember.
Yeah. Period monster. But did you
Wait,
watch
period
the
monster.
spin-off?
So you mean just like women on their period?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to watch it to understand it. It was such a funny show. And it's
you
one of
watch
those
the spin-off?
it was so it was very graphic, it was very like not PG whatsoever, but at the same time, I was thinking to myself when it came out, my daughter was 12, 13 years old. I'm like, I'd rather her watch this than learn it on her own on the internet. She could watch this show because it was actually factual. Like everything that they talked about was factual in the show. So it was like, oh,
So it's like the modern day version of "Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret."
kind of.
Kind of.
They wouldn't have written excerpts of that book nowadays. We must increase our bust. The
yeah.
bigger, the better, the tighter the sweat of the boys depend on us, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's. Thank you, Christy. I've said so much.
Rhiannon, you're on the air.
Hello. Hey, James. What's up, buddy?
Hey, James.
Hi. Hello, James.
What's up, pseudo James? Yeah. Yeah, your audio is good.
How is it over there at Barbara Walters' house? It looks a little bit like Barbara Walters. The curtains on the top always make me think fancy. That's all.
Oh, it's
the short
to
curtains.
it's to cover the plant light so it doesn't blind me.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
I thought those were like religious candles up there.
What?
No, you strike me as an atheist.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I like Christmas. I just like the flashiness of Christmas. It's not really, it's like a story. I got kicked out of Sunday school when I was 9 for calling Adam and Eve incestuous and then bitching about all the bugs that couldn't stay on the ark.
How did you know about incest at 9?
Lachlan thought you were me.
How did you know about incest at 9?
Oh, no.
Discovery Channel was really easy to access.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I lived on that.
Sister wives. Yeah.
I have I have pictures of me when I was getting christened in Montreal, and I just shat all over the priest, the tub, the altar, like it just. And I was like, I was political. Like that was like 4 days.
Yeah,
old.
I was just gonna say you had a guttural reaction.
I'm consistent. That was my first movement. Get it?
Shitting all over the church.
That's right.
And then because they wear those white dresses, right? Those men. That we should all worry. You worry about men wearing dresses. Yeah.
Yeah.
Reading books to kids.
That's anti something. You can't say that. Is it okay? Can I ask you guys? I have an ableism question.
I can't say what I said though.
Oh my god.
I still think that making fun of the Facebook April is ableism, and then I thought, is me saying that it's ableism?
That's why I'm here. I shouldn't have turned my Facebook off.
Yeah, that's the one. Please stop using your
She's
toy.
just slightly trailer parky. I don't think she's like disabled per se.
What's the difference? You know, really?
Trailer parky. I don't know.
Let's say Bubbles was a real
They
guy.
always seem to have the name April too.
If Bubbles was a real guy and you made fun of him, aren't you being an ableist? Really?
No, Bubbles is the smartest one of all three of them.
Okay. I don't know.
He just
Someone's
sounds.
gotta work with
He
me.
just sounds bad. He literally leads the entire group. He's the one that, is the leader.
Oh, I made up a joke. You guys want to hear my joke? What do you call a man with no arms and no legs stuck in your hair?
Bobby?
Brett.
Dumb?
Brett. I was thinking Bobby Pin. You went for a hair Brett.
It's got to be the full name. You can't go Bobby because then the pin is just left there in the ether somewhere.
You said Brett.
Yeah. That's right.
Isn't it a Barrett?
Barrett? Yeah, but you say it like
but you
Brett.
said Brett. But my Bobby one was fucking no good, eh? I see how this goes.
Bobby Pin is the fucking name, not Bobby.
And Brett is not a barrette.
Not when you say it like Burrette, cool whip. Jesus Christ, come on, man. You're supposed to let that go. These are the conversations we have before shows, not during the show.
Fucking believable.
My God.
Yeah,
Most terrible.
Well, we'll say trailer park people and redneck people will say Brett, and then most proper speaking English people Barrette.
When they say sex, they say sex because they don't have teeth, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen those Mike Tyson memes where it's all these like things that Mike Tyson would say with his lisp? I gotta get one.
So?
Oh, they're so funny, and they're all like, "What is it? Twisted sister?" Like, and it's so funny. the face match thing that they do, and they get famous like actors who say famous things or whatever, and they get him to say it. Hold on, I'm gonna download one right now. Talk amongst yourselves for a second, please. Oh, there it is.
What's he doing? Sorry, I wasn't listening. What's he doing?
He's downloading a clip. He's downloading a clip. But go back to the Big Mouth, Wide Mouth, whatever, the spinoff, Human Resources. If you liked the original, watch the spinoff.
What was that about?
Spinoff to Big Mouth?
It's Human Resources, and it's the monsters. It's their workplace.
Oh my God, that would be pretty epic.
That would
That's
be
just Monsters Inc.
It is hilarious. The hormone.
It is.
The
That's what I was
hormone
gonna say. It sounds like Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
No, the hormone monsters have like an entire, like a whole full-on orgy in the lunchroom. It is freaking hilarious.
So you have to like anime to like monster orgies. I'm pretty sure, right? Do you like anime, either of you?
Yes.
Okay, what do you like about it?
Why?
Yes, I need to know these answers.
I'm not sure. It's just something that I like. I mean, it's Pokemon. I grew up like I'm a 90s kid, so it's just kind of seemed to go with part of the course, card captors and all that shit. It's just a different form of animation that appeals
Do
to
you
people.
like anime porn?
No, that's hentai. That's something completely like.
Oh,
it's
okay. I didn't know that until now. I thought hentai was like a bento box that you got at the sushi place. I did.
No,
Yeah.
hentai porn is like
Extra ginger.
is like anime. porn.
Wasabi.
No gingers. Fuck that. Not in
That
porn.
would be, I guess,
Oh,
the
you
way
mean in
you'd
the
be
meat.
able to describe it. But I mean, there's also different versions of hentai, so to speak, too. They have like live action.
For somebody
hentai.
that doesn't like it, you should know a lot about it.
Yeah.
I can't. I know.
Historically, the
a
first
lot of things
hentai
that-
film was created in a. Yeah.
Was it
The
heavy
tentacle
metal,
was
right,
only
in the
24
90s?
feet long at the time.
What?
Traditions state that the I don't know. I keep going here.
Was it heavy metal? That cartoon, was it in the 90s where they showed
That was like the
cartoon
70s,
boobs?
wasn't it?
Was it no, I think it was the early 90s.
No,
That was the only cartoon porn-ish kind of thing that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I don't.
I know.
Cartoon porn doesn't make sense to
Like
me.
it's manga. and
But
stuff.
it's like from Japanese.
No, I know.
Like it's,
Yeah, the only thing I've ever
tell that
seen.
gentleman not to do that again, whoever that was. Okay? We're trying to run a tight ship here.
Can't you see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what that one is. 'Cause I was born in 1990, so I'm not entirely sure.
I only ever knew like people would do like parody funny porn of like The Simpsons and shit every once in a while. That's the only
there's all
cartoon
that.
porn.
Like,
I've
there's,
seen the
Marge
Fuck
Simpson
Stones.
porn and all
Have you
that
seen
weird
the Fuck
shit.
Stones?
Yeah.
The Funk
Yeah.
Stones was like a comic that came out in like 1988.
Yeah.
And for some reason, some really decent, ethical person dispersed many of them on the schoolyard of my Catholic school, of my Catholic elementary school. And so we're like these little kids seeing our cartoon heroes, mind you, Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble, do some pretty unspeakable things with some impressive units, I might say. Like, it was like Fred could have been the elephant that gives him the shower. Like that's how
Like he should have
generous
been
they were.
wearing a bigger onesie in the show to cover that because that would have hit his knee for sure.
You're ruining my childhood cartoons. Just the worst.
I remember feeling like I still remember it to this day when that was like the internet started becoming a thing, and I saw a picture of George Jetson railing Rosie, which was a robot, and the only thing I could think of was that doesn't have a
crime.
Jetsons. Don't do that to
Victimless
me.
crime.
How
That's
do
like one
they?
of my favorite childhood cartoons. Just the worst.
Well, let me just tell you, Rosie apparently she's a goer.
That sounds about right for Rosie.
I couldn't.
Her internal processor is a Sibian.
Yeah, right. It's something, a fleshlight. Because I'm thinking of the only thing I remember having that thought, the actual where your brain tries to process what it sees, thinking she's all metal.
That would hurt.
How are they doing this?
Maybe the person that has sex with her hates himself
Silicone?
and is
Little
looking forward to the
silicone
metal. You know?
places? I don't know. You're talking to a person who sells sex toys, so I mean, I could.
Oh wait, what? You?
What?
That's why he thought you were me.
No, like I yeah, no, I'm not joking.
There's a drop that James hates that is perfect for.
No, I want to know. I have so many
Go
questions
for it.
now. I know, I really do. And these are legit
Yeah.
questions. They're not designed to make you feel weird or whatever, but you sell them. So obviously it's like, you know,
Yeah.
I want to know if you ever utilize as part of your sales strategy, just a little bit of your eyebrow, just one eyebrow might go up a little bit so that they can misinterpret it as flirting so you can get a sale. I'm just wondering, because when you're surrounded by sex toys,
No, you keep it like most times it's women. You're educating them and stuff, and they want to be comfortable. So you try to keep it
Clinical.
civilized. You don't like it gets like foolish and stuff like that. But you
civilized.
don't
You're
want to be
surrounded
all
by
like how
mandingo
we are,
dicks.
like,
You're like,
not
you know,
not the way
clinical
Lachlan.
studies say
Let's-
that the mandingo dick can
Lachlan would be a terrible dildo salesman. Let's just
Like,
put it that.
there was 2
He
people
would
on
just
one
make it
dildo.
Super bad. No, it's more about the educative experience aspect of it. There's more.
Yeah.
Who do you
what
sell
people are
for?
looking for. So, I mean, and you're not supposed to use any personal anecdotes, only things that you heard from other people. That's always the thing, because otherwise it makes it weird if you're talking about it yourself. Never do that.
So now that we know that every story that you tell in your sales pitches is about you.
No, not at all.
No, none of it is.
I don't have the time.
Yeah.
Well, if you go read the reviews on sex toys, you will be blown away.
She won't get high on
The
her own
entire
supply,
podcast
apparently.
based around that concept.
What's that? Sorry, what was that last part?
The reviews, like on sex toys, you could do an entire podcast just based on reading.
They're hilarious. They
They're
are
ridiculous.
so funny. There's people that actually review them like they're tech experts.
Oh yeah, very very.
I would like that job.
Thorough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild.
And this is why I'm able to like.
I
talk
could
about
create
this.
anal beads called Flintstones
You could.
Oh my god.
because they're hot. Haha. Rediscover the spark with Flintstones anal beads. I don't know.
Sphinx stones.
That's part of the mystery of the anal thing that I still don't understand. I don't get it.
Bumstones? I don't know.
Sphinx stones.
I think they have the name proper for what
Meet
it
the
is.
Sphinx stones.
probably
They're
shouldn't
called
fix
anal
anything.
beads,
Maybe they
aren't they?
spark when you pull them out. That's why they're called Flint stones, right? Like that's
Like it's starting a lawnmower,
yeah.
right?
You can find you. People can find you if you needed rescuing. Always wear your anal beads internally so that if you're in a dark forest, you can
Yep.
just pull them in and out, and the sparks will signal to the drones to start filming for TMZ.
No,
Well, maybe
there's
for
those.
Rosie
There's
because
those.
she's metal, I guess, but I don't know about the rest.
Oh, she's fucking metal, all right. She's seen the shit she was doing to George Jetson. It was
She would
fucking
be able to
disturbing.
vibrate, right? And
There's anal
shock.
plugs with lights
Yeah.
now, so you can
Shock,
signal a
heat,
plane.
vibrate. There's a lot of things.
Shocking.
Ryan,
like
if she
wait,
was-
wait.
Yeah.
Shocking?
Yeah, they have like electroshock like things.
Electroshock
like, you can buy
dildos.
like entire kits of it actually.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What
so
the
you
fuck
have,
are
like,
people
things with, like,
doing?
nipples
What-
or different parts like that, and then
What the fuck
like, bras and
happened?
stuff.
What happened to society where it used to be just a normal civilized person would get the car battery and the jumper cables?
I'll tell you what happened. 19 magic markers happened. That's what
yeah,
happened. Ryan.
that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
You're right. That's true.
They designed them to, they did design it to be
Yeah.
safe and stuff like that too. So it's safe, easy to clean, long lasting.
Do
You want
you
it
when,
this
when
way.
someone comes in and buys that gigantic arm fist sex toy, do you
Mhm.
give them a prescription for an antidepressant as well? 'Cause-
What's the biggest thing you've sold, Ree? Like, and obviously, client confidentiality is of the utmost importance. But what is the biggest unit?
There's a rabbit one I have.
Okay,
There's a few left that I had, but like I got a bunch of them. They were like, because you can get different sales on things and stuff from suppliers. But it's
Did you say rabbit?
yeah, like they're called rabbit toys. So it'd be
it's like a
the-
brand name. Yeah,
Well, no, there's like the rabbit design, and then there's the official rabbit brand name.
right.
Is that
Well,
the
they-
thing that looks like a rubberized money clip?
But hang on, I want to know what.
Do you want me to go get it? 'Cause
Yes,
Sure,
of
yeah.
course I do.
Are you kidding?
Just one second,
Please.
take me one sec.
I want to know. I want to know
And the
what the,
wardrobe change, maybe? I don't know. Like
I
some-
want to know what the biggest unit that she sold to a person thinking as she was handing the conch over.
Oh, hold on a second.
Where
Get
the
him
fuck
the
are you?
Atkinson. Get him the Atkinson.
Where are you gonna put this? Is this to jack up your house? Are you doing renovations on your home, or are you trying to get off? I want to know.
That's what I'm saying, because they get like, but maybe some people are just built. Christy, if you're gonna talk, you have to really like boss me. Like you have to be loud because I can't hear because you have no mic, so it's difficult to hear. Plus, I talk all.
No. I'm. All I'm doing is laughing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Can you laugh?
There's so
a little
much I want to
louder?
say. I'm trying to rein it back. I gotta rein it
Don't.
back.
It's Blackballed. Okay, please. Oh, are you reining it back for like your own reasons? Because don't do that on my behalf. Please speak your mind. So I'm not the only idiot.
No, I keep getting told I share too much.
Yeah, prove it, please.
Yeah.
Let's squeeze some compelling moments out of this fucking podcast.
Hey,
That's
what
it.
happened?
Hey,
what happened?
What is it you can't face? Giant whatever. Everything puckered.
Couldn't
Really?
find the rabbit, but I do.
Isn't puckering this?
Look at the size of this thing. Wait, everybody, shut the fuck up.
This one's
Hang
a
on.
double one. This one's
You
a
know what?
rabbit.
That's a
This is just a
two-sider.
double. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I could. The
Look-
rabbits were gone. I didn't realize I sold them all.
Look at the size of this thing. Look at
It
how
looks
long.
like a toboggan
Yeah,
from ancient Sweden. That's
But
what it
look
looks
at the. I know. Look at the arm span. I don't care if it's for 2 people or for 4. We're not making dinner reservations. This is a fucking unit.
But this
Look at this
also
thing.
is, you can have a remote control for each end.
What do you mean
So,
a remote? Oh,
yeah.
for the vibrations and the spiralies and stuff.
Yep. There's 10 different functions onto it.
So that would be
Right,
for
no fun.
2 people, right? And
Yeah.
they would go
Yeah. Yes,
ass to
double
ass,
under.
and that's smacking sound that some people find lovely and other people find disgusting.
If
right?
you could show me 2 people that are going to meet ass to ass with that fucking unit right there, I'm going to
Me?
tell you who can fit 18 markers in there.
Okay. How long is it in total?
What?
That looks like a camshaft. Like that looks like a
probably
tie
like
rod
22
for
or
a
something.
Ford Escort.
18 inches long.
Oh, 18.
1.5
That's
inches
9 each.
wide.
That's fine. That's fine.
Remote control attached with 3-foot long extension. So,
Excuse me, 3 foot long.
That's so-
extension?
so they can have a producer.
Remote control so you can like share between each other. Yeah.
And
also have
if you order now as a bonus, you'll get our magic marker detector. Have you ever been in this situation?
Line.
And this is
You
one
put the A in Crayola.
because I'm just very blasé with this part.
Hey yo.
I also, this one here is probably, it was discussed on the pod, but yeah, I had one of these too.
Okay.
Oh, that's a butt plug.
Yeah.
I would leave the date.
That's
I
a
would
butt
leave
plug.
the date. I would leave, if someone put a tail on their butt plug, I would be like, I'm sorry, this probably isn't going to work out. Like if she meant it as a joke, that's one thing. But if please don't ever do that again, please. Seriously.
I never judge.
No.
I never judge. I don't ask questions. I just, here you go.
You should ask questions. Are you okay? Should be one of them.
No, that's not my business. That's not that whatever they want to put in their business, their business.
It's got to be
I
a
guess-
safe space.
I'm just so vanilla, that.
They have stuff for that too.
I just think
Massage candles and stuff like that. You don't
think
have
what-
to go to the extreme end.
what a marketing genius sex toys, like phallic sex toys, were, just because of the fact there are so many things in the world around you that every time you look at it, you go, "That's a dick. That's a dildo." If
That's
someone's
why a lot of
brave
them are
enough.
built. Yeah.
That's a
Humans
dildo
are
if someone's
fairly
brave.
Sexual
It's just-
creatures, so
Yeah, it's all
It's
the
a
cell.
common theme through anthropology and stuff.
Well, it is the
Or-
symbol of the Titan of creation, isn't it?
Oh yeah, you guys are making it real hot now.
You're saying, Christy?
Back in the day, they used to put faces on dildos because it
Yes.
was illegal to sell something that looked like a penis. And it's only recently in the last few years that they actually started selling dildos that actually
So
look
no
like
hot dogs.
penises. So
Um,
you can tell. No,
Yeah.
go ahead, Ray.
If someone
No.
can send me a dildo with a face on it, I will give you $1,000 cash.
I'll send it
I
to you,
can
and it'll
send
be
you
my
that
face, and you'll pay me.
No, I can send that picture.
Do you remember when
I didn't say picture.
you said picture? Do you remember when I wanted to put out a line of Ezra Levant butt plugs?
Butt plugs, yeah, and it was like along the same lines of those tail ones, but it would have had like a little. You know how like when you go to a party and people get fancy and they put those little drink charms? It would have been like butt plug charms for Rebel News, We had like all these cool charms.
Yeah.
Like
Oh my God, the Brian Lilly one would have been
Brian
amazing.
Lilly. Yeah, Brian Lilly, Ezra
Oh my
Levent.
God.
COVID Caillou. What's his name?
Keen Bexit.
Kean Bexty. Yeah, that guy.
What?
Weird dude is. Such a little bitch. I think, does he have me blocked on Twitter? I can't remember. No, Mark's like the slappy buddy has me
Oh
blocked.
yeah, he's our friend.
I know.
Super nice guy.
Do you know what's funny about that guy in hindsight is that Lachlan and I
We got to be. I know, but we got to be careful here because there is something.
Oh, is there a problem then, Ryan?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
From
this
here
thing
on,
going
we're
on.
not talking about Slipinski. But one time, Lachlan and I would have a guest on the Dean Blundell show, and we were like, "There's something serial killer-ish about this person." Like,
do you remember that? Do you remember that one episode where he was on with us and like we were like you know how it goes from the intro music to the panel, and he did this weird spin in his chair, almost like the 10 o'clock evening news.
That's right.
I was thinking more like Ron Burgundy, but I thought he was trying to be funny, but the guy had no sense of humor. So it was like, that wasn't, he's literally thinking that's what he needs to do.
Well, he's probably got a really depleted sense of self-worth.
And a lot of bodies under a porch somewhere.
Well, no, but that's the end game for a guy like that, because his stare is so vacant and he's expressionless. But he was pretending to be a progressive for and simultaneously pretending to be a hardcore conservative. He was living that life for like 2 years or something like that. And I wonder if he even knows what he is. He doesn't have expressions on his face when he talks.
He's whatever pays him more. That's what he is.
Yeah, I think it's more than that though. I think he's truly capable of like taking out people when that guy goes. You're not supposed to say that about people, but
I don't think he could. I don't think he's got the.
Look at all the weak cowards that do. They're just.
It's true. Yeah, I guess you're right. It doesn't take a brave person to do what those guys do.
It looked like you could kill the Sandy Hook shooter with that dildo that the Sea Witch just had. Like that's how weird and gaunt that guy looked. You know,
I could probably give Mike Tyson a good fucking round with that thing. To tell you the truth, if
Michael has one of those things. It's just that it's attached to him.
Good point.
Fifth of ninth.
But yeah.
Which actually would be not to his advantage. Can't raise it over your head, can you, Mike?
This thing is thick. Yeah, it's so thick.
Here, look.
No.
Sticky stardust. And it's Mike Tyson's face with David Bowie's everything else. It's so funny.
This is just no.
That looks like, when the OPP pulls a body that's been in the water for like 8 months out and they try to do like a thing to show you, hey, do you know this person? This is what every one of them looks like. Right here.
This is no.
Yeah.
It took me forever to like the song Major Tom. When I was a kid, my mom played it. I fucking hated that song.
I always thought the voice was pompous.
Wasted half my life.
The voice was pompous.
David Bowie live.
Really?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I wonder if David Bowie and Prince ever had sex.
They did. I'm sure they did.
Seems.
Oh, you're sure they did? Really? Like,
I assumed it was just like a big one, like collaboration, like at their parties of cocaine and hookers and everything else. So
he was so open about sexuality.
But there was never any Prince's gay stuff out there. Like, you kind of figured he was, but then he liked women. And for some women, and for some reason, and I'm 5'6", so I know this is true, the majority of women want men that are taller, and that's fine. But he was like a fucking finger puppet, and women were like all over him. He was like 2'6". Like, the guy was tiny. He was the size of a fucking rugby ball. Like,
do you think he fucked Bing Crosby when they did that Christmas song together?
I don't know if they ever even met, but yeah, he probably did.
Yeah, probably, right?
Yeah. When I found out that Richard Pryor and Marlon Brando had sex, I was just like, now I'm just so confused. Except for the cocaine part, because clearly
that's
that
just
was
coke.
the thing that did it. No, I'm totally straight.
I'm gonna do lines off your dick. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Cocaine, it's a hell of a drug. Really is.
Yeah. Yes. No. It was Freddie Mercury. Freddie Mercury. Oh, Mick Jagger. They always said there might have been something with Mick Jagger.
I believe
Wasn't that in an autobiography somewhere? Didn't somebody talk about it?
Do you think that
the stories like that too? But maybe it was just the song. I'm not sure.
Do you think stories like that are outdated? Because I've seen polls about young millennials and Gen Eds or Gen Zs where they where the amount of people that are not just accepting of
One no.
gay, bisexuality, or whatever among their peers, it's like the majority have either had an experience or would or doesn't care if their partner is. And I'm 46. When I was going to high school in the 90s, nobody was out.
No,
In my
I had
school,
this
in the
conversation
50s,
today.
Not a soul.
Yeah.
The church had way too much of a
We said-
hold, and it was just like it was hard to be out because it'd be torture for people.
But nowadays it's different in city schools, specifically
Yes.
non-Catholic public schools,
Yeah.
right? There's a ton of people that are out, and great is what I mean. But it's an interesting kind of, I don't know. I like. I don't know. I don't know what I have to say about it. Even it's just.
I had this exact same point, James, and it's because it's a neat division between Ashley and I because she's 10 years younger than me. So the high school difference, I went to a high school with 1,700 kids in it, and I was telling the guys today, I think one of them was gay. We think he was gay. We didn't know. He wouldn't say.
Meanwhile,
Then I
like
find
three
out
of them
from-
have sucked a dick at least once, right?
Well, I didn't. Yeah, I'm still holding his story because.
Right?
Yeah, I'm still holding his story in for him. So
Spit
anyway,
that shit out, yo.
that's what I told. That's what he said. So Ashley, on the other hand, 10 years later, goes to high school, and she said it was a perfect comment today. She said they could have made an entire sports team out of the lesbians alone in her school that were out, and
Yeah.
it's like
I'm
what
sure
a
they
cool,
did.
The progress was like that just shows how quickly that happened, right?
And
So-
it makes the people who are older and seeing the transition happen like they're freaking out because they think that something's wrong when it's just there's more like people are more supported. It's safer to come out, especially in cities and stuff like that. Rural areas not so much. Like my town's still pretty iffy. It's like 500 people, but like last year, a buddy committed suicide because his daughter married a woman the day after.
Well,
Well, they dodged a bullet at Christmas then, right?
Yeah, like it's just like I don't know what father would do that to their daughter, but yeah, our town.
He didn't.
There's like 8 churches on one street.
So wait, I killed myself because my kid's gay? Is that what happened there?
Yep.
Oh, good
He was
riddance.
Pentecostal,
Sorry.
and that church is very
Hi.
like there's one
Next
family
caller.
on one side. Yeah, it's,
No, I'm the same as Ryan. When I went to high school, no one was open about anything, and I had a gay friend, but he was not out, so I was his girlfriend.
yeah.
And
You were the beard.
He came out. Yeah, he came out in his grad write-up, and there was a few people who were like, "I knew it." Like, no, you didn't.
Yeah.
I had a
But
friend.
My favorite. No, my
Go,
favorite
please,
thing
go.
about him. He is a gay guy. Birthday was December 25th. Initials are JC.
Get out.
Amazing. Perfection. Yeah.
Well,
Now we can steal his credit info. Thank you.
yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, fuck, that's wild, eh?
Jesus would never approve of a gay man, guys. I don't know if you've been listening, but
He would still love them though, and not probably want them.
oh, Jesus was gay. Jesus Christ was gay.
I don't know.
Mary Magdalene was trans.
They're,
Mary
You know
Magdalene
what?
was a drug dealer.
the whole concept of it is just insanity.
Of course it is, because you know what it is? It's an infidelity story that got out of control. Some chick slept around on her carpenter husband and got pregnant by some other dude because Joe had a limp dick, and she went, God did it. And then all of a sudden, here we are, 2,000 years later with fucking all the baggage we have now.
We went over this. Joseph was a cuck.
Yep.
He used to watch God fuck his wife. And then they decided that maybe the public wasn't ready for such an honest story about how Jesus was created through a fetish that was serving Joseph. And that's why they made him a carpenter, because he
Sidney
really
Poitier.
loved working with God's wood. And it was just, he was helpful. He
It
was
was
helpful.
actually Sidney Poitier, I think, in real life. It
Sidney
wasn't.
Poitier was God. What are
That
you
was
talking
God.
about?
Yeah. Well, it was Teddy Pendergrass, actually. Bitches
Alanis
just throwing their
Morissette.
underwear off at
Alanis
him.
Morissette was God.
No wonder we all got kicked out of Sunday school or shit like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, I got kicked out because my parents were. They had 2 bastard children. They owned the bar in town. They were living in sin. They listened to rock and roll. They smoked. I was kicked out of.
Sound like my
catechism.
favorite people in the
No.
world.
Yeah. Let's do lines
no,
of each
I
other's
left- I
body
left
parts,
because they-
for fuck's sakes. Like...
I didn't get kicked out. I left because they made me cry like every time after catechisms. They kept telling me my parents were going to go to hell.
Sorry, after what? Catechisms?
Yeah, it's when you have sex with
Catechism.
cats. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sex with cats. Yeah, it's a religious thing. We heard about it. It goes on like a weird altar.
Yeah, no,
There's a laser pointer to get their attention.
yeah, you go after school, you play with them.
Yeah, and they play hard to get, but if you go, they come right back.
We put the
They'll come right back to you.
in meow.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Oh,
That would be.
You get the whiskus. You have to shake the whiskus.
What
It's
is
like
like a
it's like
catechism?
communion.
What is the catechism?
I thought that was like a fault in a hill.
That's a.
No.
It's a chasm.
Oh, it's a chasm.
No.
Sorry.
No, it's like Sunday school, but like they before you go for first communion.
You know,
and all
only
that
a
kind of
fucking
crap.
Catholic institution would name a Sunday school with something that sounds like orgasm.
Yeah.
Right? Like, seriously.
I you know what?
This is why you're here.
I was raised Roman Catholic.
So
I was raised Roman Catholic. I didn't know that that's what it was called. I never attended. Yeah, I didn't know it was called catechism. I just thought it was called Sunday school.
Well, I mean, when I was 7 and in a 3-block town with only one Catholic church, it was called catechism.
That guy just called it whatever he wanted, I guess.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It was Sunday school to me, but
Father Mackenzie.
the same priest used
Picks
to
up the
blow
rice.
his nose. The same priest we had at the Catholic church, he would blow his nose into his hands and then wipe underneath the tables at Tim Hortons.
Oh,
Lovely
for
man.
fuck's sakes. That is a pre-COVID
Not even
behavioral
joking.
trait. I'll have you know.
Watched him do it. It was
That's how pandemics start. God damn it.
he died before the pandemic, so it wasn't his fault. But you know,
This is why people have parasocial relationships now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I went to a public bathroom the other day, and I literally walked in and was like, "Nah," and I just left. I'm
Now,
holding
I'll
this
shit-
piss.
I'll
If my
shit in the-
bladder explodes all
I'll
over
shit in the parking lot before
Oh,
I.
God.
Yeah.
No, it's just pee, and it was pretty bad. But I'm like, I'm just kidding. I'm not wiping someone else's anything in a public toilet. I'm not doing it. We have failed.
And you know what the funny thing about that is, because you feel it.
Hubbard.
I feel it in a different way than you though. Mine is if I go in and there's you know like Jackson Pollock painting on the fucking rim of the toilet, then I piss in there and I leave and somebody's waiting. It's like you almost feel I didn't do that. I got to tell you that's not me.
I'm having
I'm a normal
flashbacks
social person. I pissed in the sink. God damn it!
You know
I
what?
didn't do that.
If you were leaving,
Irving overnight.
Right, if you were leaving, you could have went like this. You're welcome. Just kept going.
My favorite one working overnights at Circle K was a buddy who came. He was drunk because there was bars down the road, and he came inside to throw up in the bathroom from outside, and then fucking exploded everything everywhere. So I'm just staring like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Just throw up outside like a normal human being.
Right. To throw up all over. I was like, "Oh." So
I would quit the job if they tried to make me clean it.
Oh yeah, I'd
would
be
quit.
gone.
I
Yeah.
put up with some weird shit, and then I finally gave up and I quit my job. Yeah. I've been through
No,
like
I'd be gone.
25 fucking jobs.
I wonder how many
Goddamn.
events in world history vomit has changed because of people's adjusted movements when the vomit makes the appearance, right?
Mhm.
Seriously, I bet you some ancient Greek or Italian or whatever puked once in the irrigation systems that they had going on back there,
Yeah.
poisoned a whole section of the fucking city.
Romans used to share a poop stick, so I don't think they actually cared a whole lot.
Yeah.
Like in the bath, like in the where they would poop and shit like that, they'd have like a share. They'd share a spot. in the
Poop and
bath-
shit like that.
Poop and shit. I like that. I like
Yeah. I
poop
love
and
you.
shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Dukas's
swear, but
comment, Dukas's
Yeah.
comment wins tonight.
A weird tidbit for you about the Roman people.
yeah, it's
Do
me.
you have
That
little
was
sex
totally me.
toys called tidbits?
They're called
Because that would
McPubes.
be-
Nick pubes. Oh my fucking god.
Can you tell me the weirdest conversation that you've had in your store?
Like what in Circle K? What?
No, in the dildo
Oh,
shop.
you
whatever
mean?
it is.
Oh,
The
you mean?
dildo
Oh,
shop.
like, 'cause I
Take
just
me
I
to
just
the
do it.
Not the
dildo
donut shop, the
shop.
dildo shop.
Take me to the dildo shop.
I don't know. Not really anything.
Let me
too
lick your
crazy. Most
lollipop.
people are pretty chill about it.
Pickled dildos. We just wanted to put pickle in front of dildo.
I think the weirdest conversation was actually someone who had messaged me for information on penis extenders. Would probably be the farthest, because his woman wasn't as satisfied. So there's different things you can attach on yourself to increase length and girth and whatnot.
Has there ever been anyone that's been like, I was just calling to see if you could tell me about all the cocks that you have in store? Like, are there like
No.
weirdos like that? Really?
No,
That's good.
And I
I'm
do-
surprised.
it's mostly local and it's out of my sun porch, like out of my front, like I do at home, right?
Oh,
And I do
okay.
like home parties and stuff. So it's not really like quite
that's
like that.
ballsy.
But we'd
You'd
be
sell-
like going into the section. I don't know what you guys would have. We had Sister Sarah's in Nova Scotia, so I'm not sure what you guys have for yours, but there's different.
What
there's
at our sex stores?
Yeah,
I
like there's
think-
chain stores.
I don't think the last time I was in a sex shop, honestly, was one of the ones on Yonge near Dundas, like 8-9 years
I don't
ago.
know. The only
I
place
think the
I've been
only
to in
chain one I
Ontario
know
is
is Hush. I think the only chain I know is Hush.
Okay. I know there's different chains because I think Sister Sarah's was like in Atlantic Canada.
They named one after a nun? That's amazing.
I have a question.
What?
I have a serious question.
No, you don't.
No, it is, but it isn't. But I want to know: have you ever had anybody try to enact any sort of warranty coverage on any of the items that you sell?
No.
Has anybody ever come to you?
Once it's out the door, that's you're done.
Has anybody ever come to you for a satisfaction guarantee complaint?
Oh, you would never guarantee satisfaction for anal probes, I don't think.
Really, eh?
How can you guarantee that?
Beautiful thing about this is just once it's gone out the door, done.
Once it's gone out the door, through the back door, I might add.
In the other door.
Belongs to the owner. Yeah.
Out the door and into the other door. Yeah.
I'm just wondering how that would go, eh? Yes, I'd like to speak to a manager, please.
Once it sells, once it's gone.
I use
no returns, refunds, or exchanges. Only on clothes that had been unopened would be the only thing, like lingerie and stuff. If it's been unopened, still sealed in the package, that's fine.
I bought the John Holmes XL RT Model 4, and I'm finding that it's not hitting the spots that I was guaranteed.
You'll
I was
have
wondering.
to call the manufacturer on that to complain, but
okay.
or just adjust it a little bit. It might just be you're not using it right. Just tweak it a little.
I got to return a product.
What?
Pardon?
No, I got to return to return a product.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
A male stripper's not a product. That's the service.
No, because before I learned proper etiquette, I had batteries in before use in the luggage, and it was on in the luggage, so it burnt out before I ever got to use it.
Oh my god!
The store took it back and gave me a new one.
Somebody saw that in an X-ray, right? They saw it, right?
We drove. There was no, actually no. There was. I was traveling. I went to Costa Rica, and I had something in my suitcase, and I opened it, and there was a letter saying that they searched my suitcase at the border because I went from Canada to the States and then from the States to Costa Rica, and I had a letter from the States saying that they went through my luggage and the back zipper where I had it hidden was open. I'm like, well, I guess they know what I'm doing.
Yeah, they know at least that's why she wasn't an ornery traveler.
They must see a lot of interesting things in bags.
Quite possibly one of my favorite.
The room did that.
Yeah, they did it to Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy had to travel to Jamaica with
and they actually had
black dildo in his carry-on.
Yeah.
It just, oh my god.
There's other stories behind that as well that happened in the hotel.
He lost a bet.
Which is absolutely fantastic, by the way, where they actually had to get the hotel manager to open Jimmy's door saying they were locked out of their room. And Jimmy started beating on the hotel manager with a big black dildo. It's a great story. But no, one of my favorite things to watch are those videos where people just fuck with their friends and they're recording them going through TSA and they're opening the bag and right on the top is just like an assortment of dildos.
Oh, if I can kill. No. Travel by myself. I wouldn't go on a plane anymore anyways. Watch too much Mayday.
Yeah.
Every channel. Once the swarm of bees brought down that plane, I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing it no more.
That's why snakes on a plane was so dumb. They should have used the bees.
Yeah, well, Samuel L. Jackson, he made a comment because someone's like, "Oh, wouldn't you want to win an Oscar or anything like that?" Because they were talking about like snakes on the plane and stuff. And he's like, "I'm not there to win Oscars. I'm there to sell tickets because I'm there to make money for everybody else."
Yep.
He's gonna give a damn about Oscars. So I was like, right on.
Yeah,
that's why he's able to just do ridiculous shit like Deep Blue Sea and all that. Like when that shark is coming. Oh my god, my favorite part of the movie.
Absolutely, and he got paid well for it. So.
Oh yes.
That's all that matters.
He didn't start acting until he's 45, I think. where I was just making
Yeah,
break for
yeah. Well,
fish.
he was actually he was a Tarantino guy only in the beginning. He started with Tarantino and stuck with Tarantino throughout every movie that Tarantino's ever put out. And then he branched out after that. But yeah, one of my favorites as well. What's up for the weekend for you two? What are we looking at for what's the weather like out? You're in the East Coast, right? Ray?
Yeah, I don't know. It was freezing rain and like usually it's just rain.
Yeah, it's unseasonably mild here. We've had
It's the same thing here. It's like always mild because like I'm right next to the Gulf Stream, so like where I'm at, I hardly ever get snow, but like it will still fluctuate. But it's been a little bit warmer than usual.
Yeah. What about you? Christie's the absolute opposite. They've had like the coldest winter I've ever heard of in my life.
No, not yet. Not yet.
What?
It's actually mild right now. For this time of year, it's mild. It's only it's going to be -11 tomorrow. It's only -10 right now.
-11.
Yeah.
Oh, in February we usually get like
+4.
2 straight weeks of -40.
Well, this is January, so
it's coming.
Yeah.
We're all dreaded February. February is when shit hits the fan.
Yeah, but haven't you guys
freezes to the fan?
I've been hearing from Lachlan that it's been -30 some of these days in the last couple of weeks. So
yeah, in the beginning of December it was -34 and -38.
Yeah,
it was
same.
-38 when I had my furnace replaced.
yeah, fuck that.
No,
Fuck that. I don't know.
stick my ass next to the Gulf Stream and love it. Go walking down the beach and shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
that's pretty good. Yeah, no.
But we have hurricanes, so I mean, I gotta deal with them fucking bitches. They're the worst.
Yeah. Usually knocks on your door first.
Yeah.
The cold out here though is different from the cold out east because the cold out east is wet to the bone, like you just can't warm up. Where here it's very, very dry cold. So if you just dress properly, it doesn't feel like -40.
The lobstermen aren't fond of February weather. It's nasty when they're out there on the sea.
Yeah, for sure. And the same goes for the heat. And a lot of people don't realize that in Ontario, because we're surrounded by the Great Lakes, we get our heat is humid. So when I was out there on Labor Day in Alberta, they were like, we can't do anything. We're shutting everything down. We had to move like the radio show. We were going to do it on Chris's
it was
back deck
+28
because it was +28. It's like, you guys realize this is a normal day in Ontario. Like this,
it was so hot.
Everybody was just losing their minds. It's like, this is golfing weather for us back home. It's beautiful out right now.
We were all hiding in the garage. It was
it was hilarious.
Nice back deck.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, on the coast, usually I've got like 15 degrees, like even in the summertime, it's like 15, 20. And like there's a few days where it gets warm, but you go in like a little bit inland and it's completely humid and gross, like how Ontario was nasty.
Yeah. So like, do you not get like any sort of like beach weather ever?
Oh, like in the summertime, yeah. Like it's like beach weather
15
for
to
us.
20.
We're used to like we're used to it. It's like nice sunny day, 20 degrees, and then the water's still warm, so you have people swimming into it. Right now, there's actually a buddy that goes surfing all the time. He's like surfing out there. I think he was out there yesterday. He takes videos and stuff.
Is he touched? Is he touched
No.
up there? No.
Well, a little all of us are down here are a little bit touched in some ways, but you know. But
I just learned that was the thing back in the day. People would call it touched.
Yep.
Like instead of using like the R word or something, people would actually say that person is touched.
Touched, stunned. Some people in Newfoundland,
I had to use that word meant something
you have
different.
to train that into myself because my mom used to say, "Oh, don't be so queer," but you can't really say that now. But that's like a Newfie slang that they
queer just meant weird.
Queer has been defanged. Queer is not a bad word.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I get confused now.
Yeah.
There's like
the East Coast hasn't got the memo yet, James.
Well, listen. As someone who has dated 3 lesbians, hetero-curious lesbians, I can tell you, and I was raised by a pack of lesbians in a way, because my mom played. I'm not kidding. My mom played.
What are they called? It's like a murder.
They were called the Bayview Medals because they were a softball team, and every Saturday they'd party at my mom's house.
Yeah.
I got a crash course into what it's like being gay when it was like 1986 by all these lesbians, and that's why I think that when I had a friend whose dad came out when we were like 14, and to this day he's like, I only like your reaction, because everybody else that I told was like, oh, like they were all like that, and I was just like, so what? It's fine. It's gonna be fine. And it was. And he just passed away actually last week, and he was like more of a dad to me than my dad was. But yeah. Anyways, the
was he
the
swarmed by a
life
pack of
cycle,
lesbians?
the life cycle of the word queer, and when the Dyke March was invented for Pride, also was a weird moment for a lot of straight people because they didn't know if they were allowed to say where they were going that day because of the word dyke, right? But they defanged these words. I thought, but you know, I'm wrong about all this shit, anyways. I said the word cripple once, and Dean almost lost his shit. I didn't know
Yeah,
that
that
was
one's
a bad word.
one now. And spaz and stuff like that. Like they're all like getting like because it's just they've been used like as a derogatory slang, and people. I think
That's
it's for
kind of
different
it.
areas too. So
Yeah.
I
it
think
makes it
that
hard to follow.
the gang in LA should put out a brand of potato chips called Cripples, and then it just totally turned that whole thing on its edge.
Empower the word. They call that empowering.
They could even have that guy from the Boys in the Hood that was actually in the wheelchair, the gangster.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
He could be the
Well, yeah.
spokesperson. Oh my god!
You always try to take the word back, right? It's like swastika in Ontario. They
Like
kept
who?
trying to change the swastika in
Oh
Ontario.
yes, that's right. Yeah.
Swastika?
That town, yes, they tried to change
What are you,
the
Swedish?
town name.
Swastika?
No. I have family that live in that town, and that town, they tried to change the name of that town so many times, and the people who lived in that town would get up in the middle of the night, change the signs back so it would change it back to swastika. Because what was it?
Maybe they were
Kingston
just
was
anti-Semites.
Berlin, right?
Nicola, get your swastika.
The town
Swastika
of Dildo,
law.
the town of
Swastika.
Dildo Newfoundland
Oh, God.
embraced their name. They even have like a sign that's like the Hollywood sign, but it says dildo on it.
Dildo, Newfoundland.
Dildo, Newfoundland. Yeah, that's a cool one.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
Or,
place. Been there.
Climax, Saskatchewan.
That's just Andy Dick's house.
Yeah.
That other one. You
Newfoundland
ever talk
has
to comedians
crazy-
that have known or met Andy Dick?
It's funny. We talked about him on the show today too. Are you
Oh.
sure you didn't watch the show?
I
today?
didn't watch it. This has been happening to me all day. You want to hear something really insane? I went into the bedroom and recorded a cover song of Frank Sinatra's "My Way."
Yeah.
And I literally decided to do it and then recorded it within like 8 minutes. Went outside where I was recording it and back into the kitchen where my wife was with the kids, and she was listening to Frank Sinatra's "My Way." It's not
Really?
something we ever listened to. And I was just like,
Interesting.
are you listening to that? She's like, yeah, I don't know. I just
We were,
felt like it.
we were talking about the Cruise FM death pool. They have that celebrity death pool that they do, and Lachlan was telling us about the rules that they have. Like they have an under 60 pick that ends up giving you bonus points if somebody under 60 dies. And somebody said you should pick Andy Dick. Like who would have talked about Andy Dick about anything else in the last 6
Why Andy
months?
Dick though?
Well, because it's Andy Dick. Have you seen him lately?
Oh, because of the horse thing. Yeah, he's a candidate for that for sure.
And he's living in a shed behind his ex-wife's house or something. I think
With the
was
horse,
the last
yeah.
I heard with a
That's
horse.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's probably a good runner for that under 60 pick, right? So it's just funny. I just thought it was funny. Like I didn't hear Andy Dick's name in the last like 5 years until today on the show, and then now you just talked about him
that's-
again.
yeah, that's
So-
Family Guy's the only time I've ever really heard him. I think.
I think that you should only pick celebrities that you wish were dead,
that'd be cool.
just to see if those picks end up panning out for you. Imagine you become like the inventor of this gambling system that somehow gets celebrity deaths right by picking passion picks instead of like logical ones. That'd be
Well,
kind of neat.
the funny part about that is I always think about the actual lines, like when you can actually put prop bets up on celebrity deaths. And don't they realize that, okay, what if I look at that and I go, oh shit, if I win that, the odds are very low, but if I win it, I win like $6 million. I'm going to go shoot that guy and collect
Well,
my
that's why-
$6 million.
that's why tontines
Hopefully
are
it's
illegal.
Oprah.
Like,
you know?
like isn't this
You
like
know?
what a tontine is? And that they're like, this is the whole point that they're illegal is because it makes it dangerous for the people involved.
I would
But maybe
see that
not.
being a thing here, but probably not down in the States.
No, I thought they were. I swear to God that tontines are legal. I don't know, maybe not. I mean, no, they
Sorry,
have.
what's it? What is it that you're talking about?
They're called
What's it-
tontines. Like it's like the death pools. Like when people like they have like
Oh.
they could take bets on who's going to die. So they have different celebrities for all days of the year. And if you
Mhm.
have your celebrity that dies, the celebrity
Fuck
dies.
that. You
on
could
the
just be
right
the
day that you
hitman.
pick. That means I think that you get a bunch of money. But it could be
Celebrity
wrong.
hitman. You call Frank if you're a contestant, and Frank just starts taking out celebrities.
I think you would.
Maybe that's what happened in 2017. Maybe that was
like it was like that reporter in Mexico. Remember when the gangland wars were going on so bad? That reporter had like he was always the first guy on scene with pictures of the dead
that's
bodies.
right. He was
It
part of the
because he
cartel.
was involved.
Yeah, that's right.
It was something on Archer, but maybe it's like because Michelle said something as a pact after death, but maybe it's like a taunting specific for a group of people, like between your friends. Like if you, Locke, and James and all that stuff had like a bet on who was going to die and live the longest, the person who
Ryan
the
Lachlan
person
would
is-
pick me, and then I would watch as their tall ass frames die in their 60s, and I live to be 102.
Of liver failure.
Now I have to do some research.
You know what? I'm going to play the harmonica at Lachlan's funeral.
Ooh, we won't be able to tell the difference.
Yeah, that's right. Do you remember that time that the demon? What's that?
I said I'll go there wearing a mask of your face.
That's right. That's right. I still think that it's a hilarious thought project of you and I hypothetically having a baby and naming it Lachlan is the funniest thing I can ever think of.
He would die. No, that would like just completely.
We make
destroy him.
procreation a bit, and then you just get rid of the kid.
That's
right?
commitment.
Like,
That's commitment.
Well, they're not just disposable. You can't just.
They are if they're. Well, I mean, I guess so, but
Well,
this
yeah,
one
was
doesn't
just for
work
a
unless
bit.
you don't care at all about
Yeah,
the kid.
this one was just.
Are you talking about like a Matrix style child, like just one that's like made into a pod?
No,
I
this was
don't
just
know.
a bit. It was just a bit. You can throw out shit from bits.
It was a
It's
bit.
fine.
Yeah, we can do anything we want
I
with the
think
bit.
too hard. I always go way too deep into things.
Oh, I know. We'll name.
Yeah, that's your
we'll name
business,
him
isn't it? Isn't that your
Yeah,
business? Isn't that
yeah.
what you do for a living?
Well, listen. We'll go there and we'll pick out an item to help spring along the birth of Lachlan. But what's more important, I think, is that we make little Lachlan the biggest Rush fan ever.
Oh yeah.
And we'll give him his own show called Lachlan's Rush
because they'll have you
of
Rush
Love.
and the Killers.
Yeah.
How do you not like Rush? I don't understand.
So
I
her
understand.
eyes on one
I understand
hand,
why you wouldn't like
shirt
Rush.
on.
So do I. Fucking.
I think Rush's musicians, like the collection of musicians that they have in that band, especially to other really good musicians that are famous, they have all the respect in the world. And then Geddy Lee got his testicles stuck in a vice and never took him out. And I don't think that voice is really doing it for a lot of people. You know
No.
what? I only speak truth here, guys. You guys know it. I don't have a filter. I've had a bad
I'm with you on this,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
I can't stand them.
I can, if they had a different lead singer, I bet you I would like them a little bit more.
It's like
You
Big
know.
Lebowski and the Eagles. You just can't handle them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's but like a bunch of Van Halen, I feel like had one good lead singer in the 70s or whatever that was, and then that was it. David Lee Roth, I was like, I never thought that he was like a great singer. Sammy Hagar certainly wasn't a great
I
singer.
never really got into them. My fault, like the music I listened to was a lot more like Fleetwood Mac, Supertramp, Boston, all that shit. Because my dad was like
Oh, good
30 when he
music.
had me, so like he was more 70s. So that was
Yeah.
like the music I grew up into. And mom was
Yeah,
all
that-
like
that was-
weird
That is
Elton
great.
John's
and
and
shit
yeah.
like that. Yeah, I have a very broad range of music. I love pretty much just about anything. I've
Just the
had
broads, or
leads-
do you like the guys too?
No, like mostly the guys. Yeah.
You said broad range.
Did
I
we just
said-
have our first coming out? No, did that?
What?
Oh, I thought you just came out. I thought you just came out as bi. I thought that was the whole thing. I thought this was planned from the beginning. You soften
No, I
us up
never
with the
really
big dildos. And
Spreading the love, man. No.
There's a lot of spreading and loving and.
this is really hard for me to hear because I'm isolated and sexless. So
We are-
can you guys
we are
tone
the
it down a
worst.
little bit?
You're just the
Fuck's sake.
worst.
I'm high as
And can you
kite.
send me that dildo? I don't know why. Just want it.
I suppose.
Oh my God. We could do a skit of Anne-Marie Iverson and her microphone using
Oh my
that
fucking-
particular product. And we'll just have it
Oh.
exactly the same way. And you just never pay attention to it, but it's there and it's impossible not to see.
Just hanging in the background.
She would file a human rights complaint if I did that, I think. And she would probably have a right to.
I think so.
Those
Yeah.
human resources would be coming for
Toby's
sure.
gonna have a lot of paperwork.
No one's any fun anymore, you know? It's just,
I know. Man,
yeah.
so sensitive they are.
It's true. All right. That's all I got after
Me
what, 3
too.
hours and 28 minutes.
It's like 3.5 hours.
Yeah. You guys have to get mics or else you're never coming on again, okay? Because
I'm sorry.
yeah, you
Wasn't
should
like
be.
a plan. Like, well, I could trade a jar of weed. I think there's a buddy that has podcast shit down the road. He's not using, so and he needs
Down at
weed.
the podcast store, and where are
There's
you?
a dildo
again?
and some weed. Can I
Nova
have your mic?
Scotia. I'm like in the middle of
Yeah.
nowhere. Like it's an hour to Walmart, an hour to.
Down at
Wendy's.
Johnny's podcast and dildo supply.
No, I could go to Charlie Lyle, but he always has stuff on pawn, so maybe he has something there. He also sells dildos in the back shop.
There you
They make
go.
them for-
I bet he does.
Yeah, Charlie the
Yeah.
Chief.
Welcome to Dildos in the Back Shop. How
You
you
can get
doing?
Pokemon cards,
Isn't that
dildos,
Jeff Wood's
everything.
podcast?
What?
Yeah. Why is this cheese grater shaped like a dildo? I don't know. Because euthanasia laws are now enacted.
Why is this
I guess?
dildo shaped like a cheese grater?
Why is this dildo shaped like Ezra Levant?
Ew.
This looks like a blackballed invention.
Fun fact: they do make things so you can make molds of your penis and stuff.
Yeah,
They're called
clone
clone of willies. There's clone of willies and clone of pussies. Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't think I'd like my penis clone. I would rather show my penis than a clone penis because the clone penis, then you can then take it somewhere else and photograph it next to Mandingo penis, and all of a sudden you have a small penis, right?
Do you want to hear a weird, fucked up story about them?
Yep.
There was a group
Yep.
of friends
Yeah, I do.
who had they bought like a bunch of them, and they all like did it with their men, and then they traded them amongst each other's friends so they could try their man's dick without fucking them. That was one of the reviews on the Clone of Willies.
That's kind of hot, and from a like humiliation standpoint, like what do you mean? Like I'm just gonna
And
piss your
apparently
dick before I fuck you, sissy.
the men didn't know, and they used them with their husbands, and the men didn't notice the difference.
You didn't know?
Nope.
Wow.
So that's what they did. So instead of like they traded, their friends' dicks, but
So I'm sorry. Okay, so if someone brought, some other guy's dick home, and he saw
Well, 'cause see,
it, would you look at that and go, that doesn't
cloned
look
it,
like
so they-
mine.
They cloned it for their women, so they just assumed that they were using their own dick. They never paid attention.
But they were using Chad's dick instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when
It-
she was,
Bunch of
imagine she was like
wives
this.
got
I don't know
together,
what you did to me
traded
tonight, honey, but it's never been as good as it was tonight. You're just like, what? Can you say that again? Masturbating me?
Well, no, seriously, like
It's gonna turn into a lot of role playing happened during this time of these exchanges. I would imagine. Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
and this was a review that somebody left on one of them.
Yeah,
you
that was
said?
a review that someone left on the Clone of Willy product. And I was just kind
Really?
of like blown away. I was like, I never even would have crossed my mind
You-
to like,
Oh my god, you could have so much fun with that, like the Pepsi Coke taste test, where you're like, you give them 5, and you're
Is
like,
this
which
Dave?
one? And Sandra's like, definitely 2, no doubt about it. And it's your son Michael's. Like you can
you can
totally
get him in different, different shades. So I thought about sending them to Locke in different shades so he could try on dicks of different colors because he seemed to be interested in that one time during the podcast. Of there was like a sports guy Dean had on, and he was like saying like Locke behave, and then
That's
Locke
probably
like, busted
Rod
out, like would
Black.
you want a different colored dick or something like that? It was like a dick transplant or something fucked.
I think it was
I
Rod
think
Black.
Rod Black,
And
yeah.
I think Rod Black simultaneously has the greatest porn star name ever if he was
Yes, that's I think
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
Rod
Rod Black.
Black.
yeah. And then he was asking about like would you consider for a dick transplant would you consider having a different colored dick?
Rod Black.
So then I wanted to send him the clone of Willies in different colors and be like, here you go, Locke. And that's why he hates me.
That's why he hates me.
Tonight on Big Black Coffee. Rod Black.
Oh my god. Poor Locke.
Let's end it on that. Let's
still
do
don't-
that.
yeah.
Right. No,
you
still don't
you
understand.
better be
on the
filthy. Go ahead,
trading.
Christy. Is
But
that?
I still don't understand how the husbands wouldn't notice the dildo and go, "Hey, that doesn't look like my
they're
dick."
too busy just putting something in their woman. They're not going to notice what it is.
Oh, they
No, no, wait a
they
second.
made
It's more
they made the
sophisticated.
husbands do this.
No.
Yes, no, that like the husbands did not know that the women traded the dicks and then they used them with their wives and had
So
no
they-
idea that they were using another
Oh.
man's like
Did they all have the same size dick?
I don't know.
It sounds like
I
it.
don't know what they never went into that detail, but I'm guessing it was like close to average. Maybe everyone's kind of
What
like
in the
oh,
fucking
they just didn't pay
Alabama
attention.
bullshit?
No. I know what it is. There's role playing involved in this. So say you're
Yeah.
the desperate housewife of wherever this is, and you're like, and you're lying down and your husband's in front of you and she's like, now Chad, now Michael, now Steve.
No, it was just an exchange like they had in the bag, and they just picked out different ones
Yeah.
and they would trade
Can
them
you
around.
work with any of these bits, please? Can you just?
I'm sorry. I'm the worst for that. I'm not. So my sarcasm meter doesn't exist.
Okay, well, it was
That's
sarcasm. I think there's a lot of people out there that are kinky like that. They get bored.
Hey, rubber dongs is a very serious business, James.
Rubber dongy, you're the
Take
one.
everything really seriously. It's the worst.
You make wife time lots of fun.
Do you know how? What's the annual gross worldwide on dildos? I want to know that now.
What on like
The word gross is funny in that sentence.
The annual gross sales on dildo. I'm looking this up. Hang on.
Can we take away the word gross when you're talking about dildo sales?
$15 billion industry now. I think I can't
Maybe
remember. It's like billions.
How many
of
is that?
dollars.
How many is that? What's that in inches?
Hang on. Hey Siri.
Ask Paul. He'll know.
Go ahead. Keep talking. I'm gonna figure this
No,
out.
I was thinking too. I was gonna say before in Texas, you're only allowed owning 6 dildos at one time without a license for selling them. Otherwise, you can go to jail.
How many guns can you own at one time in Texas?
Regulate dildos and not guns.
How many dildos can you put in yourself at one time in Texas? That's my question.
I think as long as it's under
19.
6, then that doesn't matter. But they're called obscene devices. But you cannot own any more than 6. And if
I
they
fucking-
catch you, like if
I'm going
they
to
had
jail.
those like pure romance things, they
I have an
caught them,
idea.
They arrested the woman and everything.
I
I have
love
an
it.
idea, and your store can be the sponsor. Okay.
What?
I think that, and I'll just throw myself into the ring just to make it interesting. But I think that Paul and JB and myself, for charity, have a
Here we
cock
go.
off where we send our dick pics to one judge, and that judge makes the determination, so it doesn't get published or anything like that. And we see because I'm sorry, Paul, you did
Douglas
this to
will
yourself.
judge.
You did this to yourself, Paul, when you said that you're not capable of lying. And if I swear to God, if it's 7 3/4 inches,
It's not.
I'm going to be very upset.
It's not. It's not.
Here we go. He's
Go
not
on.
even fucking here, guys.
What? That's not an insult saying your dick isn't 8
Hey
inches.
Siri.
In the
How
US,
big is Paul
Hi,
Atkinson's penis?
I'm Siri. How can I help you?
Oh my God.
How many dildos are sold worldwide?
Oh my God.
I don't have an answer for that.
Yeah.
Say sex toys.
Hey Siri. How many sex toys are sold worldwide per year?
I don't have an answer for that.
Hey Siri. How about you go fuck yourself?
I won't respond to that.
Wow.
Siri's such a fucking sensitive bitch. I won't trust Vicky, by the way. Fuck Vicky and all of her shit. I watched
Is that like
iRobot,
East Coast
and I
Siri?
Don't trust her.
Is that like East Coast Siri?
I've
No,
had
Vicky's
such
off
a
of iRobot.
I've had such a sordid history with women that I would just prefer all recordings just be of like cats that just sound like people that speak English. I don't want any
There
real
was-
people talking to me or people
There
that
was a
sound
joke
like real
that they were
people.
going to try to do Samuel L. Jackson or something for a voice.
Yeah,
Could you
I'll take
imagine,
that.
like having that?
I'll take that.
The global.
He does do a I think it's for Garmin. He does or one of those GPS companies. He does one for like GPS voiceover.
Oh my God.
The best thing to do with Siri and Google and all that is to do the repeat after me. Then they'll say anything. Like, hey, Google, repeat after me. I am a worthless cockslut. And she'll be like, I am a worthless cockslut. Like, fucking right you are, Google. You know,
Oh my God.
that's how you get back in big tech.
Global sex toy industry to be by 2030 $62.32 billion.
Sorry,
US.
what is it?
62.32 billion.
Billion. 62
Billion dollars by
billion
2030.
dollars.
Someone's
Yeah.
like, hey, Earth,
You
go
need
fuck
to open a
yourself. And
sex
Earth was
store.
like, okay.
Food,
Do that.
sex, and death always sell. So any of those 3 things, and you will make money.
But garbage too. Work and waste. People
Yeah.
always want to get rid of their waste. The recession-proof businesses. You're right, including prostitution.
I
But
learned that from The Sopranos.
I want to know. That six. So they're saying by 2030.
Yeah.
Like, are they factoring in like AI robots? Is that why it's so high?
No, it's just because I think
It's because we're all fucking
accepted.
freaks, dude.
Yeah, everybody's a perv.
We're a population.
love
I
it.
mean, we keep like going off the fucking chain, and like, I don't know when the first dildo on Mars will happen, but I guess well, maybe
That's not a
soon,
chain.
because we'll
Those
be
are
fucking
anal
flying
beads.
there anytime.
There's a difference.
That
See
sounds like a
happens.
challenge. First person to utilize a dildo on Mars.
It will be that fucking rocket fuck.
Yeah, well, I was gonna
Weird
say it
people.
won't.
I really love space and everything about it, and he just.
I hope it's hentai. I hope someone goes to Mars and all of a sudden these perverted like tentacle creatures come out of the
They
woodwork
have
and some chick's like, I'll
they
do
have,
it.
like alien hentai porn, but they also have like, just because we're on that subject, they have dildos that are called ovipositors, and they lay eggs inside you.
Imposters? That's
Yeah, they're
kind of rapey, isn't
ovipositor.
it?
Like it's like the part I think that it would like lay eggs. Anyways, they're made into dildos, so then you can put eggs inside of you to then lay them to make it feel like you've been impregnated by an alien.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the dark side. The dark side of everything.
Those people buy dirt from Alex Jones, you know? Like
Yeah.
that's,
To put into a drink. To
I would
make
equate
themselves-
them more to the grime sort of people, like the sci-fi crazy people, maybe.
Oh, I am
The
actually
ones who, like,
kind of I like the
super into-
cosplay kinksters. Like the ones that like don't dress like aliens and weird things.
Like
but
Star
like
Trek, Sailor Moon, and like
Suicide Squad girl with the bat or whatever. Like like
That's
I
a
like-
really common.
My Little Pony. Yeah,
No.
I'm with you guys. I totally get it.
Bronies, no.
because I feel for that guy because like that hockey player that Lachlan used to make fun of because first of all, I find it so bizarre that I don't even understand how an erection occurs by thinking about My Little Ponies. I don't understand that at all. But the other thing is that imagine being that guy and imagine he was into it and then the entire world is shaming you for being into it. That is heavy shame that I think that could lead to suicide quite easily.
This is new though, right? Like this is relatively new.
It's burning down the patriarchy and breaking down. I mean, like there's some things that are kind of but you got to try to like.
What's
you try
burning?
not to
What
sex-
fucking
you try
fucking
not to sex shame. It's
Wait,
the
fucking a
best-
pony? Fucking a pony is burning down the patriarchy?
No. I just mean in
Okay,
general.
Jesus
as in,
Christ, I was
yeah,
about
just
to
mean in
eject you.
general
I
as
was
in
literally about to kick you right
allowing
off.
freedom of sexuality and stuff. Because everything is oppressed. Everything's supposed to be vanilla, missionary only man with women, like that kind of thing. So anything outside the norm is looked upon as bad. So
By
the
who?
more you can
I think
do
it's looked
outside
upon
the
as
norm that's consensual and
different.
safe.
I think that's
And
the past, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what she's saying, and that's why it's okay to jerk off to a pony now. Apparently,
I wouldn't say jerk off to a pony. I mean, that other guy that we were talking about earlier, like that was a terrible video. Fuck that. That was
I know. What about the thing that Jamie P likes?
Oh,
the pregnant ladies.
So
okay, just say it right out loud. Fine. Okay.
He already said
Oh,
it.
sorry. That's
I know he did.
He already said it. You know, he's owning it. I'm not judging him.
kidding.
I'm not
that's not, it's
judging
not a
him.
common thing.
But I have the type of brain that's like I really like visual. I'm an eyes open, lights on kind of guy, and I'm just all my brain will be doing is there is only a flap of skin and a membrane between you and a child. And I'm just like, what is so the child itself being the focus of the turnout, or the fact that it exists underneath the skin?
Did you never grow? You didn't grow up in Toronto with those paper thin walls.
The only pregnant
always
ladies I knew
fuck
in Toronto were
behind-
strippers.
Yeah, but everybody. You live in a makeshift condo, and the walls were so thin that it was the same thing. It was just a wall, like a thin little wall, and there was somebody fucking.
Yeah, but
behind
unless
it.
you were a
Baby doesn't
baby,
know.
it's not the same thing at all.
Baby doesn't know, and it's not about the baby. It's about like
But then if it's not about a baby, then those guys would just like women with guns.
no,
right?
it's about women. It's about the woman's ability to, because she's virile. It's like the attractiveness of like her being a woman because she's fertile. So there's some men who are attracted to pregnant women because it's like they're.
I think it's kind of a red flag.
Creating life.
I'd like.
Yeah,
everybody
like
to-
it's kind of like that. It's more into the fact that she's doing something amazing to them. It's not to do with the
They
child. It's to do with the woman's ability to be. They see her as more womanly.
I would like
Is
to
the way I
also.
understood that.
They could do
Remind
that
every-
if they just got her to like
Like
put
how
up drywall
there's, like,
or
some
something.
men who are really attracted to their pregnant wives, for instance. The same
Once
thing.
again, I would like to remind everybody that 99.9% of the shit that comes out of my mouth and James' mouth is
lies, I know.
usually joking. And
it's
this is
always
Casual
good to
Friday and not
That's not true.
health.
I
it's not
always
health
tell the
class.
truth. I am incapable of lying.
Yeah, see, I'm going to kick you off your own show in a second.
I'm sorry. You didn't boot me
My,
off.
that's my problem is that I
Not
don't
you.
filter anything. Isn't that my problem? I thought that was my problem.
Well, no, it's definitely not a problem.
I'm high
Yeah,
and
we're
had a rough week tonight, and that's why tonight is.
Yeah,
weird.
same here. I'm
I
absolutely chewed.
don't think anybody would be able to explain what attracts them to their kink. It's just what they like.
Yeah.
I can. No, I can't because then I give away the kink, and that would be embarrassing. But
See?
let me speak hypothetically. Sometimes you develop. Sometimes you develop a coping mechanism in the form of a kink for childhood trauma. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ask me how I know because I will not tell you, but I know that's true.
Oh,
Stepmother.
And
I get it
there
now.
sometimes you have questions like, is this like healthy or unhealthy kink to do it? And it could be either or. It depends on how you cope, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great awkward silence part, guys. This has been a great
sorry,
bang
I
up
was
show with the
answering someone
awkward
in the
silence.
chat because Mel was saying something to me, and she was fucking with me. My apologies.
sorry, I was just trying to fill the awkward gap.
I had a compilation of a bunch of like really awesome television show songs that I used to like, that I used to listen to. Hill Street Blues was on it because I really like Hill Street Blues. MASH was on it.
What is it? Suicide is Painless,
Oh, yeah.
right?
What was that?
MASH is Suicide
Yeah,
is
MASH
Painless,
is Suicide
right?
is Painless. Yeah.
It's the most depressing, wonderful song ever. Like it just really is.
I sing it to make my dogs howl.
Do you?
There's no words.
Yes, there
I wanna
is.
make it my own. No, there's words. There's actual. There's lyrics.
Well, from the
pretty
real
sure.
version of it, yeah, but not the
Oh,
MASH.
yeah.
Yeah.
No. I sing the actual real version to my dogs.
And
to make
then
them
you
howl.
could do
So
a
I do it at
whole-
the same pitch.
Yeah, a whole Alan Thicke medley. You know.
Show me that smile
again. Oh, by the way, I've been trying to get Kirk Cameron on the show, and I've been going back and forth with his right-hand guy for like a year. And we keep going back and forth, and he's close, he says, right? And I keep on saying things that aren't true because I'm a person capable of lying to the call screener or the email screener guy, the producer. And I'm just like, listen, I just want to let you know that because Kirk is such a high-profile person, buttering up, and also because he's such a dedicated Christian, buttering up, whatever you want to call it, he's also probably a target for a lot of people who have ulterior motives when they're asking him for an interview. And so this is how it's gone back and forth with me and this guy. And he's like, I really, really appreciate that there's someone in the world. And because my brand is such where I'm not mean to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until the exception arrives, probably in the form of Kirk Cameron. So I have no problem being mean to that guy. But I probably wouldn't actually. That's the thing about it.
Good thing we're off the air. Yeah, you're right.
If you came on a Casual Fridays,
you
I'd
don't
be
know
mean
who
to
that
him.
is? Right? Did you say you don't know who that is?
Who? No, I think I have an idea on who Kirk Cameron is. I keep.
Come on.
She was born in 1990. She might not know.
I'm really shitty with like remembering who people are unless they're like.
I'm James. That's Ryan.
No, you're saucy. See?
And that is Chesty LaRue. I mean, Christy O'Hare.
You
Chesty LaRue.
absolute son of a bitch.
And that's
Do the
Jordan
masturbation one
Peterson.
again. Do the masturbation one again. It's
I've been
me thinking
masturbating
after
to
a helium
pornography
balloon.
for the past 6 to 8 hours. There is nothing in life more meaningful than pornography and masturbation.
Doesn't work without drugs, Jordan. I'm sorry.
My favorite is the lobster one.
I recently spent 2 weeks on the streets dressed in a full body lobster suit to attract young men.
That's my favorite.
Oh my god, I can't.
He's really got to claw back those statements.
Yeah.
He just needs to
All right,
claw back and tie himself back into the lair from whence he came.
Hey, did you see the producer?
Yeah.
What?
The producer was given the rap.
No, I'm the producer. We're gonna fucking go now, guys. It was a good. It was a great show.
End stream. Don't even close it.
It was the worst Casual Fridays we've done so far, and it's all my fault. And I'm fine with that because it's Casual Fridays, and it doesn't matter.
I don't know what the hell I'm talking
What
about.
strain did you smoke?
See?
What strain did you fucking smoke?
I don't know.
Or you're not one of them ones that cares, are you? Okay, never mind. No
I did 75 milligrams of edibles, and then I smoked 2 joints since we've been on
Is
there.
it distillate edibles? Because that's probably why you're acting so like if it's intensely high. But that's a
I'm
whole other thing.
intensely
Like
high
don't
right now,
put me
but-
to the 4 hours of podcast time. You can't go there.
I feel really, really kind of like high, but also awake now.
Holy fuck!
Like-
It's 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it's 1:54.
Yeah. All right. I'll see you later. Bye. And I'll see you later. And bye. Ryan, I won't do that to you. No, I'm just kidding. See you later. And just kidding. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Maybe I should have just like let other people talk most of the time. Just sat there.
You know what we
Censor
got to
yourself,
do?
James. Cool.
Hey, you know what we got to do? One of these ones, we'll get like a whole panel of people, and we'll just mute ourselves and just see where it goes.
No, because especially people with no mics, because neither of them say
I love
anything,
it.
and then they're like, and the other one's like, yeah, he's coming.
Yeah, it was great. You know.
Is that your voice?
Yeah, that was. I just pulled the mic up and was doing it with lots of distortion.
Yeah.
So no, I think it would be a good parasocial experiment for us too.
Yeah.
And then they just host the show. Like they have their own show. They don't even know they're doing a podcast.
Oh my God, that's like a metaphor for mushroom spores that build a colony by having to kill all the other little types of mushrooms, tribe spores or whatever.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. Don't lie to me. You lie to me all the time now.
Hey, I am incapable of lying. So,
you know, for like really sweet, nice, decent man, that was such a load of shit.
Not so true, North Eager Beaver.
But because I love him so much, I'll give him a chance to retract and talk to him about the cock off or whatever the fuck it is that we're doing. For charity, though, we have to do it for charity. What charity would be stupid enough to take money from a dick pic contest? Well, I don't know, but let's find out. You know?
That's right. I want to go now.
Yeah,
I am so baked. Can you throw me out? Because I don't even think I can find my way out.
Yeah. See you later. Thanks for coming in. Ryan, thank you. If you can still hear me, thank you. I do appreciate all the heavy lifting that you do. And even though I'm only really talking right now as to burn enough time for me to fetch my outro file from my computer.
I'll help you. I'll come back and say hi. And then I'll say bye.
Cutting me off and then leaving? Jesus. I need a producer. See you next time on Blackballed.
Blackballed. Blackballed. Blackballed. Blackballed. Black, 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 black.